please post it in the chat room or on our Facebook page. Simply look for The Show with Clayton McKee on Facebook. We'll be starting the show in just a few minutes. We're just getting prepared, mixing cocktails and settling in for 3 hours of chat and some non-PC fun. From wherever you're listening or watching our show, let us know where in the world you are by posting in the chat room or hit us up on Facebook. Just look up The Show with Clayton McKee. At the beginning of hour 2 is when Al gives us our drinking word for the night. Grab a beverage and drink along with the cast as they get rolling. You found Q Talk America. Tonight's live broadcast will start at the top of the hour. We would tell you that this ain't your mom's radio station, but Clayton's mom listens every week. You found Q Talk America, home of The Show with Clayton McKee, Marnie Ryer, Kat Carlson, and Al Perkins. We will be starting tonight's broadcast at the top of the hour. By the way, we're a 3-hour show, so grab a beverage and get comfortable. If you have a topic you'd like us to talk about or a question for the cast, please post it in the chat room or on our Facebook page. Simply look for The Show with Clayton McKee on Facebook. We'll be starting the show in just a few minutes. We're just getting prepared, mixing cocktails and settling in for 3 hours of chat and some non-PC fun. From wherever you're listening or watching our show, let us know where in the world you are by posting in the chat room or hit us up on Facebook. Just look up The Show with Clayton McKee. At the beginning of hour 2 is when Al gives us our drinking word for the night. Grab a beverage and drink along with the cast as they get rolling. You found Q Talk America. Tonight's live broadcast will start at the top of the hour. We would tell you that this ain't your mom's radio station, but Clayton's mom listens every week. You found Q Talk America, home of The Show with Clayton McKee, Marnie Ryer, Kat Carlson, and Al Perkins. We will be starting tonight's broadcast at the top of the hour. By the way, we're a 3-hour show, so grab a beverage and get comfortable. If you have a topic you'd like us to talk about or a question for the cast, please post it in the chat room or on our Facebook page. Simply look for The Show with Clayton McKee on Facebook. We'll be starting the show in just a few minutes. We're just getting prepared, mixing cocktails and settling in for 3 hours of chat and some non-PC fun. From wherever you're listening or watching our show, let us know where in the world you are by posting in the chat room or hit us up on Facebook. Just look up The Show with Clayton McKee. At the beginning of hour 2 is when Al gives us our drinking word for the night. Grab a beverage and drink along with the cast as they get rolling. You found Q Talk America. Tonight's live broadcast will start at the top of the hour. We would tell you that this ain't your mom's radio station, but Clayton's mom listens every week. You found Q Talk America, home of The Show with Clayton McKee, Marnie Ryer, Kat Carlson, and Al Perkins. We will be starting tonight's broadcast at the top of the hour. By the way, we're a 3-hour show, so grab a beverage and get comfortable. If you have a topic you'd like us to talk about or a question for the cast, please post it in the chat room or on our Facebook page. Simply look for The Show with Clayton McKee on Facebook. We'll be starting the show in just a few minutes. We're just getting prepared, mixing cocktails and settling in for 3 hours of chat and some non-PC fun. From wherever you're listening or watching our show, let us know where in the world you are by posting in the chat room or hit us up on Facebook. Just look up The Show with Clayton McKee. At the beginning of hour 2 is when Al gives us our drinking word for the night. Grab a beverage and drink along with the cast as they get rolling. You found Q Talk America. Tonight's live broadcast will start at the top of the hour. We would tell you that this ain't your mom's radio station, but Clayton's mom listens every week. You found Q Talk America, home of The Show with Clayton McKee, Marnie Ryer, Kat Carlson, and Al Perkins. We will be starting tonight's broadcast at the top of the hour. By the way, we're a 3-hour show, so grab a beverage and get comfortable. If you have a topic you'd like us to talk about or a question for the cast, please post it in the chat room or on our Facebook page. Simply look for The Show with Clayton McKee on Facebook. We'll be starting the show in just a few minutes. We're just getting prepared, mixing cocktails and settling in for 3 hours of chat and some non-PC fun. From wherever you're listening or watching our show, let us know where in the world you are by posting in the chat room or hit us up on Facebook. Just look up The Show with Clayton McKee. At the beginning of hour 2 is when Al gives us our drinking word for the night. Grab a beverage and drink along with the cast as they get rolling. You found Q Talk America. Tonight's live broadcast will start at the top of the hour. We would tell you that this ain't your mom's radio station, but Clayton's mom listens every week. You found Q Talk America, home of The Show with Clayton McKee, Marnie Ryer, Kat Carlson, and Al Perkins. We will be starting tonight's broadcast at the top of the hour. By the way, we're a 3-hour show, so grab a beverage and get comfortable. If you have a topic you'd like us to talk about or a question for the cast, please post it in the chat room or on our Facebook page. Simply look for The Show with Clayton McKee on Facebook. We'll be starting the show in just a few minutes. We're just getting prepared, mixing cocktails and settling in for 3 hours of chat and some non-PC fun. From wherever you're listening or watching our show, let us know where in the world you are by posting in the chat room or hit us up on Facebook. Just look up The Show with Clayton McKee. At the beginning of hour 2 is when Al gives us our drinking word for the night. Grab a beverage and drink along with the cast as they get rolling. You found Q Talk America. Tonight's live broadcast will start at the top of the hour. You found Q Talk America, home of The Show with Clayton McKee, Marnie Ryer, Kat Carlson, and Al Perkins. We will be starting tonight's broadcast at the top of the hour. By the way, we're a 3-hour show, so grab a beverage and get comfortable. If you have a topic you'd like us to talk about or a question for the cast, please post it in the chat room or on our Facebook page. Simply look for The Show with Clayton McKee on Facebook. We'll be starting the show in just a few minutes. We're just getting prepared, mixing cocktails and settling in for 3 hours of chat and some non-PC fun. From wherever you're listening or watching our show, let us know where in the world you are by posting in the chat room or hit us up on Facebook. Just look up The Show with Clayton McKee. At the beginning of hour 2 is when Al gives us our drinking word for the night. Grab a beverage and drink along with the cast as they get rolling. You found Q Talk America. Tonight's live broadcast will start at the top of the hour. We would tell you that this ain't your mom's radio station, but Clayton's mom listens every week. You found Q Talk America, home of The Show with Clayton McKee, Marnie Ryer, Kat Carlson, and Al Perkins. We will be starting tonight's broadcast at the top of the hour. By the way, we're a 3-hour show, so grab a beverage and get comfortable. If you have a topic you'd like us to talk about or a question for the cast, please post it in the chat room or on our Facebook page. Simply look for The Show with Clayton McKee on Facebook. We'll be starting the show in just a few minutes. We're just getting prepared, mixing cocktails and settling in for 3 hours of chat and some non-PC fun. From wherever you're listening or watching our show, let us know where in the world you are by posting in the chat room or hit us up on Facebook. Just look up The Show with Clayton McKee. At the beginning of hour 2 is when Al gives us our drinking word for the night. Grab a beverage and drink along with the cast as they get rolling. You found Q Talk America. Tonight's live broadcast will start at the top of the hour. We would tell you that this ain't your mom's radio station, but Clayton's mom listens every week. You found Q Talk America, home of The Show with Clayton McKee, Marnie Ryer, Kat Carlson, and Al Perkins. We will be starting tonight's broadcast at the top of the hour. By the way, we're a 3-hour show, so grab a beverage and get comfortable. If you have a topic you'd like us to talk about or a question for the cast, please post it in the chat room or on our Facebook page. Simply look for The Show with Clayton McKee on Facebook. We'll be starting the show in just a few minutes. We're just getting prepared, mixing cocktails and settling in for 3 hours of chat and some non-PC fun. From wherever you're listening or watching our show, let us know where in the world you are by posting in the chat room or hit us up on Facebook. Just look up The Show with Clayton McKee. At the beginning of hour 2 is when Al gives us our drinking word for the night. Grab a beverage and drink along with the cast as they get rolling. You found Q Talk America. Tonight's live broadcast will start at the top of the hour. We would tell you that this ain't your mom's radio station, but Clayton's mom listens every week. You found Q Talk America, home of The Show with Clayton McKee, Marnie Ryer, Kat Carlson, and Al Perkins. We will be starting tonight's broadcast at the top of the hour. By the way, we're a 3-hour show, so grab a beverage and get comfortable. If you have a topic you'd like us to talk about or a question for the cast, please post it in the chat room or on our Facebook page. Simply look for The Show with Clayton McKee on Facebook. We'll be starting the show in just a few minutes. We're just getting prepared, mixing cocktails and settling in for 3 hours of chat and some non-PC fun. From wherever you're listening or watching our show, let us know where in the world you are by posting in the chat room or hit us up on Facebook. Just look up The Show with Clayton McKee. At the beginning
I've yelled at enough people for why do you have that? Don't you have a placard? Why are you barking?
This is Q Talk America.
The following broadcast contains adult humor, language, and topics, along with partial nudity. Actual knowledge is used sparingly. This show is a result of a lost bet and a bad game of rock, paper, scissors. It's The Show with Clayton McKee. And a man with a
it's already in the works.
Clayton McKee.
Okay, so we're starting a few minutes late, but that's kind of par for the course
I've
for us.
taken many notes.
And now, Al Perkins. Al, who's been away for 5 or 6 weeks, though we were off the air, he's already bitching about shit that needs to be done. He walked in the studio and said, by the way, where do I sit now? Really? Nothing's fucking changed.
Same.
I didn't remember.
Same.
I was like, over there?
No. There's me than you.
Right.
Well, I knew I was across from you and next to her, but
Well, that's the only choice.
yeah, those are my
Right?
only choices.
And he won't let us touch all the controls, so.
Yeah, no.
that chair's out.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Yes, the mics are up. The mics are hot. They're live. We have
Hot.
Meow Cow's like, oh, the audio. Oh, shut up and turn down your goddamn iPod. I need attitude from the fucking
God,
chat room.
I'm gonna need to powder.
Little
The
shiny.
ships at sea are gonna be heading this way any moment.
Well, apparently.
And I'm not even.
So this is Al's
I know.
I see you.
this is Al's first time back in Studio C, where we have
13 fucking lights.
13 LED floodlights all beaming down on one noggin.
Cut one of you open and just poke around since we have the lighting.
I have to admit, it was a bit of a shock last week. I'm pretty sure I walked in and went, oh, good God.
Yeah. Well, I made the mistake of looking directly at the sun trying to find the clock. Tried to learn
Speaking
Braille
of
in the
which-
3 seconds I was blind.
Okay,
The atomic
Helen,
clock.
welcome back.
Has there always been an atomic clock in the bathroom as well?
No, that's relatively
Oh,
new.
good.
Countdown is progressing. We are timing your work.
I was using the facilities and I looked up at the wall and I was like,
No, there used to be
always been there.
there used to be a regular, like a battery operated clock, but in the dead of night when everything was quiet, that tick,
It would tick.
tick, it sounded like it was just permeating from every source in the world, and it was just hugely loud. So I got tired of it, and I went to an LCD clock.
So I feel like you're not a fan of metronomes either.
Well, no,
Not by the bedside.
right. Well, not by they're fine when you're using them, but you don't let a metronome run 24/7.
Sometimes when you meditate, you just
Yeah.
gotta...
Well, that's
Oh,
different.
I deleted
Who
my
has time to
thoughtfulness
meditate?
chime.
For real.
I know.
I mean, it's like taking a bath.
Oh, I do that.
I got a lot of shit
You
to
don't
do. Let me
bathe?
just
I'm
Shower.
concerned.
shower.
All right.
Oh,
I got shit to do. Let's move on.
she's a very busy woman. I've attempted something
alternate.
here for you, and I don't know if it's helped much at all.
It has not.
Not even the top couple
Negative.
of lines, really.
Exactly. Since
Oh,
all I
my
see is a
God.
reflection of two very bright lights.
Yeah, but from your angle, it doesn't matter. I'm talking about her angle.
Plus, the glare off my head is probably almost
And
killing
here's
me.
why.
Actually, with him back, I can't see a screen at all.
You can look at that one.
No, I'm gonna have to go get my sunglasses.
Unfortunately, it's the light piece in the center of the room that's creating
That's
the glare.
your
so
missed
it's-
one?
Yeah,
Oh, we
that's the
can
one.
live without that.
No,
can't
we cannot. It's like no, we cannot. We will not. I absolutely oppose it.
I have a question.
All right, can I answer it?
Did you not pay your electric bill except for the lights in here?
But these are the LEDs. They use
The
less power.
refrigerator's warm.
Oh no, the air's on. In fact, I can now control it from my phone.
Well, I wish you would.
It's on 70, and it's
She needs it on sex.
no, she doesn't. She gets shy.
What?
Anytime we talk about sex and money, she just.
I know. No, and yes, you're correct. But can that go down?
I feel like was that a song in the late 90s,
What?
Sex and Marnie?
I think no.
Sex
No.
and cottage cheese, sex
Cottage
and candy.
cheese. Candy, there it is.
Sex and
you
cottage
for being here.
cheese.
I knew it was a food.
Sure, I can
I
see
enjoy
how it
food
goes
a
from
great deal,
Marnie
I understand
to
food.
food
Marnie to
just
cottage
the
cheese
candy.
to candy.
Right? Yeah.
Sure.
I think I'm upset about that somehow.
That's actually a really clear
I
path.
want candy. Bum 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 bum.
I want cottage cheese. What? I mean, I don't
No,
see
it
that.
fits right
I'm
in.
on board.
Now I want cottage cheese and candy.
You know what
Combined?
May I tell you about a little recipe I made up at work?
I feel like
you
cottage
could.
cheese and hot tamales would make a
I
really
think you
good
could.
combo.
Sure. can
I
see
have
that.
actually eaten cottage cheese with gummy bears in them.
That I can
Oh.
believe. Yeah, but
Bears
those
made
that-
of gumi.
that was-
I
yeah.
approve this.
Were they
message.
edible gummies? Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
No.
Oh.
I was
That's where
at work. I was at
going.
work.
Yeah.
They were not fat free by any means, were they? Because there's an Amazon page that
'cause
is full.
if you have not seen the Amazon page for the fat-free gummy bears,
Oh,
the
the
comment section,
Comments.
it's almost
have
as
not
good as
seen
the.
it.
Oh my god!
I'll have to look.
And
Yeah.
the intestinal.
I thought we'd
distress
actually
that they
posted a
cause.
link and talked about that on this show
don't
before.
remember.
We
I
may
almost-
have, but who watches this show?
No, we read
I mean,
the,
I don't even listen when I'm here. So I
we
don't know
read
what
the
you're
one
talking
about the male hair remover. Remember the the male hair remover, and it's the British people that are talking about like their crotch being on fire because they said it wouldn't burn, and they have all the British words for their testicles burning off and the screams emitting from the Isle of Wight. It's just fantastic.
Fantastic stuff. All right.
Good stuff.
Done with that.
Well, I'm going to do one thing because you said
Please do.
it doesn't make a difference, and I think I'm. So
Oh, you're taking the hat off already?
Well, yeah.
All right.
But there's a reason for it.
Because you're gonna fly it? What's happening? It doesn't.
Yes, we're gonna
Looks
put
like a
it
little like.
We're gonna fan you.
Oh, please.
Well, hey, we just found out that
It's not a
Brazil invented
bad-
the airplane. So.
That's
We
true.
did?
Yeah, we did.
We did. Right during the
Opening ceremony
during
of the
opening
Olympics.
ceremonies before the
That little bit of
but-
fuck you to North Carolina.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, I was working, and so of course all the homos were being very judgmental
Oh, sure.
without having the actual sound of the opening ceremony. So I only got to see like little tiny like as you're working glimpses of the opening ceremonies, but I did see the airplane.
If it had been without sound, that would have been troubling. I mean,
Yeah,
it
it was
would have
with-
been really difficult to kind of
Figure out. Yeah, because we just
that's
couldn't.
true.
We were like, wait, what's happening?
And then all the
Yeah.
buildings, and then there was hip
and then the
hop,
IKEA
and then there was
blocks.
and then there was a fist.
Yeah,
and
the
a
IKEA
cock,
lampshades
and
was
I don't want
fun.
to talk about the fist and the cock.
I also
anymore.
watched
just
John
kinda
Oliver
was-
last night.
Yeah,
so
I honestly, and I watched it with sound, and they, you know,
was
and
on the
Hoda
Olympics.
and the other two, Meredith
God, fucking
and the gay
Hoda.
guy, were just going nuts explaining it, and I was like, I still don't understand the lampshades.
My
Like,
new goal in life is to be whatever the equivalent to Hoda is.
yeah,
Because I don't know where she came from.
Just drunk.
Or
Yeah,
what.
she's just
drunk and on
awesome.
TV.
Yeah.
This is
It's
my
true.
new
Well,
goal.
You're living my dream.
Parents
Right.
are, if you get your parents from Egypt, apparently you immigrate here, you become Hoda.
Damn it, my parents
Is
are
it really
from
Hoda
Montana.
Cobb? Am I saying it right?
Huh?
Is it Hoda Cobb? What's your last name?
Damn
Kotb.
it.
K-O-T-B, Kotb. Hoda Kotb.
All right. It turns out I can't read.
Damn
I
it.
knew it was a bunch of letters.
I'm screwed. We're
All you
all
have to worry about is
Americans.
Hoda. That's all you really have to give a shit about. But yeah,
What is that? It's like in
now
hieroglyphics.
Hoda and Meredith Vieira, I'm sure could have a Kathy Lee. Okay, fine. You get Hoda
Oh
and
no,
Meredith
Meredith's a
Vieira.
drinker.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Drink. Just have a show with those two. I'd
And
sign
the
up.
whole opening ceremonies, now if you're at home drinking wine, which is what I would have been doing, she must have
Right.
said it like 5 different
Right.
times.
I'm pretty sure she was just drunk there.
Yeah.
Oh, she was.
Could be.
She was like, Hoda drinks on TV, so can I.
Yeah, because there was one in particular moment that I enjoyed for a couple of reasons in the opening
Let's
ceremonies.
just go to the picture.
Oh yeah, sure we will.
Yeah.
But like
Tonga?
Waiting for
Hoda's
that.
Hoda's like, oh, we can just wait right here. Like they're all the girls just decided that they were when this walked into the we all stopped.
John Oliver's bit on this was amazing and featured some local newscasters.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
really, really
I'm just
funny.
gonna go through all of the pictures that
No,
I
and
have.
it's perfectly appropriate, including the one with the goofy smile, which is probably
I don't.
next.
I don't
He's so
have. No,
cute.
I have that one. I don't have the
and
goofy smile.
licking his
But
lips
the
'cause he-
video, that little, that. Yeah, we're just gonna.
But
keep
it
going.
was-
I got a few more. Keep going.
Oh.
There's a cute smile.
Oh no, but there's one where he kind of like gets embarrassed because he realizes like the crowd. Oh,
Yeah.
there he is with
That
clothes
they
on.
kind of
Yes.
went nuts. Yeah.
Just as nice with clothes.
nice.
What is he's a taekwondo?
Yeah.
And my future husband, look, and he gets cuter and cuter. I can live without the douche picture.
Hey.
I don't need to think of him like Paul Ryan. That seems right.
I was concerned about the child carrying the tree there next to him because I thought the child, these are formative years for a young man who's got his moment in the sun to carry a plant in. He thinks everybody's cheering for him, and he later finds out, nope, all the mows are liking the greased up guy next to him.
But if he turns out to be gay, he's got something in his spank bank forever.
I got to walk next to that guy.
Well, they had a
But just still.
bunch of tweets that went out. Fun fact: the Tonga flag bearer is the reason why they've allocated 42 condoms per athlete.
That's
Yeah.
a true story.
Oh,
Yeah.
now
Let's
I
hope
think we've
the-
underbid.
Let's hope the hashtag Olympic Flame doesn't come close to Tonga's flag bearer. If nothing else, the world knows Tonga is there.
we know we're Tonga.
Oh, and
Right.
just watch just the gasps from the studio of Hoda and Meredith. We're just and I had because
That's funny.
somebody texted me immediately with his picture because I was working, so I didn't get to see it. So the next
wasn't
day I
me.
went home to watch it, and I started, I made it through like half the country now, so I'm like, I don't see this Tonga nonsense go on because I
Right.
had just watched John Oliver,
Yes.
and it just
oh.
where's Tonga?
Well,
I might have to vacation.
how much does it cost to
And
fly there?
he's actually not from Tonga. His father is, and he actually competes for Tonga in honor of his dad.
And where's he?
I don't know.
Where do I have to find him?
I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Yeah,
St. Louis.
I'm gonna need follow-up.
Yeah. I was trying to ask follow-up questions, and I couldn't seem to get them out of my mouth.
I feel like this tweet is from CNN. Breaking.
What?
Yeah, that's why I see
Yeah.
it.
Oh.
The breaking. Tonga has now a huge shortage of oil. Please donate. Please donate.
I have a bottle in there. He can
That's a
have.
true story. And I was watching for other countries, and India's delegation, and I saw Kenya's. And I feel like the archer maybe was carrying the flag for Kenya. Somebody's archer was, if it wasn't Kenya's. Oh, we're not turning off that fan, Joe. Just
No,
It's not gonna
it's the
happen.
fan.
Trey, take a
Look at-
Dramamine and work
We'll
with
sit
it.
Just do this, Al. Just do
Tell me
this.
when I get
Nobody
to-
cares. It's fine. It's fine. Just keep that fucking
That
fan
is
going.
that is our Catherine Hepburn memorial camera.
Nope, she doesn't have Parkinson.
It doesn't. It's not attached to that. It's attached to the ceiling.
I see that. Now.
Yeah.
I look perfectly still. Oh, maybe.
No,
I
you get the jitters. Oh, what's she gonna do now? No, Kat's gonna fuck with the camera now. Oh, there. Oh, could be an earthquake. Oh, no. Aaron in LA will lose. Aaron in LA will lose his shit thinking that it's a goddamn earthquake.
Did I overreact?
That's fantastic. No, I thought it was great.
I was just
Don't
reacting
call
when I
us.
saw
We'll
the-
call you.
That was the perfect amount. Thank you for that. No, that was good.
I just thought I should express what I thought I was feeling on camera.
Good to know. Good to know. New tricks that I have over here.
You're no Jessica Lange in King Kong. Calm
Oh,
down.
come on. The palsy camera.
The CP camera.
That is not
Mark down that
okay.
we've lost all cerebral palsy people and Parkinson's.
But in a really awkward segue.
Segue us out of this.
Marty, you had a student that knew me,
Yes.
Why?
and at
Yes.
like 6 o'clock in the morning.
Was that weird?
Uh-huh.
What?
So like 6 o'clock in the morning,
I wondered if that happened.
You're gonna kill me.
someone starts talking to me early in the morning when I am like struggling with this
Not a good time to
It's
talk
not
to
time
you.
zone number
Terrible,
4 in 5
terrible.
days.
Right.
So I'm like, huh? And I thought it was the wrong. I thought I was talking to someone else. And she's like, oh, I know Marnie, or I know your friend. And I'm like,
Who's with me?
Every time someone says that to me, I say, I don't have any friends.
Right. What did this Marnie do? Like, I don't know
Right.
who that is.
so
I've
I
never
was
heard
so
her name in
confused.
my life.
And there was just me and her sitting there. I'm like, are you talking to me? She's like, yes. Do you have a friend named Marnie? I'm like, oh, I do. Yes, I do. So she was a student of Marnie's.
Yeah.
And it somehow like came up, and it was such a weird coincidence as she's telling me what a wonderful teacher you were and how much she enjoyed you. So
Nice.
yeah, that was very nice.
That's nice. Yeah, she said that her niece was there and was having great difficulty. I don't know how that turned out, but was having great difficulty.
It's called a follow-up question, Mark.
Well, I know,
Yeah.
but not,
Yeah, but we
not
gotta cut it off
typically.
there. Yeah.
Not typically
So.
from his section of the world.
Oh.
So,
Oh.
and when she brought up and I hope I say this right from having listened, hopefully, ECMO.
Yeah,
Is
but
that right?
we got to stop.
No. I'm just saying that was brought up, and I went, So when you're there, you
Yeah.
may meet my friend Ellen, and it was a matter of her reaching out if she could, because she just was really
Very
quite
nice. It
wonderful.
was very nice, but it was.
Well, how
she-
far away?
Yeah.
Where was this? I mean, it's not local. Was this local?
Yeah.
Oh,
it was at work.
No, I'm sorry. I thought you were on a trip somewhere and somebody walks up to you and just said,
no.
"Do you have a friend named Marty?"
At the
That
restaurant.
would be at the restaurant.
No. I'm now caught up.
Yeah.
But he's been traveling, and
Right.
I thought the way that he told the story was he was somewhere in Boston, and some woman just walks
Yeah.
up to him.
Oh no! It was like my first or second night back to work.
All right,
I changed time zones too many times.
I got
in
you.
many different
I
ways.
got you.
Yeah.
I got
But
you.
I did land in Hawaii, go to the taxi stand, and have somebody go, "Do you work on 11? Is your name Al?"
What? Wow.
I was like, She's like, yeah. She's like, oh, I work on 10. You know my sister Brandy better than you know me. And I'm like, the
Hey,
fuck?
babe.
And she's like, oh, I'm at a different like shuttle hotel, because I'm like, oh, this conversation can't keep going.
Yeah, I'm on vacation.
You're going to have to stop talking to me, lady.
Right. Oh, my heavens.
It's good to be recognized.
It is. I'm sure it is. Let's do our norm. Kat Carlson, now you said, now, I have two. Well, I'll save those for a little while, but
Please.
it's first day back to real life because the kids went to
is.
school today
Today is the first day of school
in our
in
area.
my
Yeah.
neck of the woods.
Yeah.
which means the first day of serious day drinking for me.
And what
Why
time did that start
Why on
today?
a Tuesday, by the way? Why not on a
You know,
Monday?
I don't work for the school board, so I don't really know.
No, but I mean, what is there? That doesn't make any fucking sense.
Again, not representing the school board.
Fair enough.
However, next year,
ask
vote
about my
Carlson for
kids
school
either,
board.
so I totally
You might
get
be
it.
surprised.
Oh,
Maybe.
I wouldn't be the least surprised.
But yeah, today was the first day of school for my kids and a lot of our friends. And so in the second annual, and we were trying to debate, we were trying to figure out if you did it last year and you do it again this year, is it the first annual or the second annual?
Second annual.
Is it the second annual? Okay, so
There isn't a first annual.
there's never a first annual. It's just
that's
because you've never
first,
done it.
And then
Right.
the second annual.
And then second
Which
annual.
is what the problem with our 200 show is
Right.
really our 201st.
First
because
show, right.
If you don't have a 0,
No, you wait.
Oh.
You wait till the
Just
next.
you wait.
You wait till we get to 300. I know when this is gonna happen next.
All right.
it'll be 362.
Bingo.
Fair.
Will be the next 100.
Yep. We're on board.
See, he figured out the importance of a zero
two,
placeholder.
262. Are we? No, this is 27. No. 362.
Is there a curtain we can close across you until you finish the math?
I
I would like to motion to the board that we make.
You're not
Clayton
on the board.
McKee.
You're not on the board yet.
Oh, she motioned.
fuck am I doing here?
I second last year's because no one seconded you. Making him in charge of all math.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, Clayton McKee's in charge of all math. Any seconds?
I seconded. It came from my bathtub. You didn't hear it, and it was like 5 days later. So
All
two
in favor?
problems. oh.
Aye. All opposed?
So
Oh,
360.
The ayes have
have
it.
it yet? There you go.
Clayton McKee in charge of all
We're
360.
gonna go all RNC on your ass.
362 will be 200. The ayes have it.
Yeah.
The motion is carried.
So, in what seems to be a season 5 tradition now, I have prepared nothing
Fair
for
enough.
tonight's show.
Oh, there you go.
So what?
Because I've been drinking all day. I started out my morning with a mimosa brunch. Hooray, the kids are back to school. And then I immediately went to a boozy lunch, which was supposed to be followed by a nice nap and perhaps a meal. But no. Nay, I say to you.
Yeah.
I received a message with very exciting news from some administration friends of mine.
Hey, we're drinking here.
Exactly. Hey,
Oh!
we're on our way to Zips. And so
Shut up.
I popped in the car and went on to happy hour in lieu of a nap. And then I realized, fuck my life. I got 30 minutes to get to Clayton McKee's house. I got to go.
Yeah.
So I paid my tab and here I am.
Fair
Were
enough.
you at a local Zips or were you far away?
I was at Zips by my house. It was local
up
to
north.
my,
All right.
it was local to my house. Yeah.
Well, I meant local there, local here, kind of what I meant.
Yeah.
Because I know there's one closer that Buddy seems to go to a lot.
There is
Yeah,
the one on
that's-
16th Street in Bethany Home, which I passed by on my way to
I
come
don't believe
here.
that's his favorite. I think he likes the one on
Is there one on-
36th and Indian School.
Isn't that,
Yeah,
isn't
I
that the
think-
one where he almost got stabbed? I don't really.
Maybe.
But I
The one on Bethany, or the Bethany home.
Was
one,
it
I
the
think.
Bethany home that there was an
Yeah.
incident? I
The
remember there
16th
being a
Street
Zips
Bethany home.
incident
Right.
in the life of Buddy
Yeah.
Early.
in
Yeah.
the life of Buddy.
Well, one or two. There may have been a couple.
I subscribe.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I sure do.
So good. So the day got off with no problem. What about the previous week? All your plumbing issues are fixed.
Plumbing
everything's
issues
good?
are all fixed. We're back in the house, thank God.
Yeah.
Knock on wood.
Sure.
The
Was there ever any courtesy outreach from the landlord or property management company, depending on what you got?
you know, the property manager after a very nasty couple of letters
From you?
from me,
Yeah.
sent certified mail because like you do.
Oh, I love how. Oh, you got him. Oh, I know you got
Clearly.
it. I know you got it.
Clearly. But yeah, I sent them like a very.
Restraining orders come similar. I'm just wanting you to know.
It's good to know.
Kidding you.
No, I sent them a really angry letter, and I just sent it. I was like, "Fuck it, I'm mad. They're gonna get it. Fuck them." And then on Monday, I sent them a much more reasonable letter.
Hey, Brad.
And I did get a response. I got a response that said, "Hey, I'm in receipt of both of your letters."
In lieu of the second letter, we're going to disregard letter one.
Right? No, it just said I'm in because the first letter basically said, "Why the fuck am I paying you for doing nothing?"
Right.
Uh-huh.
Like you're doing zero things, and I know part of my rent is money directly to you.
Right.
What the fuck are you people doing?
Right.
In not so very edited words, like it was pretty similar to that.
I appreciate those letters. I'll tell you right now.
Yeah, and then on Monday after the issue was resolved, and I wrote a nicer letter that said, "Hey, here's the conclusion of the timeline, and this is what I think I'm entitled to. Please, just let me know." And whatever. And then later that day, I received an email that said, "Hey, we're gonna get back to you on that. We're gonna work on that." Sorry about
In a
that.
calm and reassuring.
Freddie balls.
Wow. Was there a dusty muffin involved in that call
Freddie
letter?
balls, yeah.
No one has offered me a muffin.
Dusty or otherwise.
Otherwise.
In fact, a muffin would be comforting.
Oh, sure.
But no one has offered me.
I've heard that muffins are comforting. I stay away from
Yeah.
them.
But yeah, I found it
I
very
can believe
amusing that on Monday of last week they called me and they were like, "Hey, is it fixed yet?" I'm like, "You're the fucking property manager. How do you not know if it's fixed or not?" And yes, it's fixed. Thank you.
Two things. What the
Two
fuck?
things.
And yes, thank you.
And then after receiving all my letters, they said, "Well, we'll get back to you on Monday. Today's Tuesday. I've heard nothing."
Oh.
So that's nice. So I'm sure there's like 3 more letters in the works before this all gets sorted out.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I
But
mean,
whatever.
The panic of all the
Drama,
drip
drama.
stories, the plumbing stories, and everything else. I was like, oh, please let my house hold out. Like,
I know.
we just had to get through that week in between the trips.
Yeah.
Because I was offering nobody any money. Whatever the house disrepair it was in, we were living with it. Whatever was
fair.
flooded or burned down, we were going to sleep right underneath it until I got back.
I'm
that's how it
excited
goes.
that I wonder how Daniel Ray will feel about the fact that he sounded like Al with an inside voice.
I said that like 3 times to him.
I think Al's inside voice is even louder than
Louder
Daniel
than
Ray.
that. That's exactly
You know-
right.
My new gay best friend, Daniel Ray. That's how I refer to him. My new gay best friend.
Sure.
He actually stopped by the Cobalt this weekend.
Yes, he did.
And had a very good time. He met Biscuit.
No.
Nice.
There are.
My mom loved your telling of the story of Biscuit.
Well, let me give an update on the Biscuit story.
Thank you. God. Mom, listen.
Because Biscuit loves this, by the way. Biscuit feels like this is just some like abusive sibling love at this point. And it is. It really is. I do love some Biscuit. Brian or euphemistically or otherwise.
Yeah.
Really.
Sure.
Any form that you want to send me a biscuit, I'm on
Let it
board.
go.
Fair
Let
enough.
it go.
Right. Zip it, Elsa. So I've
Oh, wrote
decided
that down.
that now we are, those of us that love the biscuit are a united front, and so we should have some shirts. So I've ordered a certain amount for, some friends, and I can certainly order more, but I've ordered these. that'd be a baseball style T-shirt that says Team Biscuit.
That's
Can
nice.
you hold that
Established
up?
2016.
Let's-
Yeah,
let's- I'm sure you can do this. Hang on. Let's,
That's nice.
Dun dun.
da, 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 da. Team Biscuit.
No, wait, that's not the best part. You ready?
Oh, there's a more best part?
yeah,
gotta be a bottom.
There's a punchline. Wait.
Ding.
Ding.
Hashtag ding.
Isn't that great?
Very nice.
Yeah, they'll be available to be picked up at some point next week. I'm
Very nice.
delighted.
I am excited for you.
Yeah, Biscuit's very excited. He's on board. I texted him first. I was like, "Hey, so I'm thinking about."
So remember that thing where I'm worried I'm bullying you?
Yeah.
Here's how it continues.
No, he loves it. You know what? There's a third party that's very concerned about the bullying that can suck it because I'm making the T-shirts now. I've ordered them.
Yeah.
Do I think I know who that is?
I think you do, and we
wow.
can talk about that off air.
Wow. Okay.
But maybe. But anyway, yeah.
Douche
So
nozzle.
now there will be shirts because we're a team.
But while we're speaking of that, I want to take a live shot right now. Oh, there's Cobalt. I'm gonna go look there.
It's nice there.
And then Al, since you've been gone, we have a new angle. There's the other angle of Cobalt right there. Yeah.
Oh, I was not
Doesn't it
aware of
look
recent
nice?
updates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we got that. Yeah.
All the glasses seem clean and in the right place.
I've been working hard.
Nobody's using them.
That's it. Yeah.
There's that.
What else happened this week? I managed to not murder my family because the week before school starts,
Everybody's in the house with
everybody is in the house and
We're in
losing their
lifeboat
mind. Like
positions.
they all need something to do. Sharon was off work. Not by any fault of her own, but just had no work for almost 3 weeks. The kids also like out of school and out of work, and I felt
Out of work? Were they making shirts somewhere? Kathy
Listen,
Lee.
you. God willing. God willing, and the
if I
creek
can
don't
get
rise.
them
Yeah.
jobs from your lips to God's ears. But yeah, just everyone milling around the house with not a lot of purpose drives me insane.
Yeah.
Because all of a sudden
Everybody needs somewhere
there's
to be.
bickering
Right,
and one of them's really nervous about school, so then he's like up Sharon's ass, and I'm just looking at the whole tornado going, if you people don't get out of my house soon, I will just start to kill you off one by one.
And it hasn't been really pool weather of late because
Well,
all these fucking storms keep
our
hitting.
pool is 95 degrees. Like there's no point in getting in the goddamn pool because it's 95 degrees in the pool.
Now you know the ice trick, right?
What? Put a shit ton of ice in your pool and it
Yeah,
cools
go
off?
to Circle K and buy like 10 bags of ice, and
Yeah.
it really does buy you a couple
Sure.
hours. But
Yeah.
and it makes for a fun thing. You can
I
leave it
believe
in
it.
the bag and kind of swim around.
Kind
and
of swim around with ice.
don't use them as weapons because that seems fun at first. Till the
It's all
first
fun
head
and
bleed,
games
yeah.
until somebody loses an eye. No, I'm familiar with
Or
that
like 3
particular
vowels
rule.
in the eyesight.
I don't know what's wrong with Junior, but he can't say E's anymore.
Like
when she goes,
two very important vowels, and why?
Yes, but no, we haven't experienced that. We've just been experiencing our pool as a hot tub, really.
Yeah, and Nero, biscuit in Finnish is synonymous to a female reproductive organ, and I'm pretty sure that's not just in Finnish. I feel like in French, maybe, or there's another language.
This
up
is
there.
brand new information for me.
That,
Wait, I
the
gotta
word
write
for
this
biscuit
down.
is another word for like clam, taco. You know,
Oh.
do your best.
Do your
Stand-
best.
I think you should take a drink, Anant. I think that's a brilliant idea. This is a technical
Stand
because
by.
of
I
the
need a
shaky
fresh
camera.
page.
Plus the fact that it'll make you feel better for watching us, or maybe you'll throw up. I'm not sure what.
Oh, I know what it is. Can I offer a suggestion? I think
There's two things.
I think it's the fan hitting the camera here paper, creating
Oh
kind
no,
of a...
I'm well aware of what the problem is.
Okay.
No,
that was
that's
very
one. That's
good.
one
That
problem.
was very
There's
good.
two problems. Software. I mean, we're like, look at the shot. Look at the shot.
Oh.
Well, she just made she made it worse.
No, for some reason, the camera, which is not moving, is freezing. I don't know why.
Oh, that's frozen now. Look
Yeah.
at you gesturing grandly. You're lifting the cloud. Lift the cloud, dear.
Grandly,
Yeah, and then it'll
Grandly,
gracefully, and grandly.
it'll catch up in a minute. I don't know why it's doing that.
That's fantastic.
When I saw, I'm just gonna fit in as many stories as I can over the next 3 hours. But we
Please
saw
do.
Vanessa Williams in P-Town
Oh.
at tiny little Founders Hall. It was darling, and it was of like 8 or 9 songs, and in between, she and the pianist Seth Rudensky, I think is his name.
Sure.
He's
That's,
kind of famous.
that actually sounds kind of famous,
Yeah.
so I'm in.
Yeah. But he was her accompanist and one-time vocal partner. Look at my hand just waving like crazy. That's behind.
Because
Okay.
it's delay. That's the
It's
delayed
funny.
camera.
Because I looked up and I'm like, oh my god, I'm having a seizure. So she told stories in between songs in this little mock interview style that was very charming. But then she told us like she decided to teach all the gay guys pageant tricks. So she told us at the end of every song to lift the cloud. And there I lifted the cloud moments later.
Meanwhile, I'm still lifting over here. I don't know why. I don't know why.
She's frozen in some sort of weather girl pose that none of us can explain. Near a green screen, arm aloft. She lifted a cloud.
All we got was your hand in their shot on that
Yeah.
one.
So I learned to paint with all the colors of the wind with that whore. She's phenomenal though. She was lovely and charming, and it was an absolute delight of an evening.
Oh, I'll bet.
Just to see somebody in such a tiny intimate setting and have them chit chat and tell dirty stories, and
That's so
she
fun.
was a lot of fun.
I love it.
Marina,
Yeah,
What have you been doing?
What have you
What's
been
going
doing?
on? What's happening? Hi, how are you?
just got the girl back to school. She started teaching high school.
oh, we're so excited.
Yes.
How
so
much bong water on day
I
one?
know.
Right, day one bong water. We want to hear. Inquiring minds want to know.
The bong water I don't think happened, but the kids were different. They were much bigger apparently.
They're big, they are.
They do get awfully big about that age.
Yeah,
Yeah.
some of them were juniors and like linemen for North High School,
Yeah.
so they're pretty big.
They're almost like adult size and larger.
Exactly.
Yeah.
At
yeah,
that age,
one's
yeah.
like 6'5". She was saying like I don't know if
Holy
she was being
shit.
facetious, but like 300 pounds and
Yeah.
lineman
Yeah.
for the
For the county.
For the Wichita, yeah.
I'm the witch.
but no bong water so far. Yeah.
As it turns out, if you kick them in the knees, they all go down.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter how tall they are.
Right.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, we just did that and just kind of relaxed. Just tried to enjoy the last week. She was back at school, like
Yeah.
having to do some things, but the kids started today.
Because there's summer. Now we're questioning.
That makes my Now we're the Q.
Now can we turn the light off?
Not just Q talk, but we're the Q.
Let's say I'm represented
Questioning.
only by a Q. Can we turn the light off? And it's a little bit disappointing. It's got to be for her that her break is so short.
The girl, an aunt, just the girl.
Yeah, like it's just basically June and most of July
Right.
for her break. Mm-hmm. I feel like the trade-off should be a much like 3 months.
Right. That's where people get it really confused. And she used to teach summer school as well, so that would go through most of June. So we, when people are like, "Oh, it's your summer,"
Yeah, it's about 5
Kind of.
weeks long.
TikTok, yeah.
right. So yeah, but it was
But I saw lots of pictures. You did lots of stuff and
we did
concerts and
We did.
Californias.
lots of we did a bunch of different trips, and we went to Dixie Chicks, and we got to see my man, my Rick Springfield.
Oh, very good.
I love him. Aaron doesn't have a lot of recollection of that concert, but
I have a question about
yeah.
Mr. Springfield.
Yes, please.
You
love him.
just in this year,
Yeah,
you've seen him several times.
twice.
No, it seems more.
Nope,
That
twice.
does seem like more.
Sounds longer.
Okay, then the last half of 15 into 16, how many cumulative times have we seen him?
Last half of 15. And
It just
well,
seems-
that was including because it was last.
Because it seems like there's been a
October.
lot of sightings of you
No,
and
but
him.
she does bring him up more often than is
And I'm just
necessary.
wondering, has he does he really again? Like, does he just say, "Bitch, you're everywhere"?
Well, no, he's kind of on that Blondie, Pat Benatar circuit where they're constantly touring, and now Duran has joined the merry-go-round
and
is touring.
they had
Blondie, Pat Benatar, the
The-
Go-Go's.
the concert we went to was the Romantics. The
Oh, that guy's
Tommy
list.
Two Tone was supposed to be there. Not so much. We don't think so. Jenny, I got your number. And there was one other group. Oh, the Fix.
Oh, I liked the
Yeah.
Fix.
It was like the 80s. Just
It would
kinda
take me a
threw up
second
in
to come
there.
up with a
It was
song or
awesome.
two, but I know I have them.
Yeah.
I know I own them.
And now I just
Yeah,
I
it's not
had
coming
it.
to me.
I had it. And now I can't.
But those 80s groups are on a constant loop. And now, is it Culture
One
Club?
way or-
Culture Club is
and
coming.
Cyndi Lauper.
one
and-
thing
I
leads
want
to
about
one thing
Lauper.
leads to another.
One thing leads to
Yeah.
another. Yeah.
Culture Club's coming a
Culture
couple
Club?
weeks
Yeah,
here.
Culture Club is touring with Cyndi Lauper, right?
I didn't realize
it's
that's who it was.
it's a
Oh,
double,
fun. I don't
double
know.
headliner.
I did not know
Okay.
about that.
Yeah.
I just knew about Culture Club. I didn't know about the Cindy.
I knew they were touring with someone else.
Yeah, and Aaron's right. Like she had no idea a song, 5 years ago, of Rick Springfield, and now she's like, I know exactly what he's gonna sing. Like this is his lineup. This is whatever.
Aaron, I would understand if you never wanted to go again. I would understand it.
Does he do Human Touch? Because that
He
was
does.
some
We
of
all
my
need-
favorite.
hot.
We all need.
We all need.
The
That
Human
was
Touch.
that was my favorite
That
of
was
the Rick
awesome.
Springfields.
Yeah.
Oh, I almost misspoke.
Many, many
I almost
hits.
gave him Kenny Loggins song, but I retracted.
but
I almost
thank
said
you.
Vox Humana,
Oh,
but that is a Kenny
no,
Loggins song.
No.
That's a whole different animal.
That is. But yeah, so it was
From
it
somebody
was
who never
very
had
fun.
plastic surgery.
Yeah, but it was very fun, and we're going. Seidel is coming in town. My BFF.
Oh.
We'll be here Saturday, I believe,
Okay.
and Friday night, Saturday.
Both look delicious.
We are going. This doesn't even sound like anything I would normally do, but it's for her.
A sewing convention.
Nope, Guns N' Roses.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh,
It's really
It doesn't
guns with
sound
a
like
side of
any
gravy.
it.
Have you seen
Well,
Axel lately?
Actually, wait till you see. I may wear my shirt in next week that I'm gonna wear because I had to get a concert T-shirt, right? Like I had to get this concert T-shirt and like be all prepared. Oh my God! Do you remember like the whole Guns N' Roses,
Yeah,
right?
the
then
logo.
whatever.
Sure.
it had
I
both
found
guns
one.
and roses.
It
if I remember
did.
did.
It
It's a true
did. And
story.
like a skull and all kinds of weird shit.
Yeah.
I found one and it's Guns and Ponies, and it said it has like the instead of axle and whatever the 4 different points
Yeah.
slash and whatever, it has My Little Ponies on it. Anyway, it's funny to me, and I'm.
It got one of us.
No. I'm so excited.
Suddenly in my head, it's guns and ships, and so the balance
It's Guns
shifts.
and Ponies. I'm so
The
excited about it.
rendezvous with
It's funny to me.
Rochambeau. Consolidate their gifts.
And then in the same
glad you're back.
week, going to Adele. So
Oh,
it's
that's
like
right.
it's like going. So I don't know if I'll be deaf by the time I get to Adele because of that, but we'll see. I'll try
Although
to-
after you see Axl Rose now, that song "Somebody Like You" will sound
Yeah.
will be a whole lot more relevant.
excellent, yeah,
Oh,
it will.
Never mind.
Somebody
Anyway,
that I used
I'll
to know.
find somebody
Anyway.
like you.
So my week was important to me, and I'm
thought of
excited
taking
about
a
Very
next
nice.
week as
No,
well,
it's
and
good.
so it's good. So
Now,
I'm
of the
excited.
two, that's the one that I would be. Except for Every Rose Has Its Thorn. Is that him?
Nope.
Okay.
No,
then I
that's
know.
Bon
I don't
Jovi.
know anything.
Welcome to the jungle.
Welcome to the jungle.
Every Rose Has its Thorn was Warrant.
Poison.
Poison. That girl was poison.
No,
Nope,
different.
different,
Different.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Better Roses is Bon Jovi.
Yeah.
Poison is the song Poison was not Boys to Men. It was
Bell Biv
Yeah,
DeVoe.
Bell
Biv
BBD.
DeVoe.
Thank you.
Mhm. So yeah, I'm far more excited.
Welcome to
So
BET
I'm
and
far more
VH1.
excited about going to Adele and seeing
Oh, I would be
Adele
excited
by,
about going to
you know,
Adele.
absolutely.
I haven't figured out how
I'm
to pull that
excited
off
to
yet.
see Seidel. That's my deal. I'm just
Have you
excited
seen
to
the
see
video
Lisa.
for "Send My Love to Your No
Oh,
Lover"?
it's exquisite.
Oh,
I have not
just
seen that.
standing there in that flowery dress and that stank face that she has. Just,
I think they shot it like 150 times with like time lapse photography, so it's kind of
so just kind of
reminiscent
overlay,
to
yeah.
kind of a throwback to like Peter
Sledgehammer?
Gabriel Sledgehammer,
Okay.
and the one but instead of having it all choppy, it just makes it this flowing, but it's her face like over and over and over again, and they just keep
So good.
like superimposing her on her singing.
Yeah.
It's just beautiful.
But every time the disdain in her face is just powerful.
Disdain.
I know.
Like that is
I've been reading books.
disdain.
There's a great discussion on the board that I'm ignoring about biscuits and cookies. In America, biscuits are to be cherished, cookies are to be eaten. We're gonna chat about biscuits in just a second here.
Don't get him all started on the sidewalk and pavement shit later too. That'll piss him off. Driveway, pavement, all
Nope,
that shit.
that's not me.
No, I was assuming so. I just was throwing you under the bus for that. I know it's not you.
I'm like, God, I'm mad about a lot of things.
Why
but
do we park on
strangely
driveways and drive on
Drive on-
parkways?
right,
Is
right.
what
That
you're
whole
going
part of
for?
that, yes.
And you can't call it a freeway back east because you got to pay to drive on the goddamn thing.
Yeah,
That's a real
it's like a
highway.
toll road.
yeah, toll road, toll
the
house
turnpike.
cookie.
And man, I want to own an oven. Well, okay.
Well, you can have Clayton's
Yeah, I never use it.
virtually
Unused.
unused.
It really is. The top burners. Well, I don't know. I do
That
like
bottom
it.
right burner is pretty abused.
I
but
do like that one. I like it for pizzas occasionally, but not in the summer. It's too damn hot here in the summer to fire up the old oven and bake. Somebody actually, I was telling Mom this the other day. Somebody, I forget where the fuck I was, out somewhere, and they were having a discussion. They turned to me and they're like, "Well, you bake a lot, don't you?" And I'm like, "Huh?
Yeah, that's what.
Excuse me, you must have me mistaken for someone else.
What I bake? Well, I thought you looked like somebody who baked a lot." Like, no.
Ooh,
I can't even. And I know, no, there was not that. Right, I got you.
We went all Pillsbury Doughboy
like,
on this insult.
I can't.
They just called you Fat Clayton.
Like, well, I can't even cook. Oh, well, I thought you baked. Nope, I'm just fat.
Store bought fat. I actually left my house to get the shit to do this.
Oh, but I didn't walk.
Heaven for fat.
listeners of the future, so you know, when you look at someone and say, "Oh, you look like someone who bakes," no, that's
gonna land-
interpreted
That's
differently.
a turd in the pool, people. Turd in the pool.
Oh, I thought you got stoned and ate a lot. That's what they were saying.
That's the only fast comeback.
Yeah.
You're squinty.
Yeah.
Can't form complete sentences.
Yes.
All right, so I was going to only do 3 stories, but I had to go to 4 because of the biscuits. So
We
I
haven't
don't
even
know.
got to your section yet.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
are.
I'm done.
She's done.
Oh, I thought you meant
She
entertainment.
listed every 80s band she knew.
No, I thought you meant entertainment. I'm like, we're not even to entertainment yet, Al. Oh, Al, what have you been doing? There we go.
Amina, I agree. Me and Oprah, I love. bread.
It's the truth.
I love it. I eat it every day.
It's the truth. And I can't travel to any more cities where bagels is not the food of their people. I get so confused when I have to hunt down
Where
a bagel.
have you been when there were no bagels?
Not New York.
Why
Let's
would
just
you
say that.
go there?
I don't know, but we're learning. This Hawaiian egg bread is not a bagel, people.
You got 4 stories. Let's go.
Okay, first and most importantly, time being of the essence.
Yes.
Biscuits. Costco sells them. One of you fuckers is going there and buying me a box.
Fair.
Red Lobster cheese.
Ooh, Cheddar Bay biscuits?
Yes, they're available at the fucking Costco. Yeah, and I know how to bake, so I can.
And I have a
make
membership
those,
to Costco.
and we're just gonna sit over there and eat those motherfuckers.
Oh my God!
So bring them for next week's show. I'll get here early and we'll bake those
Clayton
things.
McKee. I'll give you money. Go to the Costco.
So
I can
Cheddar
get
Bay
that.
biscuits.
we're in the
That's
Rhode
good, 'cause I
Island,
think I only have
in the
$4
Isle
on
of
me right now.
Rhodes, and we went right to the water's edge and bought like swordfish and shrimp and all this delicious seafood.
Just
fresh
ripped them right out of the
salads,
ocean.
berries from the side market, and then my friend makes Red Lobster cheddar biscuits, and that's the only thing I commented on about the whole meal. We have
Atta
fish
girl.
that are still swimming. It's
Was it Dasso?
No.
Oh.
This was Justin and Kurt, and they were such wonderful hosts. And oh my God, it was just the funniest thing that after all this had gone on and all these like marinades and preparations and like the freshest food, available right off the boat. It's me, the box biscuit that threw me under the bus. I was hungry.
They're delicious. You can't help it.
It's like going to a vineyard and enjoying the box wine.
Well, this is lovely. Did you make this here?
I've had many a fine.
What's the
box
expiration
wine.
date on this?
I had a box rosé recently that I have to get the name of that was actually good. And the person that was pouring it was like, please don't judge me. Just taste it and then call me names. And I was like, oh, kind of tasted okay. So, okay, we're going to do the 3 stories from there, from my trip. So, first tragedy that befell us. We had a whole week in P-Town. We weren't doing a lot of our usual exercise. We had some inclement weather, and we were right on the water in the little marina bay. So we just kept walking out into that water. There was no reason to like ride our bikes across town to the ocean because we had beachfront property right there, and you just walk right in. So there wasn't a great desire to get across, but then we were being kind of slovenly. And at the end of the week, we had missed the one day we were supposed to go on like a kayaking trip like we did the previous year where we bar hopped on the kayaks. Well, we get to day 6, haven't moved much. So I'm like, we're going to get the kayaks and we're going to go out to that lighthouse out there. It's not that far. First is the ferry pier, and then beyond that, about the same distance, what I thought was the same distance, is the lighthouse.
But we also know how off you are on distances.
Yes. So many will remember what I consider 1 to 2 blocks.
Yes.
Really a country mile.
7 miles. Yeah. We went on a road trip one time.
Yeah.
I'm familiar.
Just a couple blocks right around this corner. So we go. We don't go to the same place that we rented the kayaks from before because of a shorter walk. So first crisis went to Matt for us having to cross and you have to cross the ferry lane, the actual lane where the big ships come in. So in a kayak, that gets a little rough.
It's
You got to
very
choose
scary,
your moment
yeah.
because there's big, huge wakes coming
And
from
they will
ferries.
run you the fuck over.
Yeah, that can carry cars.
Okay.
So we get across
kill you.
there. We get over to the lighthouse, which was way further than I thought. And I have Kevin in front of me, who's afraid of everything. As it turns out, the list just grows exponentially every time we travel. And we get to the shore where there's the lighthouse, and we're now surrounded by seals. And I always tell Kevin, you don't have to be afraid to be in the water unless you're swimming with seals, which when are you ever going to do that? So I take him on a great distance on a kayak with no other way out to seals fucking everywhere. Like, even I was like, this is an alarming number of seals that we are now going to get out of this boat.
Shark
and then
bait.
Sharks
so
everywhere.
fucking
Shark
hot.
bait.
It was one of the hottest days of the week. So we were dying. So I'm like, we have to get in the water. And of course, Kevin had been panicking back. And it was one of those things where, I love you, Kevin, if you're listening, but the passive aggressive game started about 4 hours before we left. What about our phones? What about our phones? I'm like, I have zip tight bags. I have the water sealed bags for our stuff. What about our phones? Al, are you going to bring your phone with you? Yes, Kevin, and I'm putting it in this bag. What about our phones? I'm really worried about my phone. Then don't bring your phone, but I want my phone.
Then put it in the
So
bag.
what did we forget is I'm like seriously trying to talk about this water for us. So we had nothing to drink.
Oh my God.
So we get all the way out there in this heat. We start swimming around. And then Kevin starts with, there's a storm coming. I'm like, listen, Winterfell. Winter is coming. And he's like, I think there's a storm coming. I'm like, I checked the weather, and these lovely people rented us kayaks. There's not a storm coming. They wouldn't do that to us. I'm like, and I checked the weather, and it was pretty specific.
Settle down, Ned Stark.
So then he's like, Al, there's lightning. So we're swimming around. He's like, Al, everybody's leaving. I'm like, Kevin, no one is leaving. The guy in the paddleboard left because he should. He's got a long way to go on a paddleboard. And then I'm like, oh, fuck, that storm is kind of turning towards us.
Oh, my God.
There's lightning. So then Matt has the idea, well, we're not going to make it across the ferry lanes, so why don't we go to the west end of town? Because there's a bar where we started our bar crawl the year before.
Okay.
We start heading that way. Because Kevin didn't tell you about all his passive aggressiveness. So we're getting there, and Kevin just takes off. So I'm like, that's fine. We have no life preservers. And it's a long way off. Because now we have to go.
But you have a phone.
Yeah.
But what about our
water.
phones?
So we're going across, and the storm really is like has definitely turned, and the lightning's coming. Now the other thing that I didn't know was Kevin didn't realize that the pole he was holding was plastic. He thought he was holding on. He thought they were letting him.
He
row
thought he
with
had a lightning rod?
lightning rod in his
Right.
hands. So this little fucker is just.
It's just painted silver, honey. They just
no,
painted
it
silver.
wasn't. It looks like a toy. You know what I mean? It's like red and orange.
It was primary colored.
So he's like paddling like a motherfucker and really going. I was going as fast as I could, and Matt was kind of next to me. Well, Matt's got a bum thumb. So it turns out he can't really kayak these
no.
long distances because he keeps going around in a circle because he can't grab that way. So off to our left. Yeah, exactly. That's it.
Nail down his other foot.
But yeah. Now see what happens.
The definition of insanity.
Yeah. So we're crossing over, and we're crossing over. It turned into that kind of a story. So there was a gentleman to my left who was very in shape, and he was clearly like kayaking alone. And I looked at him. I'm like, should we be doing this? And he's like, yeah, you'll make it. And then I looked at, and then he got ahead of us. I'm like, well, because he's in great shape. I looked at Matt. I'm like, this may be a really stupid idea. He's like, what? I'm like, we're actually paddling out to the middle of this body of water into a storm now.
Ruh-roh.
And he was like, that's not the right time to tell me. I'm like, no, I know, because going back's not an option now either. Like, we're stuck no matter what we do. Paddle like motherfuckers. Well, I lose Matt behind me.
Because he's going in a circle, of course.
Everyone say hi, Matt.
Oh, Jesus, Matt's listening too.
Matt Maratzka is listening currently,
love
and
it.
yeah, so feedback.
So
So, are you still going in a circle, Matt?
Yeah.
Are you okay? Are you better?
So
I love
you
it.
turned me right round, baby, right round.
Like a record, baby. So I'm like keeping my eye on Kevin because
spin.
he was going so fast. I'm like, this little fucker's really
He's gonna
scared.
stroke out,
and I
right.
couldn't see Matt behind me anymore.
With
And then the
every
guy that was next to me,
season.
I don't know where he went, but he went a different way. So I was thinking, I know Kevin hit his own phone, I think. I don't think I had both phones, but I'm like, hopefully Kevin knows enough that he has to call and get help for Matt, because I really thought Matt was too far out to make it back in. But luckily the winds never kicked up. Like, it didn't really start to rain. It was just lightning.
And Kevin was so nervous that he did one of these.
Oh, no.
And it's in the water.
No, he'd still be in therapy if he did that.
That's a good point.
He'd lose all his Britney Spears pictures.
So
Does anyone know what he's doing now?
in the cloud.
I had maybe enjoyed a gummy beforehand. So Matt and Kevin were like, "Oh, you didn't share." I'm like, "No, kids, we're not playing amateur hour." And then I was really grateful because I was paranoid. So I started to really,
About the seals.
yeah. There were we did go through flying fish.
Oh.
Like, we really did go through a lot of
wow.
sea life, and like they were both very brave through that part. Because Kevin should have aborted ship like 3 hours before any of this nonsense went on. So Kevin's going and going and going. I'm really thinking like he's got to call for help. Like, I have my phone in my bag, but he's got to call for help because I honestly thought we lost Matt somewhere. And I'm like, this storm's gonna hit any second. And then all of a sudden, I'm doing the deals with God, like make it to this buoy, because I was trying to figure out like how far could I really swim. Like I always say I can swim well, but how far can the fat girl swim? So I was like, all right, that buoy looks good enough. If I tip here, I can at least make it to that. Then it was like, okay, I can at least swim to that sailboat if we tip here, because the wind hadn't kicked. All of a sudden, Kevin stands up. So I'm like, oh, God, he's on the beach. And then I'm like paddling. And I'm like, this fucker's walking forever. What's going on? And then I look down and realize, like, it's either really tall seagrass or it's really shallow here. But I was so afraid to, like, put down the paddle and lose it, like, start, like, reaching down for the ground.
Sure.
Paranoia was hitting. And all of a sudden I'd been going, I'm like, oh, maybe I can stand up. The water was gone. So God helped us by removing all the water. The tide doesn't go in and out, like, into the, whatever that would be. It goes east to west. So when the tide was in on the east end, it was out on the west end, and there was no water left. So then we just dragged him up. Then the rain hits. Then the freezing cold hits. There's a lady on shore. And then we find Matt. We're like, Matt, if that's you, stand up. And he wasn't standing up. I'm like, oh, Jesus, that's the other guy. Like, Matt really is, like, out of our visual. And then Matt finally stands up, and I could hear him swearing. The pilgrims can still hear it echoing. This was his vacation. He was never fucking doing this again. I was going to be, eaten by monsters. Then we had to call for a rescue because there was no way to get the water out, and it was raining really bad. There was a family about to, like, go out on their kayaks. And they at first were like calling us pussies, and then they're like, no, we're not going either.
No,
and then
just
the
kidding.
downpour hit, and then we find out that Kevin thinks he's holding onto a metal rod this entire time and is just in a blind panic. I'm like, Kevin, are you afraid of rain? He's like, no, this ball!
Then put it down!
Yeah, A, you could put it down. B, it's plastic. Non-conductive.
Oh my God. So they this really cute guy comes in, picks us up in the car and in the truck, and he ties the kayaks in the back, takes us for a ride. And as we're driving back, and in my head, I'm thinking, all right, we're all going to start exaggerating this story somehow. And Matt goes, this is just like in Jurassic Park. He's like, when they're going back, and he's like, I don't think I can endorse your park. I'm like, those people got eaten. We didn't even hit rain until we hit.
There was a T-Rex inside.
Like,
I don't think I can endorse your part. I don't think I can either.
Because I was like, all right,
Mr. Hammond, I don't think I can endorse your product because that guy just got fucking eaten by a dinosaur.
So
I think Jacob's absolutely right.
oh my god! But it was so funny because I'm like, we're making memories, people.
Barbara in the thermos
All right.
of straight Stoli Raz.
No, she was the lady on shore, and she offered him a drink, and he was like, no, and we were all kind of being like, get this lady away from us. Like, she's really annoying us because she's calling us babies because we like got out of the water. And Kevin was trying to bury his bone because it might be made of metal. So, so all of a sudden, Barbara
I
goes,
can't imagine why Kevin's not listening.
I'm so glad I didn't just have something to drink. I'd have spit that everywhere. That's fantastic.
So Barbara goes, it's straight vodka. Matt just reaches over, grabs it, and downs it, hands it back. He's like, thanks, Barbara.
It's fantastic.
We end up like taking
No,
shelter in her
I don't
car.
want any of your fancy cocktail. Oh, it's straight
Hey,
vodka.
Thanks,
you.
Barbara.
Thanks, Barbara.
These are my people.
All right, that's story number one.
Oh, that's just one story.
That's just one story. I'm
But
keeping
okay.
track.
Okay, so story number two. Maybe another piece of fruit entered my body to go on the peaceful, calm kayak. No, kayak.
Roller coaster.
Catamaran.
Surfboard. Catamaran.
Starts with a K. Maybe it's a C.
Sounds the same either way.
So
Just
we
like
go
my
on.
name.
What I'm describing is because they take us all the way to one end of the island, which is where we were staying. So it was really like a 4-foot walk. But let's pretend that was longer.
Sure.
To get to the bar for a prompt 1:45 departure that happens at 2:30. So Marnie would have been right on time.
Totally.
GST, Gay
Sounds like
Standard
mine.
Time.
Yeah. Sounds like mine. Kinda, yeah, I
So
like it.
we
Thanks, Barbara.
we decide we take a walk, and I start calling it the Trail of Tears because they didn't give us water. It's fucking hot, and we're walking the length of Waikiki. And I'm like, I don't mean to diminish the Native American experience during the 1820s, but this is hell. So we walk all the way
Oh, by the way,
down.
for listeners, he's completely changed from the East Coast to
to
Hawaii.
Hawaii.
Just so you're keeping up.
But stay there, we'll be back.
Picture it. Sicily.
We walk exactly. Waikiki, 2016, summer of. Hotter than all fucking get out. So they take us indoors through the Sheridan, which was lovely, out on the beach, and that's when the Fruity Pebbles hit. Let's just say that.
All right.
And suddenly life got confusing, and I was thirsty. Because we all were like trying to keep our phones, but again, same plastic baggies that accompany me everywhere.
Sure.
So I decided I've got to take off my shoes because you get on a catamaran in the surf. So you get really wet. So I was like, all right, the phone in the pocket's not going to work because these people are getting soaked and I'm like a foot taller, shorter than everyone else. So I'm trying to like give the guy my ticket, try to remember what my name is while getting my phone into a baggie and my shoes off and get this all arranged. And I've lost the person whose backpack I'm going to put it on. Get on the boat, calm down, have a drink, Mai Tai, all sugar. Beautiful blue water, blue sky, just absolutely gorgeous. Flying fish, the occasional dolphin, life is good. And they're like, now if anybody wants to, we're going to slow down the boat and you can just jump in the water. No life preservers, no nothing. Swim if you can. If you don't, probably not the best idea you've ever had.
Probably shouldn't jump off
See you
the boat,
later.
right.
Somebody's got to feed the fish. Jump in, me and Kenny, who had never met before, swimming around, having fun, laughing. We're chit-chatting with people. We're bobbing along, having a good time. All of a sudden we realized, oh, people are going in. It must be close to our 15 minutes. So we start swimming and notice it's getting kind of hard. It's kind of a tough swim. Boat seems to be floating the other way.
Kind of far away from our boat.
So make it on him, the second to last one, and the other guy like drifted even further back because he was like taking pictures or something with an underwater camera. So I get back on the boat, and all of a sudden I have a great idea. Like, do I have time since he's still in the water? Can I jump in? And she's like, sure, quick. Oh, this time I decide to just do a beautiful dive off the edge of the boat. Way out there, turn around, I'm like, oh fuck. I gotta do that whole swim again. Now I'm a little bit further out, so it starts, and I'm like, I'm exhausted.
First of all, I'm either two things. I'm either impressed with your diving skills or really, really disappointed in your swimming skills.
Well, you gotta figure the boat's drifting this way, and
Yeah.
I was diving this way, so there was a little bit of help from gravity. Finally make it back, and Frank looks at me and he's like, you're done. I'm like, I'm exhausted.
All right.
I just sat quietly.
and fruity pebbled.
Drink your juice, Shelby. Drink your juice.
The boat ride ends. They get me off the boat. I am so completely sun-fried, exhausted, ready to just lay down and be out of the sun. Oh no, they walked me to a gay bar. It's small, literally smaller than this room with karaoke. We do one song, something goes on. They bought us another boat ride the next day.
Oh no.
Hooray!
So then we had to walk back. I tripped on every curb. I was like walking into people. I was so like I couldn't even lift my leg. I was so tired. And then they're like, "We're gonna go out for a drink." I'm like, "Okay." I took a shower, put my pajamas on, got in bed.
Oh, okay.
And Frank sat there looking at me, and he's like, "When did the excuses start for why you're not going out?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm just not going out. I didn't know I needed an excuse."
Second dive off the boat.
Right.
Mama took a shower, put the PJs on, found CNN. I'm 30 seconds away from just jacking up with porn in front of you. You gotta go.
Is Anderson Cooper going to be on any minute?
Yeah. Please.
Exactly. So I'll save the third one for another time. But we go back to Rhode Island for that one in Block Island.
Oh, well, I think you should.
Rented a bike. Beautiful island.
No, that's good choice.
Yeah. Because I'll never remember it again.
Well, this is good.
I know you won't. That's
He's
why I'm
eating
saying
up
that.
my time, which I haven't prepared for the second
I
week
just
in a
know that
row.
he won't remember, so that's why I just say it.
In Narragansett, and they're
hear it.
talking about this island that you can't quite see. If it's kind of clear, you can maybe see this island called Block Island. It's beautiful. It's a great day trip. I'm in Rhode Island, and I ended up staying for 4 days. I was supposed to stay for 2 and then go on to Vermont, but I didn't. So I've still never been to Vermont. So
Nah.
I decided for the day that I have to myself, because Justin had to work, that I was going to take the ferry to Block Island. All very well. Beautiful ride. Gorgeous, gorgeous day. Way too fucking hot. That seems to be the theme of many of these days. Really hot. Bought a cute beach bag. Bought a towel. Had a bike rental place in mind. Went for breakfast. Asked the guy about the bike rental, and he's like, they're the shittiest bikes in the whole world. This is a winter island. 100 people live here through the course of the year. No one cares about these bikes. He's like, it's a shitty bike, but it's cheap. So I went back, get my $20 rental, get on the bike, ride a half block, the chain just falls off the bike.
Oh.
I went to shift gear because it was a 21 speed, and I know how to work a 21 speed, and especially with hills, like I know how to make that work. I'm okay with that. But when the chain falls off, I'm kind of without. So walk the bike back, and the guy's like, "Oh, you should only change gears when you're moving." And I'm like, "Well, no shit." Really? Is that a new rule? Should I not take the bike in the ocean either? Anything else you want to share? So then, because my goal was beautiful, let's call them Sunset Cliffs. It wasn't what it was called, but it was like Block Island Cliffs or some kind of monkey business.
Sure.
Not thinking from the water level to the cliff is probably going to be all uphill.
Oh,
So I'm
yeah.
trying to get this fucking bike up this hill, walking the bike, riding the bike, swearing at the bike, trying to throw the bike into the bushes, trying to kill people with bikes, trying to hitchhike, trying to get up this fucking hill. Finally make it, sweating like a whore in church.
And not in the fun way.
And I saw a lighthouse, and I'm like, you know what, motherfuckers? Whatever that is what I came here to see. That's it. Lighthouse. End of journey. So I get up there proud of my new tourist destination. Start taking pictures with these two ladies. One of them was local. And I'm like, where the... And I told her the story about the bike and how much I didn't want the bike and how I was just going to jump off the cliff and swim back because I'm now a good swimmer. She's like, you're at the cliffs. She's like, this is the lighthouse next to the cliff. She's like, just go out to the road, walk. You don't have to take your bike. It's right there. Well, then it's like 400 steps down to get to the shoreline.
Did she go to the same geographic school that you did as far as distance is concerned?
Right, the fuck next door.
It's a block away.
Right.
So I do this. Lovely time down there. Finally, I realized way too much sun. I'm, the sunblock reapplication. We're way past due. Climb up the motherfucking stairs.
To get to the bike?
To get to the bike, ride the bike downhill. Thank Jesus it was downhill. Get the bike back to the place, and I'm like, I need a beach. I need a beach without rocks that I can just swim in. And the guy's like, he looked at my face and he's like, just give us the bike back. The beach path is right there. And it was like literally just across the side street. He's like, it's right there. Go down the beach, flop around for like 30 seconds. I'm like, fuck this noise. Walk back up to find shelter, and I see a library sign. I walked in with my saddest little girl face, and I'm like, can you help me? My ferry's not for 4 hours and it's too fucking hot outside. I'm gonna die. She's like, honey, just go rinse your feet. There's a hose outside and you can come back and sit in here. And I sat in the Block Island Public Library, just a little bit smaller than your house. It has like 5 books.
So do I.
But internet and air conditioning.
So do I.
So it was delightful. And she's like, you just can't fall asleep. I'm like, oh no.
Now Now she thinks you're a homeless man.
Exactly, with a beautiful new Block Island purse. So I woke up, got kicked out of there, and walked back to the ferry terminal and did sad girl act number 2 and was like, get me on a boat going back here. I don't care if it's carrying fruit. I will be a stowaway. Just get me back there. The guy's like, get on the car ferry and get off this island. I'm like, thank you, Jesus. Absolutely gorgeous little artist island. But there's not a tree on that fucking island for shade. I was like, my kingdom for a tree.
My kingdom.
It was fun though. Making memory.
So that's story 3.
That's it.
Oh, that's it?
The rest I'll just share personally. But those are the 3
That's
the
funny.
big highlights was really that how many times Mother Nature and I just did not get along.
You should stay inside.
Very funny.
That bike ride was from hell though. That bike.
Terrible.
If I could have picked it up and thrown it at that little Asian. I don't think he was Asian. I wasn't in Hawaii, but
Potato.
Matt just put that picture on. That is fucking funny.
Oh, my God.
Oh my god, that's fucking funny.
yep, them's the kayaks.
The look on his face is absolutely right.
All right.
I'm on vacation. I don't need to exercise.
Hour 1 has been catch up. We haven't even got to anything I've done, which isn't terribly exciting. We'll do that in a minute when we come back. We're going to come back with what I did, a drinking word, and then we're going to start headlines. But it all works out because Kat didn't repair anything this week because she was drinking. It's Q Talk America. We'll be right back.
Noble pursuits, people.
You've been listening to The Show on Q Talk America. This is Q Talk America.
The following broadcast contains adult humor, language, and topics, along with partial nudity. Actual knowledge is used sparingly. The show is a result of a lost bet and a bad game of rock, paper, scissors. It's The Show with Clayton McKee. And now, a man with a face for radio, Clayton McKee.
Holy heaven sakes alive, trying to get a bunch of things all set up. Here we go. Oh, I don't need that yet. I got to do something else yet. There's so minty
So
things.
busy. Minty.
Minty things here. Hi, everybody. It is The Show. It is season 5. This time it's personal. Show number 270 in the sequence. Kat Carlson, Marnie Ryer. Al Perkins is back with us from his long sabbatical.
That was literally my
Harrowing
longest vacation
travels. Harrowing.
He was gone. Now he's back. If you care to read the book, I'm sure it'll be coming out in paperback soon.
How many gallons of sunscreen did you use? Anant, there are not words to describe or numbers. It was epic.
14.
It was epic.
Hawaii turned into like all of us. And there's one guy with us that was practically black by the time it was over. Like several times we thought, oh, Kevin made a black friend. That's how dark this guy was. And even he was putting on 50 at like huge levels.
Kevin made a black friend.
No,
Are
that
those
word-
things that you say a lot? I mean, like what?
Well, we were way out in the
Good
water,
night,
floating
Matt.
around on
Have
our
a good
inner
night,
tubes. Night, night. We were floating around on inner tubes, and Kevin, Kevin kept going out and smoking, and Frank kept going out. Everybody was smoking, so they would get out of the water, go to the corner, and smoke. So we're way out, and I'm like, oh, I think that's Kevin coming in. I'm like, oh, but Kevin made a black friend. And then Kenny goes, hey, that's my husband. I'm like, oh, hi Matt. No, his name is Dave. I'm like, hi Dave.
Good word.
Oh, God. All right. It's the beginning of hour 2, as we always do. We start out with a little drinking disclaimer, and it goes like this.
It's fantastic.
And now, a drink along. We dare you to stay awake during this royalty-free music and to play a drinking game with us. If you are currently or soon to be driving a car, you cannot play. If you are presently the primary caregiver for children and or the elderly, you may desperately want to play, but no. If you are listening from a rehab facility, you are disqualified because you already hit bottom. And that means you already won this game at least once. If playing this game is in any way illegal for you, put the bottle down and make better life choices. There is no good in your goodbye, and there is no lifeguard on duty, so you will be swimming at your own risk. Tell your lawyer to take the fucking day off. You can't sue us. We warned you. Good luck. Well, short story for a drinking word, because she got a whole biscuit story last week.
That's a true story.
Equal time.
Again,
So-
I was
No,
trying
it's
to
not.
No, this is working. This is the exact same strategy. You're just helping me this week.
So there's
I prepared shit.
there's a meme out of a lady TSA agent fondling up
Yes, I know.
another lady TSA agent.
What?
And
Dear Google, wait.
No, it's in the show, it's in our emails.
Do you have anything to declare?
No, are you carrying anything explosive? Just this bomb pussy.
Bomb ass pussy.
Oh my God, that's my new everything.
So bomb pussy.
That's our drinking
That's
phrase.
our drinking phrase.
Oh my god.
Just this bomb pussy.
Oh boy.
We said that all fucking week in Hawaii. Whenever there was a quiet moment or I was floating away on inner tube, I would just remind people that I had the bomb pussy.
Yes. Very good.
There is that.
it's on our page.
It's
Yes,
it's in
you
no, it's in
sent
our
it
in the cast message group. I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
it's what he's talking about. I think
I
that's
can't
what it
remember
is.
what that,
I mainly
I can't
send it
remember
to
what that group
lesbians.
is called though.
It's called like Marnie, Al, Cat, Clayton.
It's actually the group
Oh,
called
like
the show.
our like message.
Our-
Yes.
Oh, that one.
If you could look into groups, it's called the cast
Oh, fuck.
Right.
All right.
or the showcast, whichever.
Carry on.
Okay, we're gonna see if we can.
Distracted by this bomb ass pussy.
Wow.
So what all, sir?
It's really
Yeah.
hard to work in.
Oh, me.
organically.
We're talking about
yeah,
me now,
it's your
right?
turn.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
did
Oh, I
you
didn't know
do
about
this
bomb
week?
ass pussy. We had slowed it down to bomb pussy.
Oh, well.
Do you have the meme?
I ad-libbed. No, I'm trying to find it.
Oh.
Got out
Carry
of having to go to Denver for a work trip, which was fine, but I still have to go to Tucson. It's really not a good trade-off, but at least they're flooding into today, because we do have weather in Arizona, and it flooded like a son of a bitch in Tucson today. Other than that, just normal stuff, just work and love and storms here in Phoenix and
You
doing
found
my
love
no
in a hopeless
no,
place?
no. But I forgot to mention this. I forgot to mention this last week. Something that I had done obviously while we were on hiatus. Something I know Alice talked about before. There is a, I believe it's all a charity that they do all over the country. Broadway Bears.
Yeah. Yes.
They do it all over the country. And Jay Rodriguez, who lives in L.A., and again, for those of you who don't know who Jay Rodriguez is, he was one of the cast members of Queer Eye for the Straight Guy years ago. He's an actor. He's on various sitcoms. For a while, he was on the Reba sitcom. He was the assistant to
that's right.
her whatever the hell was going on with her, Talent Scout or something. And then he was in a couple episodes of Grace and Frankie. He played a nurse in the hospital when one of the characters was had a heart attack. Anywho, we are minimally friendly on Facebook. We chat back and forth message. I message him when I'm in LA to find out if he's doing something I can go see, because I've actually never met him in person. I just know of him, and we do have some friends in common. He hosts karaoke out there. He's always doing singing engagements and things. Well, anyway, he had posted that he had been asked to do Broadway Bears San Francisco. And so he was going up to do that. And of course, as they ask all of the people to participate, it's a fundraiser. And they ask people who are going to be performing there to try to raise funds. It's almost like you do AIDS walk. You're going to participate anyway, but can you raise money to bring to the table? Well, he did a fundraising thing online, and one of the things was if you donated to his fundraiser, you get an autographed picture mailed to you. So I did get the autographed picture from Jay Rodriguez in the mail, which was cool. I got an email from him. Then I sent in the address. And then he sent me the picture, which I thought was really cool.
See that. That's cool.
So I'll put that on my wall of fame here in the house of other people. But I thought it was cool that I got a picture from him. I just thought that was nice. But again, it was
And I saw him somewhere in Rent. So he either toured in Rent, or he did like the San Francisco house or LA house.
I don't know. He was on Broadway doing it for a while.
Yeah,
but
maybe it was actually in New York. I saw him and met him outside of a stage door.
Okay.
Where he was Angel, and he was very good.
He did that for many years. He played that character. But yeah. So anyway, that was that. Other than that, no, it's just a normal week in the life for me.
So none of us were able to go to Dancing with the Bars?
No. However, I can give you a little update about Dancing with the Bars.
Oh, who won?
Mark
Howard of the Bliss Rebar Fez fame. They're one of the owners of there. Mark is so fun. I enjoy the hell out of Mark. In fact, we were texting recently the fact he's been so busy with what he's been doing with rehearsals and so forth, building up to it, and I was busy. We oftentimes like to get a little juiced up on a Sunday afternoon on a patio. He's such a good time. But anyway,
I'm free
this year
Sunday.
And partnered with
Rocco Menenguali. I think it's the correct name.
Sure.
Rocco.
Okay. Yeah.
They've been together for several years. Anywho,
together, like dancing.
I think
or,
he meant dance partner.
Oh no, dance partner Tim Bishop. Tim Bishop is who he was dancing with. I thought you
I
meant
like
his
to call
partner.
him Little Timmy Bishop because he's like
He's
9 feet
and
tall.
big Timmy
That's what I
Bishop.
like to call him.
And for some reason, to me, Tim Bishop will always be Michael Jackson because a couple of the years I did the Halloween show, he always came in and did the Michael stuff. Anyway, this year they raised, I want to say $36,000 total.
Something crazy.
And it was at the beautiful Tempe
Center for the Arts is where they did it.
Lovely
I think it's
venue.
the third year that they've been at Tempe Center for the Arts. Is this the third?
No, second.
Second?
Yeah, because
last year was the
Celebrity
first.
Theater.
Last year was the
Yeah.
first.
Oh, okay.
Because the last
I
time
missed the one at Celebrity.
that's the last one actually I hosted was that one with Katie
Okay.
June with
Okay.
Celebrity
Yeah.
Theater, and then for the past 2 years they've done it at Tempe Center. The only thing I don't like about it is I enjoyed sitting around in the other rooms like in a ballroom at a hotel when you surround the floor and the dance floor. You're at Tempe Center for the Arts. Yes, but you're all sitting in theater seating,
Yeah.
watching it on stage. There's just a difference of watching a dance contest from all angles when you can watch it.
Right.
And I agree. You know, somebody reached out at some point because they wanted to do a video package for Gary Guerin because it was the first time Gary was there, not as an organizer,
Right.
but as a spectator. So I don't know if they did or I don't know how it came out. I didn't follow up, but they were asking for like kind of video testimonials to slice together as a little package for Gary Guerin towards the end of the show. And I had been part of the inaugural year and several subsequent years because I just can't stop. And the point of all that was not only to say that I was involved many times, but
That'd be so unlike you, though, Kat.
I mean, weird to toot my own horn. But the thing that I
Weird.
right. But I want to agree with you in that I liked the ballroom setup the best.
I did. Yeah,
You know, the stage seems more prestigious. I'm gonna go with that.
I'd go with either.
Potato. They sound the same and they taste like mashed potatoes.
When done correctly.
right.
But yeah, the theater seems more like, oh hey, we've made it an actual show, but the ballroom feels more like a big deal.
And they also set you up in the ballroom. You're set up in areas with your team, like team A here, B here, C. So you all have your your cheering section.
Oh, sure,
When
they-
you're
they
in the
seated the
theater,
tables that
you're
way,
all
yeah.
intermixed.
Yeah.
So I just didn't care. I don't care for that setup so much. But regardless, it happened. A very successful year. This year is the first year that the top fundraiser and top dance competitor were the same.
We're the same person, sure.
And it was Mark Howard with Tim Bishop, and it was a very, very cute number they did online. Mark raised over $12,000.
Crazy talking.
Wow.
In an
Good for him.
insane amount of money that he
Good for
raised.
him.
But yeah, huge thing. It goes to a local charity here called 1 in 10. It is a youth program for not only for housing, but there's a lot of and I'm sure in other cities that we're certainly not unique in this. There are the younger generation who they come out or they have family problems or whatever happens and they get kicked out of home. They're homeless. They have no clothing. They're in various states of need. And 1 in 10 is one of the outfits locally that takes care of them and helps and educates. They also have a school. I think it's called Q High, if I'm not
High,
mistaken.
that's right.
So they have even a high school
They're
within
gonna
it.
need
I
more
believe
letters.
I believe online.
They had a classroom there.
Did they have the classroom?
Yeah,
Okay, I thought it was
because,
an online
I
school.
think it's a hybrid, if I'm not
Okay.
mistaken.
Could
I think,
be,
Sure,
could be.
I think
The
there's
Q
some-
High.
Yeah.
Could be.
Yeah, I think it's online instruction, and 1 in 10 locally provides the space.
Okay.
Because to go to an online high school, you have to have
A computer.
access to
Right.
the internet
Right.
and a
Right, right,
computer.
right.
And
You have
they
to have resources. So I think locally, we provide access to
that online portal.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Got it.
I could be wrong.
they have
You know,
a lot-
if
That makes
anyone's
I think that
listening-
works out the problem because they're often domicile challenged. I don't know how to make that politically correct, but that
homeless is the
Yeah.
word.
They have a room about.
She's gonna objectify saying
They have a
though.
pretty good sized room that is just
Casa
lined
less.
with aligned with computer systems. And if I'm not mistaken, a few years ago when they started that, I want to say one person donated all the computers for them, and
Wow.
it's just apples that
That's
line
awesome.
everything.
Yeah.
So to give them access to that education,
We'll
which
go
is
with the Latin sin casa.
You know, it's 1 in 10 is a very cool thing that this community supports and I think is important and is forward thinking. You know what I mean? Like we're taking care of kids who become the next us, who become
Right.
the next.
right.
And it really is.
Yeah.
We've made a lot of
And you've
bad
heard me
jokes,
say
but-
it several times. Like if I made a comment about I do, they have a very
Yeah.
small lawn, but they don't have the equipment for it, and it makes no sense for them to spend money on a service to come do this lawn when they would be better served to spend the money on the programs to help the children.
Sure.
When
Yeah.
I got extra lawnmowers and time, so
Can we start introducing you as the official landscaper for 1 in 10?
I think that's
I
important.
think it'd be a great idea.
Yeah, I think that should go on.
Self-designated. lawn supervisor,
Clayton McKee.
maintenance,
Absolutely. Maintenance manager.
Landscape maintenance.
the one in 10 Schneider.
Maintenance
Landscape manager,
Yeah,
maybe.
landscape manager.
And foliage director.
Oh, very nice. Oh, I do like that.
gonna write
like
that
me
down.
calling him
There you go.
Schneider.
Very good.
I thought that worked.
I'm like Schneider from One Day at a Time.
I do like that.
I'm the
That's good.
super.
You know, I kind of miss when lesbians would carry their keys like
I know,
Schneider.
right?
I do miss one lesbian at a time.
No.
All you have to do is go
Wrong
back,
show.
stop by the cash. I'm sure you'll find
I'm
or our
still not
lounge.
allowed there. I'm sorry.
That's bullshit. That is bullshit.
That is bullshit. No, I was never brought
New
for there.
Mexican male owners. I think you're fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I still don't want to.
We'll wait till it's turned into a full Latin club, then we'll go.
Right. Then I'll
I
take salsa
accidentally
lessons.
found out I was dating a teen due to a social function of the the 1 in 10 variety,
Oh.
and truly one of the most fun days I've ever had.
This is
Let me
story
tell you
number
a story.
5. Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you.
So
Four. I got it down.
Oh,
this may be a repeat story though. So this guy.
you just said recently.
Number 4, rerun.
You said
Yeah.
recently found out.
Oh no.
Wait, you
no.
were recently dating a teen?
No,
Honey.
this was long.
Oh.
This story's as old as my mattress. It's like
Daddy.
16, 17 years old. His name was like
Daddy,
Caesar
pick me
or
up,
Roman, something Italian. But it's Roman. His name
Like
is Roman.
It's something about a salad.
Yeah.
Romaine,
Yeah,
Caesar,
Romaine,
I'm gonna leave
Caesar,
that alone.
avocado, and
bib.
Bib.
There was a bib involved.
Cobb. His name was Cobb.
Cobb.
Hello, chef.
Chef.
Hi, Waldorf. So he comes into the bar, has a couple drinks. I think he's cute. He invites me out on a date because he thought I was attractive as well. And so we go to yeah, I know. That's not the funny part of the story.
I almost spit out my drink.
You whore!
Oh, that's not the punchline. Sorry. Terribly
Yeah,
sorry.
I know. I'll wait for it.
I'm not standing still. I'm lying in wait.
So we go to this volleyball game, and of course, I play my usual position of volleyball, which is like stand there and stare at people.
Sit on the bleachers.
I was instrumental in their win. No, I stand in the actual court
Oh.
and just
Stand in the middle and go, oh, you got it?
Yes, I play dodgeball where they play volleyball. It's really 2 games in 1. It's exciting for the
Duck and
spectators.
run, they call that.
So this one kid, who I think we all still know, but I have no idea. He was doing the entire game like Wimbledon, and he was doing the color commentary while actually playing volleyball, and gave like all 10 of us names of real female tennis players, and it's how I found out I never heard of Serena or Venus Williams at this point.
At the time.
And he was like serving and adding the grunts and everything, and he had all the
was
tennis
Gabriella
players'
Sabatini.
names and who was serving
Or
to
Steffi
who.
Graf.
Oh,
She's a
Steffi-
big grunter.
Oh, but it was
No,
Venus.
it was Gabrielle Sabatini at the time.
She was and hot.
Yeah,
I
but
was
it was
way
Venus or
Wow,
Serena. They used to do
but-
the.
No, there was that other gal who always made the noises and seriously sounded like she was dying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right.
Like,
So, but anyways, whoever
was
the right
awful.
person was, he
Die.
put the right person
for
to the
real.
name,
Like,
and then
she
at
got
the end of the
stabbed.
game, I thought this Robert kid was one of the funniest
Like,
people I'd
there was a
ever met.
stop- like,
but he kept
literally?
that going for the entire game. Everybody was having fun. I met all these people, and I'm like, what an attractive bunch of young men I've met.
Yeah.
I'm like, why don't we all go have a drink? And they're like, well, we can. And I'm like, well, why not?
You've worked
wasn't-
hard. You've earned it.
We're sweaty, some of us, not me.
Well, from watching.
I was at a 1 in 10 party.
Now that you say this
God,
story, I
that's
do remember you
funny.
telling it before.
Wow.
I've never heard it. It was brand new information for me, and I greatly
But
It was
enjoyed
in season 1 or 2, I'm sure.
But it was it was just so entertaining, and it was so much fun, and they were all great guys. But I think Roman was the oldest one there, and he was 19, so he was about to be menudoed out.
Right.
This was pretty much his going
Exactly.
away party.
That's exactly what happens.
He was going right out the crapper with the menudo.
Yeah.
Dear diary.
To be menudoed.
Menudo is now a verb.
Even though he had the bomb pussy, he was getting the boot.
I still think that could be considered, wrong. Like,
Wrong.
For those of you listening around the
Arrestable.
world and maybe locally, if you don't understand what being menudoed out means, there is a music group.
Don't Google it. Don't Google it. It's going to get really messy.
There's a music group that only has younger Latino boys in it, and when you get to a certain age, they are dismissed, and it's menudoing out, if you will.
You are
Ricky Martin, in fact, is
He
one of
was
the people.
menudoed.
He was menudoed out.
Verb.
Yeah.
Menudo.
Yeah.
too menudo.
Meaning.
To menudo.
That's
From the
funny.
Latin menudus.
To
my
be
defense, I
to
was
be
only in my early
ejected
30s at the
due to advanced age.
It was almost 20 years ago. Was 1 in 10 even 1 in 10 back then?
No, it was 1 in 18. But then that changed.
No, but they
On
changed
that
the name.
fateful
There's
day.
fewer of them now.
On that fateful day
Oh, fuck.
when Al offered them all a cocktail.
Right. Yeah. Oh, we have a curfew, Mr. Perkins. We have to go.
No, that's my mom beeping. I gotta go home.
Why are all the SUVs pulling up? Oh, we have to go home, sir.
Why are you taking the yellow bus? Oh,
I think you know my orthodontist.
You may be my orthodontist.
That's funny.
Oh,
there's a picture of you in my pediatrician's office.
With a big red line
right,
through it.
right.
Yeah.
Who are you gonna call?
Something about most wanted. Something.
We're Albusters. So we are.
Your picture in the post office is spectacular.
Looks just like you.
Hoping for number 1.
Super shimmery.
Were you part of Menudo?
Well, now you don't have to wonder about me getting my passport picture because they were like, is there any way to control that? I'm like, yeah, turn that fucking light off. So they had to put this gray thing, not here, but like in front of the light to
Yeah.
get rid of that shine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if you'd start doing a matte finish on your forehead.
Why can't you put that?
This is
Wait,
really tricky.
Clayton, why can't you put the?
No.
No.
Oh, now you want me to
No.
put filters above
No.
people?
Why don't you go grab the airplane that you had up there and
Oh.
just kind of like
Oh, isn't that
shelter
light?
the
That's
light?
nicer lighting.
There you
God,
go.
can we get a pink gel on that fucker?
No.
I have some at the house. I'll bring them.
Can I just color lipstick on it and see what happens?
No, I'm going to tell you what we're going to do. We're going to do this.
Because I got the bomb pussy in it.
Yeah, that's why Al.
Be careful, he's gonna end the show before we're done.
All right, kids, headlines. It's the 9th of August, show 270. Here we go. Oh, the back to school joy.
A punch dick in the penis of America.
Mystery Coke machine in Seattle.
Still dead.
Oh, bless her heart.
Humble pie.
Derailed in Iowa.
Stolen gnome.
And Krispy Kremes with a side of meth. These and other stories coming right now, like it or not, against Al's shiny forehead on this Tuesday night in Q Talk America Land.
I don't know what any of those stories are. This is very exciting.
Well, I was in hopes that we weren't gonna cross.
Do you think we
paths.
did? Oh, I don't think so.
No, we're good. No. I was hoping that we wouldn't, and we don't think we did. I think we're
Shine
good.
is back.
I think we're good. Well, of course it's back because
You
you're
can't even
still
tell
here.
him tan.
You're-
Oh, sure.
For you,
can.
that is color.
Yeah, actually,
Yeah.
that's a. That,
My
yes,
arms aren't
you
that
can.
long.
Yeah.
For you, Alfie, that's color. We know.
Can I get a brown crayon?
Well, in a topic that we discussed, can I get a brown? Well, it's flesh tone for somebody.
Somebody.
We touched on this topic a little earlier. Summers can be rough on parents and children, and parents look forward to the day when they can send their little kiddos right back to school.
Preach.
Well, Keisha Leanne Gardner of Alabama posted on Facebook celebrating the beginning of the new school year, and the post went viral. Let's take a look at what she
Did it
looked
have
like in her
liquor in it?
post. There she is. My favorite is the kid in the dark jacket in the back. Always, she's like already pissed off.
Very embarrassing.
Keisha,
Oh, Mom.
Keisha is jumping for joy at the fact. Wait, where the hell did I go? Where did I go? Oh, Keisha's jumping for the joy at the thought of a new school year while her children stand back behind her, not looking as excited as her.
But you know we all want to be friends with that girl that's bent over laughing.
Right, but wait.
That's the girl. We went and drink with Mom
No,
and her.
now let's
But
look
all
at-
my friends are mom. Like we gathered today to drink because all my friends are mom.
Not only one, but there's two pictures. Here's the second picture. Other way.
And the kid. And the kid in the background still.
The caption,
"Aw."
the caption on her Facebook says, "Happy first day of school, kids. I'm gonna miss y'all. Please help me share with other parents that need a laugh."
That's delightful.
As of earlier today, this post had already been shared over 818,000 times.
What?
And
No.
over 66,000
that
likes.
kid second
What
kid
is
to the
her
left
name?
is going to need therapy over this.
No,
Keisha, Keshia, Leanne Gardner. Actually, if you just Google Alabama back to school, it comes right up.
Don't Google.
So now, I want to talk kind of about a bomb pussy.
Yeah.
Because I have a
She
question.
shot 5 out of that bomb
if you
pussy.
can, if you can go ahead and put that picture back
Which
up for
one?
me. Either one.
Okay, we'll go
Yeah,
back.
either one would be fine.
go
It's
back
just
to
fine.
this.
Yeah.
There's that. All
Because
right.
she looks real similar. Now go to the other one for me, please.
by.
Yeah.
Stand by.
Yep. Okay, that one. Now, does she? Speaking of a bomb pussy, does she look remarkably like Pussy LaHoot to anybody else?
Oh my God, yeah.
Because for real.
You need Pussy LaHoot to reenact this picture.
Because that would be fantastic.
I mean,
can I play the boy in blue?
Yeah.
Either one of them,
and
really.
just for
That's all
our,
one of the small
for our listeners.
Both of them.
Well, thank you.
Both of you out there.
Thank
you for being here.
Just to, Pussy LaHoot is a performer.
A local performer.
A local performer. In town, and looks remarkably like that woman that's on the screen. Remarkably.
Occasionally referred to as a bombed pussy.
As a
Bombed.
Yeah. ED. We changed that. Not just
May I
bomb pussy,
conjugate
but
the
a bombed pussy. Boom.
Oh, grammar. I love you.
Homer Simpson on the first day of the new school year. You're the government's problem now. My favorite. That caption just means, can't miss you if you don't leave.
That's right. Yeah, get out. Get out, kid.
True story. My dad used to say that to me all the time. He'd be like, "You're moving out." What do you mean, Dad? I'm only 10. He's like, "Well, I can't miss you if you don't leave. Get out."
I like the fact that I can just put the children behind Kat.
Well, hi, kids.
Out our window, the studio, the Q Talk America studios.
Hi,
Harrison.
Now we're not. Now if you get rid of the mom, we're not allowed to say the bomb pussy because now it's vulgar.
Because now it's just children.
Now it turns into the creepy saga
right?
of Ernie and Marina driving around country taking a picture of other people's kids.
Yeah, the lemonade
Stop
stand.
doing that.
The lemonade stand in Alabama.
Oh my God.
Or wherever the hell you were.
Same state.
Yeah,
And
not
then lady
Alabama,
just
Ohio.
trucking across her lawn to save her from the post office picture wall.
The two people that have a level 1 fingerprint clearance card.
Oh
Be
my
worried
God.
about them.
That picture of that mother running screaming from her house at you.
You people.
And somebody had to tell you it's a little nice, a little
very
creepy
funny.
to take pictures of people's children in their
It
front
really
yard.
was very funny. I think it's your house, Clayton, because it's doing that thing again. Let me see. I have to.
Could you describe the thing?
On my computer.
It's about you.
Sorry, guys. Sorry. I'm gonna go this way.
Goodness.
No, this internet's
Quality
lightning fast.
listeners
There
are
we go,
leaving
there
us
we go.
right now.
Sorry about
I've just
this.
reposted this wonderful picture on my Facebook.
The bomb pussy.
Yeah.
Nothing is coming up for me, so give me 1 second on my phone. I'm
Clayton,
so
why you doing
sorry. It's
Because I'm typing something.
right here.
Or that.
But I can do it.
Nope, I got it right here. If you're good, I'm good.
Go ahead.
Okay.
We're ready. Edge of
I
our
might have
seats.
lied for a second.
Edge of our
All right, so here we are.
We also enjoy liars.
Jesus, you guys are great. Okay, so
Thank you.
you know, there's a big dickhead in Florida. His name is George Zimmerman,
Yeah.
right?
No, sure.
He got, I don't know if you guys heard this, but he got fucking popped in the face. Did you
No.
guys hear that?
No.
So I laughed because I thought there are two things that happened on President Obama's birthday and I thought, what a nice present. That jackass that shot up the South Carolina church, he got his ass kicked in prison.
Right.
And I don't wish bad on anyone, but that was fine with me. And then George Zimmerman got his clock just rung, just got the bell rung. He was assaulted. Do you know why? For talking shit
About
and bragging about shooting Trayvon. And what is wrong with people, right? After he was allegedly punched in the face, he called the police because he needed to be helped because he was hurt. Somebody hurt him.
Jesus Christ.
So I thought nothing better than him getting cold-cocked right in the fucking head. Here he's bragging about this, and I thought, what a lovely gift for what Obama went through for the last 8 years with people just shooting people and doing crazy things, that those two got their asses kicked on his birthday. Happy birthday, President Obama.
I didn't realize the coincidence of the birthday, but
I appreciated that the most.
yeah, the guy,
The ass kickings, fine. But it was for his birthday. I
Charleston-
thought that was nice.
the Charleston shooter, I thought, welcome home.
Yeah. Good night then, sir.
Yeah.
Hallelujah. Or something. But yeah, the Zimmerman thing, just I want to meet the man who was just like, shut the fuck up, wham.
Of course, I do not condone violence, but if you
I
got into
do
a
not
spare,
either.
you might want to take it out on George Zimmerman.
If you're gonna punch somebody, I'm
Right.
thinking, It should be.
Yeah, his days are numbered. Oh, so I sent that link for you to put up.
You're
for
right,
the-
Amina. He just keeps poking the bear. It's ridiculous.
There you go. Just this bomb pussy.
Bomb pussy. That's who beat up
For those of you who
and
don't,
punched. I like it.
That's
Bomb
what Al's
pussy.
talking
And this seriously,
This is killing me right now.
I know. Frank and I don't know each other. I mean, we've known each other a long time, but we've never done anything like this much as to go to Hawaii together for like 7 days trapped in a room.
Right.
And that's what we talked about once we got through security and sat and had our first drink together, was he was showing me that. So for the entire 6.5-hour flight to Hawaii, I just kept screaming out bomb pussy every time he would try to fall asleep.
Maybe in the airport you should have been doing that.
yeah, probably not in security.
Well, especially
mean-
up in the bird
Hey,
itself.
no.
Do you have
'cause I'm
anything
gonna-
to declare, sir?
Just
this
this
bomb pussy.
Well, actually, it's a dangerous thing, the whole bomb piece.
The bomb
because
pussy? It has its moments.
So a friend of mine, her last name is Bomberg, and just
Bomberg.
Marn in the chat room, just a dear friend of both of ours. Well, I'm going back for her wedding, and I'm on the phone with her, and I'm like, bomb enough. Like, we were laughing, and I'm yelling out the word bomb.
Oh, yeah.
And all of a sudden I looked around and you saw this horrified look on people's faces. Like, I'm through the terminal and I'm like sitting down there. And it was fairly, I mean, it was probably 2007, 2008. I didn't even think about it.
Yeah.
Didn't even think, because I'm just calling my good friend her nickname, Bomberg. Just Bomb. The look of horror
Oh, yeah.
on people's faces, I thought,
Well, I was doing more of a stage whisper than a yell
Well, and I was
in our seats.
I was louder than that. Yeah.
Because
I
every
can
time
imagine
Frank would like
people
start
being
to
afraid.
doze off, I'd be like, look at my bomb pussy.
I think that's very funny though. Gotta be very dangerous. Very dangerous.
In the chat room, I put a link to this next story. Oh,
excuse me.
No, that's
Well.
the ghetto birds are flying above us for some reason.
I'm currently
It was that
menudoing.
lunch.
In case anyone asks, I've been here since 3:45.
Just saying,
Just
Saul.
gonna put it out
Everybody
there.
got synchronize our alibis.
Remember, I have security cameras now. We have to.
That's true. That's true.
We can
And
document
Delete
that.
all evidence immediately.
I do not know an orthodontist.
Or do you?
Anyway, if you want to go to the Facebook page that's I'm talking about in this next story, feel free to. There's a Coke machine
gonna.
on Capitol Hill in Seattle, Washington, with a history that is just as mysterious as what is inside the machine.
Is it not Coke?
Here's a picture of the almost antique Coke machine sitting outside the Broadway locksmith store in
true,
Seattle.
isn't it?
It's within earshot of the neighborhood's new light rail station and Broadway's posh eateries and shops, right in front of a local business on East John Street and 10th Avenue East in Seattle. The graffiti-covered soda pop dispenser has been reportedly spitting out cans of mystery sodas for decades. Right now, for the retro price of 75 cents a can.
Oh, wow.
And you can see on the front of it, and beyond the rusting machine's clashing look with the neighborhood that's become known for its modern gleam, the unanswered questions surrounding its history and upkeep have generated online popularity. More than 20,000 people support the Seattle, quote, Landmarks Facebook page, and its story has gained attention from a wide variety of media sources around the globe. Now, one of the things that's interesting about the thing, all of the buttons on the Coke machine all say mystery. So you don't know what's coming out of it.
Oh, you're going to get menudoed.
You could anything. It says, I've heard, one of the quotes of the story is, I've heard supernatural stories about how sometimes you'll press a button and you'll get a soda that was discontinued 20 years ago.
Oh, wow.
While on vacation in Seattle last week, a gentleman posed for photos in front of the Krusty Box before it ate his...
Oh,
That is the opposite of bomb pussy.
bomb pussy
Crusty
and
box.
New alternative
Do you have
drinking
a-
word.
Dusty
Crusty
muffins.
Krusty Box.
Crusty
box.
box.
When your
Before-
bomb pussy done exploded, you got a crusty
Crusty
box.
box.
Before the Krusty Box ate his dollar bill, and he scrounged up 3/4, so eventually he scored a Sierra Mist.
Buck is a buck.
Exactly. I scored a Sierra Mist.
So, the people in the locksmith store say they have no idea who fills it, who maintains it, who collects the money.
But damn, we're going to drink it.
Well, sure, why
Oh, but
not?
there's a QR code on there. I wonder where that goes.
What?
The QR code. Right
It goes to that Facebook page.
does it go to this
It
Facebook
does
page?
indeed.
Oh, okay,
So
good.
somebody's technologically advanced and they figured out these things. Now, it's also one of the pictures on its Facebook page is it's the Lonely Coke machine, which makes me laugh. But there's a couple things to read on the
Facebook.
The Facebook page that it says this. Where did it go? One of the things was, had a rough day, stop by for a surprise mixer, stay thirsty, my friends, is one of the Facebook
Surprise
posts.
mixer. I like that.
The other one says, a dog just did his business on me, highlight of my day. And then the other one, which has to do with this picture, I guess timing is involved in everything. This one says, I think he stopped in his tracks because of my beauty. So
He
somebody's having...
ejaculated on her. Look at that.
Oh,
He menudoed.
You should offer her a moist towelette.
You really should. Right in the face.
clean her up.
crusty box.
She didn't even ask for a pearl necklace.
So if you care to go to, I already like the page. It's the Lonely Mystery Coke Machine in Seattle. And now if I ever go to Seattle, I want to go to have my picture taken with the crusty box.
I've heard that more than one time. Let's see. Well, there was a man. Now, if you're going to have a wife and a girlfriend,
Did he live in Nantucket?
There once was a man.
No, that's Katie June.
Fair enough. Carry on.
If you're going to have both, I say, make sure that when you die, because you don't care anymore.
Right.
But that things are set up ahead of time because there
Two
was
funerals.
a dueling. There were dueling. They both wrote competing obituaries.
Oh.
Yeah, and they put them next to each other, and I thought that was just fantastic. They had
So did they know about each other prior, or they only learned post?
that was according to what the wife wanted, apparently. On their own, neither of Leroy Black's two obituaries was anything out of the ordinary. But placed side by side, as they were in New Jersey's Press of Atlantic City, they've been raising some eyebrows. Black, who lived in Egg Harbor Township, died of cancer on August 2nd. Top obituary was published in the paper on August 5th, and it states that he's survived by his loving wife, which her name is probably pronounced differently, but it says Beretta, according to me, and that just made me laugh because I pictured
She's a white
Erin.
cockatoo.
Yeah,
that solves crimes.
Right. Beretta Harrison Black. Another obituary, placed directly below the first, makes no mention of the wife, but notes that Black is survived by his, quote, long-time girlfriend, Princess Hall.
Oh.
Princess Beretta.
And apparently
Is that a good drag name?
the wife wanted
That
it
is a
that
really
way,
good drag
and
name.
that's why it was placed like that. Like, fine, but that bitch is going on the bottom. Like,
Oh, that's funny.
yeah, like
You're going to read about the wife first.
Yeah.
That's right.
Then.
I was here before you were, right?
And I'm going to claim the electric guitar bullshit he used to do.
The wife wanted it that way, and that's all that we need to know.
You can have that ceramic rooster collection.
That's right. The dueling obituaries. So there,
It's the
no
South.
One,
They have one.
They're all filled with whiskey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
no
done
one,
correctly.
no one knew if there was any animosity between the wife and the girlfriend, which I would have had to.
Nobody knew?
I would have had. I think he knew.
I feel like that's
I
a
feel
follow-up
like
question
he
at
fucking
funerals
knew,
number
right?
1 or 2.
Right. I think an unidentified man, not the dead guy, but a different one, I'm sure, who answered the phone at the funeral home.
Because now I think we know it's not the first
not the
gentleman
first
since he
guy.
answered the phone. At the,
Correct. It was
I'm
at the
eliminating
funeral home.
suspects based on clues.
You don't
See,
know.
like,
You don't
I'm
know.
murder she-wroting this story
This guy could have run
about
like
Mr.
hell.
Black in the
You don't
funeral
know.
home
Yeah, with
the wife and the
candlestick.
mistress. Yeah.
With the candlestick, and that's all.
Cabot Cove is busy.
I'm pretty sure we just one clue.
Egg Harbor Shores, whatever it was called.
Sunshine Cliffs.
Now, definitely, the girlfriend wanted it to be a different way, but that wasn't allowed. But how they don't do follow up on
Not
this
her
kind
first time in the
of-
bottom.
Well, apparently
Was there any mention
not.
of bomb?
Nope. But I bet that
No.
I bet
But
Princess Hall had
there's
a
a
bomb
competition in Egg Harbor about who's got the bomb ass pussy.
That's right.
I love that we've ad-libbed the meme.
I think so.
Yeah.
You have to make it real. Make it real. Keeping it real. Bomb ass pussy.
Well, where we lost Frank in the airport for about 20 minutes is when I started making the JJ reference to my pussy. Because if you remember,
I'm with you, Miel.
the lady
He
who
knew
said
what
it
he was
first, hands
doing.
were up. I went a different route.
Yeah, but when your hands are up, where do they have to go? Butt down.
Down. That's right. I like it.
Bam!
Bam!
I can just see Al walk around
Bomb
doing
ass
this
pussy.
all the time.
And you know me, once I get somebody laughing, I'm not going to stop. I don't care if they arrest me and throw
I
me in
feel
prison for
like-
being some kind of a
Because
terrorist.
they'll laugh there too.
Yeah. It turns out he says bomb pussy even behind bars.
I feel like even though you're an ocean away, why do you have to live an ocean away? That we share a brain, because at some point this week, I don't remember the context, but I distinctly remember explaining to someone that at certain intervals you just have to refer to your crotch with a hand-like motion.
Well, of course, yes.
That only this gesture gets it across.
Yeah.
I'm glad I could help people. Just
Well
emotional
played.
way.
Well
I'm
played.
glad to know we still share a brain.
Well,
Even though you had to be in Oshida way.
My head hurts a little.
Sure. Oh.
That's the liquor, honey.
oh,
It's called a hangover.
that's a bomb ass pussy.
Okay,
But,
funny story.
Yeah.
So I get back to work, and I've been sober for all of 8 hours. And I'm given.
Aren't you supposed to be sober longer than that?
It was longer. It's probably like
Okay,
12
good,
hours.
good, because they were on radio.
Because the plane landed at 7. I was at work by 7 p.m.
Yeah, you told
And
me
I
that.
had a couple drinks on the plane.
Right.
So I get to work, and I somebody handed me something to scan with a scanner, and my hands started shaking. I'm like, oh, that's not the DTs. We got like 72 hours before the withdrawal starts. And so the one nurse that I was exchanging a report with for 3 days, on day 3, he's like, 72 hours, can we do a check on you? I'm like, I think I'm fine. Like, we're doing the shakes. We took my temperature. We checked my heart rate to see if I was going through alcohol withdrawals. I was not.
You were not.
But it was just so funny that everyone had the timing down to when it would be 72 hours for my last drink.
Oh, I see.
And we did a full assessment.
Well played. Fine, sir.
We all know the name Nikki Haley, at least in this room. I'm pretty sure we know. She's the Republican governor of South Carolina.
Fun.
She's one of the people who actually, however, was instrumental in getting the Confederate flag taken down from the state capitol.
My apologies for cunt.
Now now
Less cunty in
now,
that
no, you're gonna
particular
have a
moment.
little more respect for
Yeah.
Nikki Haley by the end of this story. Nikki Haley, Republican governor of South Carolina, mocked conservative columnist Ann Coulter during a press conference
I
on
like
Monday.
her already a lot.
Coulter had penned a column defending Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump, speaking of DTs, after he criticized the family of Humayun Khan, a Muslim American captain killed by a suicide bomber in Iraq back in 2004. In her column, Coulter, or as Marnie likes to call her,
Cunter.
And
Cunter.
Cunter, that's right.
She criticized Haley for not flying the Confederate flag from the South Carolina State House grounds. She says, quote, Muslim troops accounted for 0.2% of all U.S. troops deaths in Iraq and in Afghanistan wars. Oh, I'm sorry, I just clicked on something. Where did I lose her?
Technical.
Oh, they're all technicals.
Bomb pussy.
She wrote, Southerners accounted for 38% of those killed in Iraq and 47% in Afghanistan. Now, why has the South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley sacrificed compared to the families of these men? Coulter continued to ask. How about Nikki put their flag back up? The Confederate flag won't lead to thousands of dead and maimed Americans as Muslim immigration does. Now, Haley, she's been raised in the South. She's a Southern woman. She knows exactly where her place is and things. She simply responded to the column when asked about it by saying 3 little words. Bless
Bomb-ass
her
pussy?
heart.
Bless her heart.
That's awesome.
And if you don't understand what bless her heart means in the South, it's the same as 2 words in the North. Fuck you.
Yeah. Now, Haley Barber, am
That's
I wrong?
great.
Not Haley
Not
Barber.
Haley
But is
Barber.
she
Nikki Haley.
Indian?
Nikki Haley.
Nikki Haley.
She's part.
Okay.
Part
Who's Haley
of-
Barber?
Haley Barber, I don't remember right now. But
sounds like
Nikki
a
Haley is
character
part
on, like,
from
Andy Griffith's show.
American
Rondé
Indian.
Barber is a football player.
I don't, is she but Nikki Haley is American Indian. We're not talking India Indian.
Yes.
Is that correct?
You're
No.
correct.
Stand by.
I think
You're correct.
Haley,
Oh, no, wait.
Haley Barber's a dude.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
He's a Republican and the 63rd governor of Mississippi.
Oh, okay.
All right. But Nikki Haley,
Nikki Haley. it says
wait,
it wrong.
she might be part. Is it India?
Native
It is
American.
Native American.
Stand by
You're correct.
Wikipedia.
You're absolutely correct.
But I just thought that was the whole build up and culture, blah, blah, blah. Oh, bless
That's
her.
fantastic.
Oh, she was the first woman to be governor of South Carolina.
Exactly.
Youngest current governor of
She's
the
the one
United
who gave the
States.
Republican response.
Oh,
The second Indian
Union.
American governor in the United States after Bobby Jindal.
Oh,
Right,
So
Yeah.
dots, not feathers.
it is.
It is Dot, not
No.
Feather.
Yeah.
Okay. I honestly
Cabs,
that's
not
what-
casinos.
Because that's what I thought, and then I thought it was changed. What did you just
Sorry.
say?
Did you say
Cows,
cats, not
Did you say
casinos?
No,
cows?
I said cabs.
Oh,
not
cabs.
casinos.
I thought you said cows, not casinos.
That's also,
Well, it works. Bomb pussy.
Well,
There you go.
any way you slice that.
You're welcome, man.
funny story. So
Any way you want it.
let's take out the
that's
rest-
the way you need it.
let's just take out the rest of the continent. So I'm doing my little body surfing
Wait,
business.
Asia or North America?
Asia.
All right.
I'm playing around in the waves like a fat girl at camp. Snickers bar not included. sold separately.
I love stickers.
And all of a sudden, you're like floating around in the waves, and these Asians come at you. So I started screaming out, "It's my Asian assailant!"
Oh boy.
Every time an Asian kid would come flying at me across the waves, I would scream, duck, and Kevin almost shit his pants in the ocean like 3 times. Asian assailant!
God damn it! If I can't picture Kevin with you,
Can't even deal.
Poor Kevin could not get a break.
No.
He's been slung
But God
around this
bless
earth
him.
with me for 2 solid weeks.
well, there was a in this lovely world of
Asian
Law.
assailants.
log biscuit.
Asian assailants and bomb pussies. It was tough traveling.
In this world of
In a world.
In a world of bomb pussies.
in a world of
Asian assailants.
and dusty muffins.
People enjoy traveling with me. I know it's hard to believe.
I don't think so. Not from what I'm hearing, because it didn't look like.
I feel like we might be using the word enjoy.
Enjoying raw loosely, real loosely. Yeah.
I think we could just omit that word
Yeah.
altogether.
Yeah,
People
'cause I
travel with you.
Bullshit. Is what
Say,
I'm calling that.
people travel with me. Now people
traveling
enjoy
with us?
travel with
Is
me.
that the bomb pussy? Nope. That's the crusty muffin.
Nope, still Al.
Yeah.
Crusty box.
I mean,
The crusty box. That's
Fucking
right.
A.L.
The crusty
Butcher
box.
Hart.
My bad.
It's a dusty muffin.
Dusty muffin, crusty box.
Crusty box.
Bless your
My bad.
heart.
Bomb ass pussy. Those are your options.
Or bless her heart.
Each one classier than the last.
we could just hashtag that BAP. Hashtag BAP.
I can't.
I like it. So,
What are you talking about?
to get some good news, just some
start over.
more fun news into this. Not that you're not fun.
Is it
but,
breaking fun news
No,
or
not
just- Oh,
breaking.
all
It's
right.
not Wolf Blitzer breaking news.
No.
I love Wolf.
But it was
Everybody
just
stand by.
a big
That's
cute
spelled
story.
technical.
It was just a cute story. Stolen gnome. Somebody stole a gnome. And it was returned to the driveway 8 months later with a book detailing its epic trip.
Oh, that's fun.
I thought it
Aw,
was really
the roaming
cute.
gnome.
After looking for all of my mechanophile kind of stories, which I had last week, Al, and
No, you found
and-
somebody that fucked a gnome.
yeah, no, nobody fucked
Oh,
it.
don't fuck
well,
the gnome.
Nobody knows if the gnome got fucked, but except
Her
Gary
purity may still be
Gnu. Gary
intact.
Gnu.
Gary Gnu
knows.
about the gnome.
Correct. But no one knows if the gnome was fucked. I don't believe so. Let's not ruin the story. It was on the Good News Network, for God's sake. I don't want to talk about
It was the seriousness with which you said, nobody knows if the gnome was fucked.
Nobody knows. I don't want to talk about that. any
Also, it's
further.
2020, and we're doing an investigative report of gnome fucking.
Has that gnome been fucked?
Here is the gnome, by the way. We have a picture of
He
the
looks
gnome.
well. He looks pleasantly fucked. Maybe.
Cute little shorts.
Well, that's what he said.
Oh, and with those shorts, he's got the bomb pussy. Look at that ship. No,
I see a crusty box
You
to
are
the
once-
right of him. I see a crusty
he
box.
is in mid-gesture. He's just about to go for the V.
Did a deep V,
or
sir.
he's like slow down.
Slow down.
We're not sure. Slow
I got the bomb
down.
pussy. You don't want to
That's
go
right.
at this full force.
I am currently experiencing my white girl heritage in that I can't even. I literally can't even.
Well, the unfuckable stolen gnome.
We're gonna need a rape kit on that gnome.
I'll call SUV.
We're gonna need a
SVU.
Mariska
Oh,
Hargitay.
now that is a special
you.
victim. That is.
That is.
It's a special-
I said SUV, so I was gonna
How
get a car
special? It's a
first.
gnome.
I don't know. How do you spell that?
It's so special. Mariska Hargitay
Well,
is
the
about to walk in the scene.
traditional spelling.
Elliot, gnome.
Traditional spelling.
Gnit, the gnome rape kit.
Amina in the chat room. We've all turned red because we can't breathe.
All right, well, this fun story
I don't even know
about
what this
the
story's
gnome
about.
that was fucked 3
A
times.
gnome. What it's about?
All around the world and fucked in 180 days.
I rented that movie one time. It was good.
Don't
So-
Google that, kids.
Well, maybe this is a completely different story.
All right, we'll let you go.
This jovial little gnome.
Yeah.
He isn't the kind of lawn
I was
ornament.
almost home.
Oh, Mrs. Karen.
Almost here.
Oh, Lord.
I'm gonna get more wine. You fuckers need to get it together.
God damn.
Can't even.
Oh. Wow.
Literally can't even.
So the jovial little
That
gnome.
was real funny, Clayton. I like that. Oh, all right, well, breaking news. So this little gnome isn't the kind of lawn ornament to hang around in the yard all day. He likes to go off and fuck every now and again, maybe, but in fact, he's just been returned home after an 8-month trek across North America. When Bev York noticed that the gnome was missing from her Victoria Highlands property late last year, she figured it had just been misplaced or stolen. Then, July 25th, the statue reappeared once more on her front lawn in a plastic bag tied to the gate with a hardcover photo book of S&M gnome.
Suddenly it's a hate crime.
We didn't say it was a crime. No, we didn't. We don't know. You don't know. I don't know.
Mariska
That
Hargitay
it was, I don't know that it was
literally around
Well,
the corner.
looking,
it
we're
didn't
looking.
say the gnome was gag balled.
Exactly.
Or ball gagged. Or whatever.
That makes it a fetish. Being tied to the gate makes it a hate crime.
We don't know. No, but he's a jovial little gnome, for God's sake.
You gotta tie that fucker up.
No, well, he wanted to run away, ever. So, anyway, he showed up and he had a new name because he had been, stolen. And his new name was Leopold. And the book, Hi, my name is Leopold, the Traveling Gnome, read the first page. One morning back December 15th, I saw a motorhome toddle along, and I don't know where this is going to go. And I thought to myself, there's got to be more to life than standing knee-deep
Is
in
this
rainwater,
an unvetted story?
being peed on by neighborhood dogs and staring at the same view every single day.
The safe word.
Tied to a pole.
It's all up there. I promise. This is the book. And they tied to a pole. The photos document Leopold traveling from the Grand Canyon to Route 66 to what appears to be the beaches of San Ignacio in Mexico. He also can be seen enjoying a margarita or two, so apparently Leopold is of age, as opposed to that
did
1
that
in 10 boy that you had.
Tisk, tisk.
Tisk.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize there were other pictures.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I
Oh,
thought
that's
there was
okay.
just the one.
No.
Additional
There was follow-up?
images.
And then on the last page of the book is the inscription that Bev took to heart. Hope you enjoyed my album. Sorry I disappeared for so long. And remember, adventure before dementia. That was my favorite part.
Adventure before
Okay.
dementia.
And it's the gardener.
This is on the fun news?
It is. I think it's fucking hysterical. The gardener couldn't help but.
I mean, I got a laugh out of it.
as she browsed through the album, declaring
I'm
that
still
the
not
prank
sure what the
was
article was about.
about a fuckable gnome. What the fuck is wrong with you?
I think Joe
don't
wins.
listen.
Joe wins though. The unfuckable stolen gnome.
Good Lord.
I'm with Nero. I'm crying. That was fantastic.
Well, here he is.
Pink flamingo.
Oh, God damn it. I hate when that happens.
Here he is.
There he is with a margarita.
Oh, look at him, jovial.
Little fucking gnome.
Jovial little fucking gnome.
There he is at the
That's a
Grand Canyon or somewhere.
Leopold getting fucked in the Grand Canyon.
Hence the smile.
Well, exactly.
Sharing the bomb.
Hey,
pussy.
shorty shorts.
Oh, my God. That's
Crispy
awesome.
box.
Oh, that's
I like
fantastic.
it. I like it. That was.
Where's the salt? Where's the
God
salt?
damn. I was almost.
Goddamn
I was
salt.
almost home, Mrs. Garrett.
It's amazing how you can still make dialogue from the facts of life apropos.
You know, it worries me that we
Is
get so
that
much
like the-
joy out of the rape
Rape
episode.
episode, I know.
Yeah.
Now, is that that's the Natalie gnome? The Natalie gnome.
Fattily.
Fattily.
She was almost
Fattily
home.
gnome.
Oh, gosh.
Adventure before dementia. I like it.
You people ain't right.
Yeah.
And I love you for it.
I'm gonna point some fingers here. You people.
If you'd like a transcript of tonight's show, send a self-addressed stamped envelope to White Plains, New York.
See what they send you back.
And if they do, please let us know.
There won't be a written transcript of this shit show.
P.O. Box.
P.O. Box, go fuck yourself.
We're coming right back. Al
White
Perkins
Plains,
is going to
New
do
York.
entertainment.
P.O.
We'll see
Box.
how that goes.
Bless
The
your
show
heart.
on Q Talk America. This is Q Talk America.
The following broadcast contains adult humor, language, and topics, along with partial nudity. Actual knowledge is used sparingly. This show is a result of a lost bet and a bad game of rock, paper, scissors. It's The Show with Clayton McKee. And now, a man with a face for radio, Clayton McKee.
Chickens. It's official. You've got
If you missed hour 2 of the show, you got to go back and listen to it. But I would get juiced up before you do because
It sure helped us.
it helped us get through it. My God.
Oh, Nero, that's fantastic. I'm crying here.
My God, I am sorting through a lot of different select suggestions for names of this show.
Ooh, pink flamingo is a really good safe word, though.
If you can get all that out.
Sounds like you're pink flamingo.
What? Bomb, pussy, pink flamingo.
Where do you keep your bomb in my pink flamingo, bitch? No,
I'm still in my bomb pussy. Right.
I couldn't sell that.
Not even a little.
I formally retract my pink flamingo.
No, but as opposed
Please
to fuck you, stop doing that, it hurts. Like pink flamingo might be a kinder way.
Yeah,
but-
to
because
be
yelling out
safe.
bomb
you-
pussy just means
right.
you're gonna
Can
keep
you
doing
just
it.
yell
Right.
out flamingo? Because I'm thinking I don't want to have to put the two words together. That,
I feel like it's kind of defeating the purpose of the
All
safe
right, funny
word.
story. So
Oh wait, go back to my story list. I've been keeping track.
So we didn't go see it, but playing in P-Town for their drag, like they did episodes of the Golden Girls one year that was really funny, all in drag. They did Brown is the New Pink.
Oh Lord.
Oh, bro.
They had all the local drag queens dressed up, and they were doing actual scripts of Orange is the New Black. It took me 4 days to get the Brown is the New Pink reference. And all of a sudden, I'm standing in front of the sign, just bomb pussing it out. Like, I was laughing my ass off. So dirty.
Oh my God, it actually took you a while for that one. I got it about the second you said it.
And I'm sorry, we kind of insulted all of India.
Yeah.
It was Asia.
Well, that was the other name for the show was going to be Asianus.
Oh, wait, by the way, that was
Asianist aliens.
that's very fun. Alan Cat offended.
Wait. And please don't be mad at my cabs, not casinos. It's just the way we keep Indians together in different
It
groups.
turns out a shout out to an Indian governor goes all wrong here.
All right, let's continue on.
Nikki Haley.
Al's going to have something in this. It goes a little something like this, so here we go.
Put your cats away. Too late. All right, I have 2 documentaries to tell you about. I have 3 TV shows to binge watch for the end of summer while you're all trapped inside, because that's what you should be.
Hooray.
I have information about our nation's capital. Thoughts on last week's show. I have a podcast recommendation for you. And I just want to make sure that somebody is going to get me those fucking lobster biscuit mix from Costco.
I wrote it down.
All right. Can we go there now?
No, we cannot.
Make
You can
it
get
so.
that a couple of places. You don't have to be at Costco.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Imagine my surprise. We probably could because I just screamed out.
Yeah. Also,
You might remember me screaming just
yeah,
a second ago.
by the way, Amina's Hannibal just ran like hell. Poor
Well, it's
fuckers.
only fair since I went blind looking directly at the sun trying to find the
Yeah,
clock.
It's true.
So we'll start with a couple of fun documentaries
gonna move
that are
that
out now.
Got to move the clock somewhere.
No, now I know not to look at the sun. Like I know I started at the sign, I went blind, and then I found the clock.
And
The
we're
sign,
shaking.
the sun, the atomic clock.
It's all happening
But the-
again.
I know.
But the,
I know.
the
Oh,
pretty,
we're frozen again.
Yeah, and we're shaking again.
Well,
what we're
The shaking might be me.
We're almost at
Uh-oh.
real time. Like I'm now down to like Japanese horror movie lips reading.
Oh, that's true. That's
no, but that's not on a delay, though.
no,
that's a
but
live
just,
shot.
Yeah,
Ananta's
well,
not listening
live.
to us.
Okay.
Oh, no. Oh, I'm
Oh,
making
he's making
an
an omelet. That's
Oh,
the
fine.
longest omelet in history.
That, for real.
Okay, so documentaries to look for.
But I'm glad that's
The first one, we talked about the actual story a year or so ago here on the show, and it was about the Bat Kid. That the
absolutely.
young child that had
Make-A-Wish?
cancer, the Make-A-Wish Foundation, he wanted to be a superhero.
Yeah.
So
San
all of San
Francisco.
Francisco
So
got
cute.
together and they did this whole elaborate scheme
Yep.
for him. The documentary is called Bat Kid Begins, and they had permission from everybody. Now, I watched most of the trailers for this without sound on, so we have to imagine things that I imagine happen. But from the title cards, I think Hans Zimmer gave them permission for the music. I think Christopher Nolan gave them permission to use scenes from the direct shots of the movie. And so they really went all out, and they got everyone from the actual Batman movies involved and let him save the city. So if you didn't get a chance to see the stories on the news, they have captured it, and it's called Bat Kid Begins, and it's just a delight. Like, you just cry through the entire thing in the happiest possible way. In such troubled times, to see an entire city coming together to make this kid's day, and it kind of makes each other's day. Like, it's not like everybody was like, well, why just this one kid? It really wasn't the one kid. It was kind of the whole city got into it, and they all just felt better. You know what I mean? Like, it was kind of like a big hug. As much as I hate that kind of shit, this one got me. Like, it's really good.
Yeah.
And then the other one is a really funny, weird, odd movie that just got named, like, as of the 6-month point, it was considered one of the top 10 movies so far this year. It's called Tickled, and it's a documentary about tickling and like what happens to people and how they do it, and like the horrifying responses, the funny responses, and it's called Tickled. And I just cannot express to you how bizarre the idea of this movie is. But the ad was on the airplane. I saw the ads on the flight to some flight somewhere that had ads. Let's just narrow it
Fair
down
enough.
to that.
All right.
I was screaming out
East
"Bomb
Coast,
pussy," and they were
West
trying to get me
Coast.
there.
We don't
Yeah,
know.
they were trying to get me to watch a movie. So Bat Kid Begins and Tickled the documentary, just good times. The Tickled one is just so weird that you can't. Why?
You ever want to see Cat Carlson angry? Go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
And I'm the
I'll
worst.
punch you in the fucking throat. I'm
I
not
am
even
the
kidding.
absolute
I'm on
worst
board.
at that stuff because I'm not ticklish at all, so I don't understand what's happening.
Yeah,
to
I
them.
don't.
So I'm a
very
maniacal
similar.
tickler. Like, if I find out someone is ticklish,
Because my literal instinct is to start pummeling whoever's touching me. Like,
and I get
I
that
think it's
reaction
fair.
a
I
lot
will
when I
literally
start.
hit
It's fair.
people with fists, and I've done it before. I'm angry just
It's
thinking
like
about
me and
it.
bugs. Bugs are not attracted to me in any way, like men. So
One of the many traits that men and
Same.
bugs share.
Same song.
the
Same
bomb
song.
pussy, it fights off both men and bugs. All right, and now for the 3 TV shows that you should be currently. Oh, I watched Game of Thrones, by the way. That was my project for the month. Was
And
As
how
people
do you
went-
feel?
it got better.
Yeah.
It ended up on a strong note. I do have to say that
You watched
when
it all the way through all 4 or 5 seasons?
6 seasons.
Is it about
Potato,
games
potato.
or Thrones?
Both. Well, games we're using loosely, but I have to say what started off as like a really, and I'm gonna tie this together with my one problem with the other show is like the female characters are just written by straight nerds who clearly have no written correspondence or physical contact with women.
Have never met women.
And women,
Right.
they're just written terribly, and it's really just an awful show. They just treat women terribly. Like, it's an imaginary world. You can imagine everything you can, and what you had to imagine was just women being treated the same as they are. Like,
And that's
There's
actually
dragons and people
fairly
flying.
consistent throughout the genre. Like fantasy is kind of my like reading and kind of go-to genre and has been for a really long time.
oh, and
so,
you and Harrison will have a
and
field
so
day at that.
yeah, like women are always treated the same way. Like there's always the damsel in distress. Like there's very few very strong, very independent female
Female
characters
characters that talk to
in
each
that
other.
entire genre.
Yeah, and there's no it fails that test miserably that the female characters there can only be one per kingdom. Like, they can't ever talk to each other.
Right.
So it suffers from that. But when they got rid of the books, as I've learned, is that the books end in season 5 is where the books ended, so they went independent. Then every female character got stronger and found a purpose.
All of them.
Every single female
Every
character
single
got
one
better.
of them, yeah.
As soon as they abandoned the old
As soon
white-haired
as George
nerd,
R.R. Martin stopped writing the storyline,
immediately
boom, hello.
female characters better.
well,
and
welcome
they
female
turned-
characters. You kill everyone and you kill everyone, and now it's only the women standing.
Yeah. It
Spoiler alert.
It really was an amazing turnaround to what was,
Yeah.
I thought, like, really not a very imaginative show. Because all I kept thinking was, you can imagine anything, and That was
and
it?
that's my go-to genre. Like I tore up those books in about a month and a half. Like all 5 books or however many there were. Like as soon as I discovered it, I was
Felt like more.
boom through them. They were really long.
Yeah.
Really long. And the books are so wandery because there's so many storylines happening, and I know that's like the worst nerd thing to do, to be like, well, in the book, but here I am.
Well,
Go ahead.
Welcome to it.
bring your bomb pussy in.
Yeah, but the
I needed a
storylines are
drink.
so meandering that sometimes it's even kind of hard to follow, and they're just long. And,
Yeah. So you need wiki. Let me suggest anything. The Bechdel test is, there's a documentary about that too. That's the test where the women have to have a conversation with each other that's not about a male character. They have to have an independent conversation. So absolutely right. So then we're gonna waste a lot of time on this next one because I think that you are one of the recommenders of this, Stranger Things.
Ruh-roh. You know what? It's not me. No, I haven't watched it yet. I think Sharon's watching it, but she hasn't spoken of it.
Stranger Things with Winona Ryder. Recommended by a couple of friends, not Kat Carlson.
Clearly not Kat Carlson. No, I'm still watching The West Wing from 2007.
It. Yeah, she
This. It's not a documentary though, Nero. It's crazy, but Stranger Things is not a documentary. It's an homage to all of 80s cinema. It's E.T. meets The Goonies meets Stand By Me meets Stephen King meets The Thing. The soundtrack has this weird not the soundtrack. The soundtrack is wonderful. It's all 80s music used beautifully. And Heroes, remember you were wondering about Heroes when David Bowie died, like about that song? Because that song just has this life of its own that you can't explain to anybody that just wasn't following the David Bowie saga. And they use Peter Gabriel's version of Heroes in a way that made my nipples hard. And I was already like crying and scared and laughing at the same time. And all of a sudden it just ends. And they do it like all those good shows do now, where they give you like a really perfect piece of music to finish the show with. And as the 4 boys on their bicycles are doing the whole E.T. thing, that's the song that plays as Peter Gabriel, and it just ends on "We could be heroes," and then it just cuts to black, and you're like, "Oh my god, that was like just such a sense of." It's like the Goldbergs, like it has such a sense of. They clearly love the 80s. They clearly were watching. They were paying attention. The homages are perfect, but the score, I described it as like Giorgio Moroder's Midnight Express, Metropolis score, but it's Tangerine Dream was the one in the 80s that was really doing those synth scores, or like John Carpenter's opening to Halloween. Dun, 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 dun. You know what I mean? Like just real simple
That used to be my alarm ringtone for a long
yeah.
time.
Yeah.
And it used to freak people out. It used to freak people out when they would sleep over.
Oh, yeah. Well, remember they had that soothing CD that was for sale in the middle of the night, and it had like the theme from the X-Files.
Right.
And, and you're like, and then it would have, and it had Tubular Bells from The Exorcist. I'm like, I think you need to look up soothing.
I do miss middle of the night infomercials.
Ananta will look for side by side, but
love them.
Honest to God, watch Stranger Things. You just. Well, I don't know, because it is scary. Like the other thing about it is it's very Stephen. Like there's constant, just blatant homages to Stephen King and Steven Spielberg. So they get all those Spielberg moments in there, and it's the kids on the bikes. They're chasing it. There's a stranger in their midst. They're looking for a kid that's missing, just like Stand By Me. They're watching John Carpenter's The Thing. There's movie posters for The Evil Dead. The music's perfect.
And
the
it's
soundtrack.
Just a one-time.
It's 8 episodes. And
okay,
if you're
gonna
episodes, if you're gonna binge watch it, episodes 6 and 7 are much shorter than the rest.
Okay.
So you're in and out of there in a quick amount of time, and you can't. The first 15 minutes are as scary as any horror movie I've ever seen. It never reaches that level of scary again. Okay. But it's so perfectly all the fun stuff about the 80s, like even the bad 80s.
Now, I've never seen Sense8. Sense8.
I enjoyed it more than Sense8, but again, the problem with it is, and there is a big problem, is
with which?
With Stranger Things, is the female characters.
Okay.
There is, I thought you watched it, God, there, but like somebody goes missing and no one cares. Like the whole thing is about one kid being missing, but then someone else goes missing, and you're like, shouldn't we be meeting this character's parents?
Right.
Shouldn't someone else in this entire town be worried that there's a second person missing in very similar situations? And
yeah, but in Stranger Things, wasn't that, or I mean, in Stand By Me, wasn't that the issue? Like, where were the parents looking for that kid that was
right?
missing?
But everybody else, the boys' parents are all represented. It's when the girl character comes on that all of a sudden she has no parents. There's no concern.
Okay.
So it really does suffer from like the female writing, and now they have they're saying if they do a second season, they can develop all of those characters. But Winona Ryder is just giving you what the character of Heathers would have the nervous fucking wreck she would have grown up to be had she been involved in multiple murders and the blowing up of a high school.
Okay.
Spoiler alert. You know what I mean? Like, you get this nervous train wreck of a woman.
And I'm excited because of, like, I know how excited you get about these things and, like, telling them. But when Nero says, I took it as a documentary because it was just that good. That makes me excited to see it even more.
Perfection. And I couldn't put my finger on that score, but I was just enthralled by the score.
Okay.
Just that synth-heavy music from the early 80s that kind of disappeared one day. Like, all of a sudden, everyone was like, well, that's kind of a cliche now.
Well, that's because Herbie Hancock retired, so...
No. Because it turned...
Kidding.
That's exactly what it turned into. It went from that synth-heavy music to like a dun, 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 dun. All of a sudden, it had a tune where... Like, can you find the theme from Halloween?
Which is exactly what happened in the 80s.
Right. So he's going to play the theme from Halloween when we move on. So your other thing that you should be watching, it's on BBC America, and it's called 13. Yeah, exactly. Okay, and he makes a good point that they projected the 80s vision of women pretty well. And it really was 80s movies' vision of what women were, like Mannequin, like a girl that comes to life only for the boys' enjoyment.
Sure.
The girl that's not attractive that
And
no one
the
has a
criers.
crush on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And that's
good
exactly
call.
what it was hysterical criers that no one takes seriously because it's a girl. Why would you listen to her? While the
Right.
boys go off on Dungeons and Dragons.
There you go.
So this is
I literally
love
used to
this.
wake up to that.
this is the kind of score that's underneath it.
Yeah.
This is John Carpenter, but it's got that, now just imagine that with a little Giorgio Moroder feel or Tangerine Dream, you know what I mean? But it's just got that eerie, that you're always on edge. It could be a scene about them eating pie, but underneath it is that 80s.
What's the pie gonna do?
Pie's got the bomb pussy. I haven't drank in a while. So you should be watching 13 on BBC America. It's over. It was 6 episodes. It's about a girl that gets released from captivity after 13 years, and it's about
The number,
the number 13.
Okay.
She was 13 when she was abducted. She was captured for 13 years. And you slowly find out everything that happens to her family when she's brought back and all that everyone goes through while she tries to tell her story but can't. Because she just can't imagine sharing what she's been through.
Is this based on anything?
It's kind of a little bit based on all the stories that we know,
Oh.
but told beautifully of this girl that you don't know like what she's hiding, but she's hiding something. There's another girl missing, so it's kind of Silence the Lambs. Like, you've got to get the information out of her to save the other girl. 6 short episodes, really short, bam, 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 really good. BBC America. And then the last one is called The Night of on HBO. Looks really good. They've been advertising the shit out of it about the kid that may or may not have killed the girl that was in his cab, but he can't remember. You don't know. You go through the whole trial thing. It's kind of a little nod to
trying to think
Serial.
what it was. Right.
Yeah, it's a little bit of that. So we'll get rid of that. We'll get rid of that.
Entertainment news from a very long time ago now. Just this last week, I watched Room. Finally. Oh my God.
Did you need a drink afterwards?
No shit. Like, everything that you said about that, that was astounding.
That is an amazing
movie,
portrayal, an amazing movie. Room.
well
Academy-
done, Brie Larson. I
yeah.
mean,
And the little
come
boy.
on. Oh my God, that little
Tremblay.
boy was
What's his name?
Jacob
Tremblay?
Tremblay.
That really was one of the most deserving Best Actress Oscars ever for a movie
I would
that's
agree.
a room.
In a space that's just tiny. Yeah, that was amazing. So that's as an aside.
Oh
but
yeah,
I
definitely agree.
Yeah, I was gonna send you a text to just be like, you were so fucking right. Like, amazing.
So a movie that I haven't seen yet, but if anybody's seen it, make the recommendation. If you've seen Green Room, I'm dying to see it. So I want to know if it's as good as it looks. Let me think. I only got like 1 or 2 more things and I think I recommended this before, but now I've been listening to it while I've been on anytime that I have downtime. Keeping It 1600. It's John Favreau, who was the speechwriter for Obama and assistant for John Kerry, and his partner podcast. It comes out every Thursday, 50 minutes to an hour. very,
about
very liberal leaning. Oh my God, the episodes are so good, so much fun. Filthy Mouse. They take the conventions apart. They go after everything. It's such a good podcast. Really well done.
Now, I know that you were looking at that, so I didn't know if you saw it there. Did you see what Anant had put in there about Side by Side?
Yes.
Keanu
Yeah.
Reeves?
Keanu Reeves. I know.
that?
I have not, but I'm gonna write it down right now.
I did too. And the other thing that he really wants to talk about is Suicide Squad.
And I have not.
I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen him. This is the longest I have gone without seeing a movie in the theater since I was about 9 years old.
Okay.
I have not seen a movie since I
How
left.
are you holding up?
traveling?
It's driving me crazy because there's
doing
so
okay?
many I wanted to see.
He's become a crusty box.
Yeah. So Green Room, if anybody's
do
seen
that
it,
right?
give me
I don't remember.
recommendations.
Muffin?
And then that's for me to watch. I talked about that, keeping it 1600. So good. If you're into American politics with a little bit of an insider twist, you'll love it. I wrote down Costco lobster biscuits again in case somebody forgets to bring them to me. All right, so now I'm on to Dom Pussy. So my answers to last week's questions.
Yay!
Okay.
So for me,
Did we fail miserably? Did we?
No, I
Oh,
thought,
good,
and I
good.
love the way you took it a different way than I did because you went back to when you decided to vote, and you forget. I forget. People sometimes forget that Hillary's been at this for a quarter of a century.
For a long time, yeah.
So everyone went with when you first were aware of her and you were going to vote for her. So I took that a completely different way.
Sure.
But I enjoyed
forgive
all
me.
the answers, and then you realize
Forgive me because I'm not in here. And Aunt just put in there what it was. Okay. The podcast. And forgive me, I'm just not. I can't get on
welcome
here.
to Night Vale. Okay.
Nope, that's not. That's Amina. Anant gave you a podcast recommendation at some point, and so I want him to put in there what it was. So
Oh no,
that we
he's
can write
talking
it down.
about Side by Side.
That's a documentary.
Oh, okay.
If you had one more by side, then it's a number from company.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, my
All right.
apologies. I just can't type in on this stupid thing right now.
Yeah.
So sorry.
Okay, so
Oh, I just subscribed to your 1600.
oh, it's so good. Oh, thank you. Okay, I'll check out the link. So my thing about when I decided I was never going to vote Republican again for the rest of my natural life
Oh.
was Giuliani's speech during the RNC.
Oh, sure.
If you have not taken the
He's
time,
a fucking nutbag.
Because he yells at everybody. One.
oh, it was insane. It was an unhinged moment for a man who had and he's pretty much completely lost any self-respect ever. When in the 2004 convention, I mentioned this almost every time I talk out loud. When he said that in the 2004 convention that the first thing he thought of as he was watching the bodies jumping off the buildings was, thank God George Bush is president. I'm like, you just
Oh.
peed on people's graves.
Wow.
Fuck.
That's not the
Yeah.
first thing you thought of watching people fall to their death.
Hopefully,
is,
the first thing you thought of was oh my
How
God,
can we
those poor
save
fucking
them?
people.
Right,
How do
what
we
can
help
we
them?
do?
How do we help
Right,
them?
right.
Oh my God! The fact that he ever said that out loud just grossed me out. But his Giuliani speech, he was not the bomb pussy at that thing. His speech at the RNC, and it was
maniacal.
Was it the same
He
day
was
as
fucking
Chris
crazed.
Christie, the witch trial? How say you guilty? It was.
It might
I
be.
think it was.
I think it was the
Those guys
same
came out at
day.
the same time.
And I was in
Yeah.
Rhode Island with Justin and Kurt, and Kurt's brother works for a congressman in Rhode Island, and Kurt's very involved in the elect Hillary campaign.
Mm-hmm.
Very involved. So they're very political. We watched the first 2 days of the RNC, and I said to Justin the third night, I'm like, I can't. I physically cannot watch any
Right.
more of this.
I had to take
It's
it in,
so
in
upsetting.
the tiniest doses. I've said it more than once on this show. My terrorists are angry white guys. I can't deal with them screaming at me on TV. I just can't.
Well, and we've definitely talked about the fact that we watch all of the stuff. We're both Democrat, Republican. Some people say that they absolutely can't. I want to see both sides.
Yeah.
I would agree with you, knowing now that that's how you were kind of looking at the question. Not just about Giuliani, but just in general.
Oh, it was evil.
I sat down and tried to watch the Republican National Convention.
Sure.
Bits and pieces. And I couldn't.
Well, and
Yeah.
I preach repeatedly
felt
about you
myself.
have to
You do.
read the other side. You
That's
have to
right.
hear the
Right.
other side. You have
That's
to.
right.
You don't have to agree with it, but you have to hear it. But
That's
I
right.
I physically cannot watch.
Right.
Oh.
White guy after white guy after white guy after white guy
Right.
tell me that women and brown people and everyone that's not a white guy is
Are horrible.
evil and we should shoot them and we
Correct.
should burn them and we should, you know what I mean? I cannot
I know
watch
it.
all of I physically cannot watch those
And
horrible things.
Scott Vale was
Reading
so
it,
awful.
You might as well
Oh
dig
my
up
God.
World War II footage and
I,
watch.
I
Internment
exactly
camp.
right.
Yeah.
You're exactly
I
right.
literally cannot.
Yep.
Scott Baio was so offensive,
Fucking
and then when he was
twat
doing that whole thing about like I come from a place of Christian love or Jesus,
Mm-hmm.
and then they had the sign where he called Hillary a cunt.
Jesus was brown, first of all. Second of all.
Second, yeah. Preach, yeah, preach. But
By the way,
Second of all,
don't-
Jesus
when-
said, "Love thy neighbor and be nice to fucking people."
yeah, but then Scott Baio comes on there, and I cannot remember her name, the black reporter from MSNBC. She's on.
Joy?
Is it Joy? Yeah, she's on in the mornings.
Joy.
Oh, she went after him. And
Oh,
she's
really?
Like,
I didn't see it.
Here's the sign. Tell me how this fits in with your Christian values.
Oh.
Well, it doesn't say the word you think it says. Yes, it does. It says cunt. Like, look at our mugs. Look at the, what
Yeah.
is it, the University of North Texas?
Right.
Yeah.
That says cunt.
Sure does.
And you
Hold
put
that
Hillary's
up.
name in the
Right,
middle of it.
right, right.
Sorry. Which
Yeah.
we all use the word cunt. We can't be that offended. We've called
Oh, I'm not offended by it.
But don't tell me about your Christian values.
Exactly.
And
Right.
then
Exactly.
to have, and the part where I just lost my damn mind was when Antonio Zapato
Thank
Jr.
you.
got on and just said on the stage, he just is Muslim.
Yeah.
That's it. He just is Muslim. And then to have 3 days later, or 2 days later, Muslims for Trump.
Right.
And I was like,
But
you
did
just
you see the
made a
people?
derogatory term.
Right.
You in your own convention
Right.
2 days ago had a F-list celebrity that you can't even find someone that knows what the hell he does
Mm-hmm.
saying that he's a Muslim because it's a bad thing and he should be disqualified for being president because he's Muslim. And now you have Muslims for Trump. And I went, and then they had the businesswomen for Trump from California, the lady that's the avocado, and she was like
Right.
she was on a soap opera.
Right.
So I looked at Justin and I'm like, which meeting do you think is in a smaller room?
Right.
Muslims for Trump or businesswomen for Trump?
but
And
the-
he's like, well, I think the Muslims for Trump is a phone booth.
But it's it's so difficult to see them sitting there on CNN, on MSN, on these different news outlets. The Muslims for Trump sitting there and defend, like you sit there and you're like, come on.
Yeah.
Where the fuck is Ashton Kutcher? Because this is bullshit.
Yeah.
And somebody's got to be
Yeah.
punking us.
I'm being
and,
punked,
And
right.
at some point, Donald Trump needs to, and I'm hoping it's, November 9th, where he drops the mic and he goes, this is going to be the best reality show ever.
Yeah.
And look, you're like, look
But it
at what
was-
I did. But, and I'm just saying that because it's making me fucking insane watching the Muslims for Trump, the women. For me,
Or women for Pence, women for Trump. Women
right?
like, what are you doing? You have a vagina.
I sat.
no, bomb pussy. I got
pussy
a
right there.
bitch. I got a bomb
Ladies,
pussy.
you got a bomb pussy.
That's right, bitch.
At happy hour today, I sat next to an educated, intelligent, kind white woman.
Yeah.
And not that white has anything to do with it, but
Well, no, but you're describing.
right. But an intelligent, educated, kind woman who was trying to convince me why she was voting for Trump and why it was evil.
No.
And she looked at me at one point and she's like, "So you would vote for Hillary just because she's a woman?" I was like,
No.
no. First of
I
all,
wouldn't.
First of all, yes. Assume that I accept your premise that they are equally qualified at minimum.
okay. All right.
Assume that I accept your premise that they are, two
Yep,
candidates
yep.
are equally qualified. Yes, I'm going to vote for the woman.
Oh, I'll vote
Just
for,
because she's a
I'll
woman.
vote for the.
Yes. And here's why.
Okay. I'm not. I just got. Yes.
Somebody's got to be first. It's about time somebody's
I'm not
first.
saying. Well, no, I'm not saying that. But what if it were Carly Fiorina? I'm not going to fucking vote for her.
Right, and I feel the same about Sarah Palin.
Sarah Palin. I'm not going to
Sure.
because of that. No.
But
no.
you have to go on an accepting premise that they are equally qualified.
Oh, okay.
The equal. Yes, and with that
Yes.
premise, that's why I
Now,
went.
I
oh,
personally
yes,
feel that Hillary's qualifications are above and beyond
Yeah.
that of Donald Trump.
I agree.
Or I don't believe in
Well-
science, Jill Stein.
Right. Oh, if
Or
you're voting,
vaccine- vaccine Jill
listen,
Stein?
that should be your bullshit section.
Are you
'Cause that
talking
bitch is-
vaccine, Jill Stein?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's neat.
Yeah, I read a whole thing from the Washington Post about the ineffectiveness of third-party candidates and the fact that they have received 0 electoral votes, in history. So I feel a little better about the third-party
I
voters.
didn't realize that, but that's good.
Yeah,
Okay.
because the problem is, and was it Daniel that educated us on this, that if nobody receives a majority of electoral votes, then it's the House of Representatives.
Oh, we
that
learned
have-
this from Veep this year in quite some
Mm-hmm.
detail. Because they repeated the premise every single episode.
That's
In fact, the
fantastic.
last episode,
Right, yep.
Gary goes, never really paid attention to this. What's he talking about? And it was just the payoff of a
long joke.
Because he explained the Electoral College every single episode, and at the end they get down to what happens, like, and they go through
what happens
in an
if nobody gets
tie.
270.
Yeah, if nobody gets a 270, and it's just so funny that Gary.
Poor Aaron, if he just heard you talk about Veep again.
Oh, but that show turned brilliant because it went into.
You're right, it did.
The fact that they handled comedy in an electoral tie in the exact way that it's handled. Well, and then Gary, the last episode. What is he talking about? I've never really followed.
Now,
that.
And
the
forgive me
thing
for
that
that,
they can
because
do.
my deal. Forgive me for that, because I wasn't trying to jump on you about, like, I think that it gets too thrown out there that as a woman I become offended, truthfully, that because I'm a woman. As a woman, I will absolutely, bar none, no matter
politics.
what.
It's very,
that I am going to vote for Hillary Clinton because God in heaven, absolutely fucking not. You can just go back to 2008 and just look at anything that was on my Facebook. Look at anything that was on. She was a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
And I don't give a shit if she is a vajayjay or not. Carly Fiorina. Ugh. I mean, for the love of Mary. And the idea of her, if it were Carly versus Trump, Nero's asking?
No. I would.
Would you?
No.
Well, no.
Yeah, would you move to Canada? Yeah. I would beg a Canadian to take me.
Actually, solely based on money, I would maybe go to Mexico because it's, it's warmer and closer.
One thing that I don't think is getting near enough attention and really should get a little more play is, regardless, obviously, the two candidates, we're getting a white candidate back in office.
You're right.
So America
You're great again.
has gone black and will actually go back.
Yeah.
Oh, bomb pussy.
They said once you go black,
you never.
America is breaking tradition.
An urban legend
proving
disproved.
Right here.
Right here on Q Talk America.
On the United States of America's
Q Talk.
Q Talk America.
Right. Well, breaking news.
Sure
Yeah, breaking news.
Yeah.
Well played, Clayton.
My goodness.
That's good.
So that was my thought on against, and my one for I have
took over
no
that.
I have to say, because there was this just like there was the Scott Baio and the Anthony Sabato Jr. and the day one and the whole like
Antonio.
yay or nay, the yays have it and they had to take the revote. The Bernie bots were kind of annoying the first day and it got a little ugly, and they chose like a soldier to boo at. Like liberals, get your shit together.
Yeah.
Boo at the right time. Don't save it for a soldier.
Correct.
We look like assholes
You're right.
when that's when you decide to boo.
But fanatics on either side are still fanatics.
Are still fanatics.
You have to recognize that both
right.
sides have their fanatics, and they're going to be the loudest, most annoying, most obnoxious ones.
Honest to God, I need you to use that better though. Phonetics.
No.
Fanatics.
But yeah.
Am I?
It sounded like phonetics. And
I did a little intercat translator.
Thank you for being here with me.
I bombed pussy
and I
did.
did
I
too,
got-
but just for the outside listeners.
But
Phonetics,
listen.
fanatics.
Oh,
Listen.
okay. So I got okay.
Did you like that?
I did like
Phonetics,
it.
fanatics?
Yeah.
It's cute.
So
My
Wasn't even a
12-hour
pun.
liquor accent is coming through.
they were really.
No, I liked it.
They were really pissing me off when they booed Elizabeth Warren.
You're right.
Either you're for her or against her. You can't decide she's a traitor because she finally endorsed the Democratic nominee when the platform is one she agreed on. This woman is running on the platform that she and Bernie helped build.
But
They
were
helped build
they-
this boat.
Right.
Don't tell them they can't sail it. Like, that's just being an asshole.
But were they booing her?
Yes, they were
No, no,
specifically.
and were
because
they
they
booing
said, we trusted
Khan?
you. No. They booed
They did boo Elizabeth Warren. You're right,
and they
you're
said
right, right.
they were chanting, we trusted you, we trusted
Right,
you.
right,
They
right.
booed Bernie at the breakfast.
You're right.
But then they booed. It was the first day. All of the booing
okay,
stopped after
okay.
day one.
Yeah.
But when it got to, and I know, and the one guy on MSNBC was, crazy fucking liberals on MSNBC was like, he was going through the list of, well, you can't boo here, you can't boo here, you can't boo here. So they picked the worst moment and they booed a soldier, and it was really, and it came across so awful. They turned the whole thing around though by day two.
Right. They did, well, and Rebecca Winninger Becca was there, and that isn't exactly true about the booing and the
her
different
social media
chanting.
updates were very cool.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
the
well, they
chanting and
said if you
whatnot.
were with the California, because I guess California was the pains in the asses,
primarily,
even
right.
though the polls 5 days, 8 days, 10 days out, the actual total vote, which finally came out like 2 or 3 weeks ago, was exactly how the polls ran it.
Okay.
Once they did the early voting, California has one of the earliest voting states in the country. Whatever the poll was like 8 days before was exactly what it ended up in. 5 days, he had narrowed the gap, but he only narrowed it to like 7 points, and I think she won by 8.
Right.
It was exactly what the polls had said people were going to vote, because people are mistaking rallies for voting, which is driving me fucking crazy. But so somebody and MEC said if you were standing with the California delegation, you thought it was an unrowdy convention and people were booing, but if you went just across the hall, because unlike the Republican convention, the Democratic convention was so packed that if you were across the hall, you'd be like, oh, somebody's making noise over there. Where if you were in the California delegation, you were like, oh my God, anarchy. You walked 50 feet and you're like, oh, did somebody sneeze? Like, you just couldn't hear it in every part. So depending on where you were standing, you got a different thing. So my thing for like who made me want to vote for Hillary in that current thing was Michelle Obama's speech at the end of that day was perfection.
Amazing.
So
Come
good.
on.
It was brilliantly delivered. It was heartfelt. It was passionate. This is clearly a woman she's gotten to know. They started off as rivals. They ended up friendly, and I thought that speech just hit it out of the park. And they all had to scramble. And you don't put I think the worst public speaker of all, and she suffers from it always, you don't put Hillary last.
Right.
Michelle was fantastic. Obama was fantastic.
Yeah.
Clinton was so fucking moving, and that speech was so filled with like charming. Even I wanted to date her. I was a bomb pussy by the end of that story.
It was charming and cute, and everything we would expect of a first lady, which is very
Bloomberg was
interesting.
fantastic.
And they were hitting note after perfect note. The packages were great, and unfortunately, Hillary, probably
That's
a great
what Monica
woman,
said.
not the best
Not
politician,
the best
and
orator,
certainly
right.
not that kind of orator. But oh my God, was like I'm like, oh, don't go. Can she go first? Like just start off with a nice lady that's really good at her job, and then end up with the people that just can wow a fucking crowd.
Right.
I didn't think that she did.
I was ready for Obama to sing. I thought Obama.
I know, right?
I thought he was just gonna be like, "Oh, Amazing Grace." Come on.
Something.
I like it when he sings.
But
I do too. But
Amina was
he
right
was
though.
this close.
Amina's right in there, and Kat, you were as well. I mean, it doesn't. A fanatic is a fanatic
Oh,
is a
yeah.
fucking fanatic.
Yeah.
And I don't care if you're on the far left or if you're on the far right.
Right.
And apparently, I don't care if
fanatic
you
is
spell it phonetically or
phonetically,
phonetically, yeah.
right? But I mean, that's I really think an important thing, like to just realize that it's not about tying people in.
Right.
If you're a Democrat, it doesn't mean that y'all feel the same way. And if you're a woman, it doesn't mean you all feel the same way toward Hillary. You know, I don't disrespect, if you will, or question, or whatever the right word would be, women that are going to vote for Trump because it's Trump, which I don't understand. Don't get me wrong. But when I hear their reasons why,
then you think they're insane.
that's why I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, it's
You know what I'm saying? Where you look up and you go, how are you?
9 times out of 10
speaking
they
up
say
about it?
Benghazi.
Oh no, and they did today. Oh my God, today
By
on
the
CNN.
way, do you know why he said titties? Benghazi.
Yeah,
Right.
Trump threatened Hillary's life and said that
Yes.
if she gets if she gets elected, she can appoint whoever she wants to. But I guess you Second Amendment people can take care of that. So he's talking post-election. She's already been elected.
Yep.
Like he's not talking about vote in November. In his story, she was already elected. Like
He's
it's
inciting
semantics.
violence. He's encouraging an assassination.
And Corey, what's his butt? That's now he used to be the campaign manager, and now he's on CNN. So my bomb pussy
Corey
boycott.
Ladesky.
My
Corey
one woman
Pussy
boycott of
Ladesky.
CNN starts tonight. That fucker, in response, is everyone was like, no, inappropriate. You need to
Not okay,
apologize.
right.
You just incited violence. He goes, well, what
You're
about
right,
her
Amanda.
in Benghazi? I'm like, oh my God. It's like they pulled a fucking string.
Right.
And why are you on a TV network? Why are you now a paid
No.
commentator for the man who's... and they even say he's still being paid severance pay. You're literally on the payroll.
Right.
Correct.
Like, there's no... and
Well,
he
that
gets,
and that other girl, the other one that was shoot out there, the dark-haired,
Oh, the one
dark-skinned
that-
one who can't ad lib her way out of a
Who's
bag.
the blonde one?
Oh, she's the worst.
I don't like her either.
McEnany or
But
fucking
the one with the
Ninny,
dark hair is the one, the
whatever her name is.
shoplifter, the one that
Right.
was, on the take.
Yeah.
She was on the dole. She's
I don't
fantastic.
know.
So I have to say, and because I was thinking about that with, you were saying you were kind of embarrassed last week, or I don't know if embarrassed was the word you used.
It was, and I agreed with Clayton 100%.
About not knowing about Philadelphia being at one point the capital.
No,
That,
about
no,
the
that-
slaves.
well, that-
The
the-
No,
the
I'm
slave-
getting to that. That's all part of this. But the built by slaves part and the Philadelphia, that a lot of that, unless you travel to those actual cities and do the tours, they don't include any of that in our textbooks.
No,
Like
right.
they keep the slave part built in the White House and the Capitol building and most
Yeah.
of the monuments in that area, they keep it on the down low in our history books because we come out really shitty.
Oh, we should.
And that's one of the things that states like Texas are trying to get rid of in their textbooks altogether. And like there was somebody here from Florida a couple like last month or so that when we said something about the Confederate flag, he was like, "Oh, people only talk shit about the Confederate flag because you don't understand what it means." Oh, I'm pretty fucking clear about what the Confederate flag. He left after he left that comment, but I'm like, because that's what I wrote back. I'm like, no, I'm really fucking clear about what the Confederate flag. He's like, it's about states' rights. I'm like, and what right was the South fighting for? Was it to ship rum? No, it was to own fucking slaves, asshat.
That's right.
Like, think
I
that
love
through.
rum.
What's
Why don't we make more rum?
yeah? What's this? What's
Why
the
is
right?
all the rum gone?
So, anyways, but and the only way that you would know that thing about New York and Philadelphia is if you travel to those cities and you see, like Washington Square. When you're in Washington Square, as featured in When Harry Met Sally, there's this wonderful quote from George Washington across the top in the days before Google, and it was something about upon this empire we bear the standard of a new nation or whatever the hell he says. And it's a gorgeous quote, but it's filled with all kinds of weird words. Like, I didn't know that standard meant flag. You know what I mean? So I didn't understand it, and Google didn't exist. So I always wandered around like, what the fuck does this speech mean? Because it's not English that we use anymore. It's not words that we would use. I also didn't know that that was the site of his inauguration, and that was his inaugural address, and that's why it's called the Empire State, is because he said we stand here at the dawn of the empire. And I was like, oh, that's why it's the Empire State, and it's all up on that thing that no one reads. And then you find out New York was the capital.
Yep.
But because of Hamilton and other things that you read, you find out that New York was still really in control of the British, and they didn't want the capital there because there were so many British loyalists that they moved to Philadelphia. And then in the Hamilton's Great Compromise, and this I knew before,
And no one else was in the room when
and
it
no
happened.
one else in the room. But I knew this from reading other people's biographies. They made a deal to put the capital in Virginia because Virginia was the biggest, most powerful state if they could keep the central banks in New York.
Oh.
So that's that grand trade, and that's why they left Philadelphia. But there was a formal residence there for the president built that he wouldn't live in.
Also a White House.
Also-
a grand and White House.
A grand and White House that he wouldn't live in. So John Adams was the first president to live in the White House while it was being built, surrounded by slaves, and he and his wife were the only abolitionists in the first.
Well, and they tried to hire immigrants, and they tried to hire other indentured servants, and the labor wasn't available and wasn't willing, so they hired slave owners because it was the most abundant labor source in the area.
Is the quote you're speaking of, "Let us raise a standard to which the wise and the honest can repair. The event is in the hand of God."
Yeah.
That one?
Yeah. And it's about the flag.
So
And
if they
it's-
really, you'd have it all if they could just take out standard and put flag.
Right.
Okay.
But say that again, because I just love that.
Let us raise a standard to which the wise and the honest can repair. The event is in the hand of God.
Yeah. So you can rest now. We fought. The
We're done. We
the
got our
nation is now in
independence.
the hands of God. Because that to repair means to rest, which I didn't know either. There was a lot of Googling for that fucking quote, but it's beautiful. And when you read it on a gorgeous day in New York, and it's on the Washington Monument, and it's just lovely. So, and that wasn't something that you would ever find out. So don't be disappointed
Right.
in your education. That's something that they're like,
Sure.
let's tell them later.
Unless you're a really nerdy American historian.
Did you know that the it was built in 1806
What's that?
in Paris? The Washington Square Arch.
I did and shipped over.
According to this, it was built in 1806 in Paris, modeled after the Arc of Titus, or the Arch of Titus. It stands 77 feet tall.
France does love their arc.
Wow, I had no idea that.
And it's down in Washington Square. It's one of my favorite places to go. So that's it for entertainment. Hopefully that wasn't too long, but I just wanted
perfect
to
amount.
comment on those things because that really is, as you read biographies of the presidents, and I love them. I love the Revolutionary War period. And you find out all the shit
Yeah.
that they never taught us.
Right, which again, I was really taken aback, literally when Chris Matthews from MSNBC did that little tour, and he walked around with a historian, and they're like, well, this is where he gave this speech, and blah, 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 and there was a White House built, but nobody would move from here. And even Chris Matthews was like, why? And he's like, because they couldn't take their slaves with them to Washington. And again, I was like, how in the fuck do I not know this?
Yeah.
That, and then the whole thing, again, when Michelle Obama said that, I wake up every morning and I was like,
Yeah.
wow, that literally just exploded my head. It
Yeah,
was just
and-
insane. And
But
then
I
I said that.
agree
Now,
with you.
Carlton says, who went to public school in Texas, he says he knew that from his textbooks. And I'm like, You're from Texas.
She drinks.
Well,
too.
But that's the thing. Erin looked up because I mentioned that to her, and she hadn't been able to listen last week, and she said, "No," she goes, "textbooks are written in Texas." And that's where all of the textbooks are written. And she said, they don't want you to know that.
No, I wouldn't think so. That's why I'm from Missouri and I don't know that.
But the whitewashing started after we went to school. And if it was just a brief moment. Like, they don't even talk that,
but you're not going to see Vietnam or Korea or anything else because people aren't dead enough.
In our age, you can't get far enough away to get perspective to make George Washington never told a lie, Honest Abe, all these things that stuck. And like Hamilton gets it wrong because it makes most of the story take place in New York, and I'm reading the book. Almost none of it takes place in New York. We lost New York very early.
But it's the greatest city in the world.
It's the greatest city in the world, but they're not in New York for any of it. They're mostly in Jersey and Philadelphia. Like Hamilton doesn't move to New York till way late in life.
Well, and the Schuyler's had a brother, and there's a lot.
They're all married.
There's a lot.
Are you ready with whatever you don't have prepared?
I have literally nothing.
But can I just remind you all again about those Costco biscuits? Thank you.
I don't know why he's playing my singer.
I just think it's fun to play it and watch you flail out there to try to... Here's where Kat Carlson's supposed to be talking, but she's not going to because she didn't prepare anything.
News.google.com. What should we talk about?
I have a lot of stuff on here if you want to.
We can throw out topics and see if they stick on the wall. But anyway, here is our dear friend and colleague, Kat Carlson.
Olympics, anyone?
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
Sure. What do you got?
Are you going to do some breaking news? Because I have a DVR.
No, I know. I have a DVR.
I'm not.
too.
You know what? My only Olympic story today is the U.S. women's soccer team. Yeah, very tough. They ended in a tie.
Is that your hashtag girl
hashtag
ball?
Lady Ball.
Lady
Yeah,
Ball.
Lady
Yeah.
Ball.
So I got turned on to Lady Ball at the Women's World Cup last year.
That's right.
And I have some friends that are like crazy big
You went a
soccer
little
fans,
crazy with
like
her, right?
really well. And I have some friends that are like super crazy soccer fans. And so I got into it. It's very, very fun. And I have like an affection for women's sports in general, not just because it's all hot girls, but because women's sports.
Not all are hot, but
not all of them are hot. That's a true story.
They don't all have the bomb pussy like me.
Let me tell
they
you.
may have a bomb pussy, but they ain't got a bomb face. I'll tell you
Let
that.
me tell you, on Saturday when
Like
U.S. played
us.
France, I was like, these girls are from a different age, and I'm talking Neanderthal.
And I mean,
Yeah.
So what ended in a tie?
U.S. versus Colombia, U.S. women's soccer.
Yep.
It does advance them out of the preliminaries into the semifinals.
but heartbreaking.
However, but I feel like it's my fault.
because you weren't watching.
Here's why. I was late. I was late getting home from lunch
Good night,
to watch
Harrison.
the game. The game aired at 3 o'clock local time. I was late. I got home about 3:30. We were already down 1 goal. I watched some of the game, some of it perhaps through my eyelids.
That's a neat trick.
My dad used to do it all the time.
Yeah.
So I watched the game. Suddenly we were tied.
Yep.
Very exciting. Suddenly we were up by 1.
Yep.
Very exciting.
Yep.
Then I got a more exciting phone call that led me out of my house onto happy hour.
Yep. Of course. Duh. Right.
Yeah, the phone call went ding
So it
dong,
is
the
your-
witch is dead.
it
I
is
said,
your
shut
fault.
the fuck up, where are we drinking?
It is your
and
fault.
off we go.
All your fault.
And then I got, engaged in the conversation and the things, and I wasn't checking on the game, and then I
Yep.
checked on it, final score
Yeah.
2-2.
Yeah, but did you hear how?
Clearly my fault. No, I haven't. How did it happen?
Yeah. How about the fact that Hope Solo is like the best goalie?
Hashtag I'm
And
with
that-
Hope Solo.
Hashtag through the legs.
Hashtag and hope we trust. Oh, the second goal was through her legs?
Hashtag through the legs. There was a
I know
kick,
the
a free kick. There was a free kick.
That was the first
And,
goal, wasn't it?
The second, I thought. The
second
way
one?
that it said. I don't know. I might be wrong. The way that it said was she went for
Yeah.
it and it boop,
Oh,
tied. No.
that's heartbreaking.
Yeah, that is
But
heartbreaking.
it still does advance the U.S. to
It does.
the semifinals because we won
It
against
does. Right,
France,
right.
and we won another game that I don't
We
remember
won a
who-
second game. Right.
Right. So we won 2, we tied 1, we advanced.
Right. Thank goodness. 'Cause
Everybody lives
otherwise
to fight
Hope
another
Solo
day.
would be like drinking more in Washington
I still love her.
State. Yeah, no, you
No,
can.
I still love
but
her.
I mean, she'd have another
Hope,
domestic
if you're
violence.
listening, I still love you.
I
Hashtag.
love you, honey.
How heartbreaking
Did-
was it last night to watch when on the high bar, Leva is his last name,
Daniel Leva.
and he
Yes.
was doing that combo and just went boom,
Yeah.
and it just your heart sank because they were doing so well after Pummel Horse.
Yeah.
They were just up and up and up and up and
Which
up,
was
and I was
horrible,
on
the Pummel
Pummel Horse
Horse.
was horrible.
That's a rough.
But I'm watching all of it, and they're building, and all of a sudden he just,
Yeah.
oh my God, everything just sank.
And
Everything.
he was there in 2012.
Yes.
But was he there? He wasn't there in 08.
No.
And he
Okay.
wasn't supposed to be there this year, but
Okay.
somebody else got injured, and he was a
Oh,
replacement.
I see. Okay. I didn't hear that.
Yeah, and
part.
he was the only person to medal in 2012, I think, of the
Okay,
whole team.
that
He
makes
got an
sense.
individual. I think he got a bronze on the pommel horse.
Okay.
No, or something.
Something.
He has a bronze in something.
And those motherfuckers on the rings.
Oh.
Watching them on the rings.
Did you guys see the France guy broke his leg?
I didn't see it happen. I knew of it.
I almost threw up. There's no two ways about
I
it.
keep seeing
Like,
that picture on my newsfeed.
Yeah,
I'm like, stop.
and my thing is like I can't. You've talked about that. Like you're not good with. You
Broken
can
bones.
handle just about anything, but
Can't do
that
broken bones.
I, honest to God, was sitting there and I'm just working and whatever, and I look up and I'm like, I was
I haven't seen it.
done.
Okay.
And the reporter, the color announcer screaming, look away from the TV.
Yeah, but
you have it on yours?
Yeah, the problem.
didn't watch it.
Yeah, no.
Oh, the original announcer is screaming, look away from the
Yeah.
TV. Look away, because the
Yeah.
camera wouldn't cut.
Oh.
They stayed
and
on it.
the problem was that it was one of those things where you're just like, by a train wreck, which derailed.
No, we watched it
right?
over and
I
over
saw
and
that
over
one. But the interesting piece to me was that I kept staring and looking at the guy's face, and he's like this. So does this mean I can't
Yeah.
go on to the next round? Because I think I could do it on one leg.
Yeah.
Except for there's no way
feel
to do,
bad for him.
There's no way to do
everybody
the,
was
the
saying,
vault
like,
because
how
my
was
leg
he
goes
so
that way.
calm? And because, I mean, all night long, everybody was passing that phone around. I'm like, all right, stop. I know what you're going to show me now.
Yeah.
You tricked me 3 times into thinking I was watching a hot guy do something.
That's the magic of two things called adrenaline.
Yeah,
And
you're right.
shock.
You're right.
Yeah.
I don't, and I don't know what else. Like I'm with you about the adrenaline.
That's an
with
amazing
you
drug.
about the shock.
Your body produces
But
it,
it was
stops all the things.
It was wild. He was looking at his leg when the one is this way and the other is clearly that
Yeah.
way. And then
Can't.
the foot was that way, and I thought, oh, all right. So that was interesting. Digress. But what about Lily King?
Oh, last
you
night
know?
did a little
Was she
little
was
smash.
she was smack talking,
yeah.
calling out the Russian competitor for doping,
Yulia Efimova.
And then she got the gold.
and then bitch won, like-
And she had done that the night before. I don't know if you guys watched any of this, but she's 19 years old, and her name is Lily King. 19 years old, gets in the water and is just no trash talking. Well, because it's not trash talking to me. It was just very meh. They were asking her about the fact that this Yulia Efimova is from Russia, has been banned
Twice, I believe.
Banned, is that the right word?
Yeah.
I don't
Suspended,
know. Like
perhaps, I
suspended
don't know.
for sure.
Prevented
had a
from-
16-month suspension, I think
Yeah.
it was. Also didn't pass 2 different drug tests, whatever.
Didn't find out she was swimming till the day of the opening ceremony.
Right. There was, and so all of a sudden she's able to swim, and Lily King said, "You know what? As far as the Olympic Committee saying okay, well, I go with that. I may disagree, but I go with it." But they showed this fantastic, and you'll see it over and over if you keep watching the Olympics, where Lily King is watching Efimova swim in a different heat for the semifinal. And she comes in first, and Efimova comes up from Russia and goes like this, like, I'm number 1. And they show Lily King in the back room watching, going like this. Oh, no. Like, no. And it was awesome. Well, Mom and I were watching it, and we were just high-fiving. We're like, that's fucking awesome. Fuck you,
And the next day
Russia.
she beat her head to head. Like,
Yep.
And when she came out of the semifinal, the reporters, of course, are right on that and said, "Hey, what was that about? And what do you think?" And she goes, "Well, you do the drugs or you do whatever it was." I'm not quoting at all, but then what I am quoting is she goes, "Yeah, you do that? Yeah, I'm not a fan." And it was just
yeah,
very...
and she won. She broke the world record.
She did.
It was an amazing
It was
swim.
our Olympic
Is she the one that
record.
broke her own
she
record?
broke the
Yeah.
Olympic record, I believe.
No, she was
Not
world record.
Was it
Yeah.
world
She
record?
was world record.
And it was
Okay.
her own.
My bad.
Yeah, and it was her own. It was her own
Yeah.
record, and then the other American came in third with the Russian girl in the middle.
Fantastic.
And when they were doing the medal ceremony,
Yeah.
she looked over and gave her a smile, like,
She
I
did.
remember seeing that.
And then they came in for a picture, and it was like, okay,
yeah.
and
But-
and it was, but I thought, good for you. She sparred with her about the doping and said, hey, if I'm here and I can make a statement, and open
Yeah,
people's
and she
eyes.
said, we swam clean, and you got to hope that
Yes.
she's not like Lance Armstrong, who
Oh,
preached.
Right,
right,
4 years from now, we
right.
find
I
out.
thought the same
Because
thing.
now I'm like always suspicious of anybody
Yes.
now of like, no, we went through this Lance Armstrong bullshit. But now we got to talk about those men's divers.
Yeah.
I really love my flat screen 60-inch television.
Did you enjoy
the men's?
these?
I was spraying myself with a water bottle, just like pretending I was there.
Pretending you were from Tonga.
No, from Mexico, I'm assuming.
Somewhere.
Did
There's
you see
water.
the divers? Did you see
I watched some of it. Yeah, I saw Daily do it.
Garcia? No, but did you see your Mexican boys?
I don't know. I
Did you see
didn't
the
watch a lot.
Filipinos
I
that
didn't-
apparently forgot to learn how to dive
I've
before
watched
they
that
showed
video.
up?
That is fucking hilarious.
Oh my God, the ones that did,
That
like,
is
did
so
a belly
funny.
flop?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that was
So funny.
hysterical. Yeah.
No, I
Yeah.
watched some of it, not
Poor
a lot of it,
Filipinos.
because whenever it was on, I wasn't sitting there. But like, I watched all the swimming, like the 4x100, where Phelps and all of them did that. that was amazing.
That was a beautiful.
But no,
moment.
Apparently,
And then
he's
did you
done
see
more
the-
amazing things tonight.
Did you see the medal ceremony for them? Phelps held it together. It's his,
Right,
his,
with-
his
Oh,
19th. It's his
I
19th
bawled.
gold
I bawled
medal.
like a little
The
bitch.
other guy was clearly awestruck. The other one's holding
Ryan
it
held.
together, and then
Ryan
the
held.
young guy in the middle that was
Just
first
bawling.
time
Yeah,
just
Ryan
hooked.
held.
And I was like, oh, I love my crying emo.
Well, because he was.
I get weepy just
I
thinking
know.
about it.
I'm
He
with
was at a stop, and no one saw it. Like they weren't.
And
They
then
were
they
looking
looked-
straight ahead.
yeah.
And when Michael Phelps saw it, he was like, "Oh, honey!"
I
and
know.
he's like, "Oh
Like,
my
'cause he
God, don't
got
do
it.
that on TV."
But because he got it.
Oh yeah, but it was the cutest thing when he looked over and saw him and just gave him that big bear hug, like, "Oh, not on national TV."
They asked him, the reporter, like when they first got done, he was like, well, that's just, how did you get through it? And he's like, well, it was the Olympics. It's not a big deal and whatever. And then he gets
Oh,
up
the
on the
minute
medal
the national
stand.
anthem started, and they
Yeah,
got
and
to
all
like,
of a sudden
"Oh, sake," and you
yeah.
could.
He was like, and you saw just the lip and the.
Oh, he was stoic for like a half a second.
I know it. And then
And then he tries to hold it up like he's like, "Oh my God!"
Yeah. And I thought, I can't imagine not being the same way because my fat ass is sitting on the couch watching the Olympics.
But the fact that they all
Also-
looked forward and nobody in their
Yes.
peripheral vision saw him
Yeah.
sobbing like an Olympian.
Yeah.
I know it.
And it was just so funny with Michael Phelps' reaction when he saw him, like,
know
"Oh,
it.
honey," it was
And
like
the gentleman
he was
on
such
the
big
left.
brother.
I can't
Yeah.
think, but it was just like
Such
we're right
big brother
here.
moments
Yeah.
of like, "Oh no,"
Which I thought was so kind. I just thought that was really, really cool.
And then
I loved
the
it.
other race where the kid, I guess the kid's family owns the Cubs or something. He's from the family that owns the Chicago Cubs, where Harry Carey used to announce. And he's got his whole tribe there. There's like 50 people, and he got the bronze medal in something. And the guy that won the gold was from the U.S.
Murray. No.
Churi.
No.
Carey.
But yes, no.
But it's like that. So the gold medal ceremony is for his teammate, but they're playing his
Dewey.
Dewey. So his reaction as the other guy's winning the gold, and he was trying to hold it together,
I know.
and then finally he just put his head down. I was like, "Oh, that's
Yeah.
just the best."
Aw.
It is. It
Speaking
really
of,
is.
you
Real
said,
sense of occasion.
Speaking of swimming and how did you all see this one where Trump is at the Olympics?
Yes.
If I lose,
the
it's
way,
No,
rigged.
he's the
That
best.
is
He's the
not
best
a
swimmer.
bomb pussy.
People are saying he's the best swimmer.
Many people say.
Many people
Hashtag
say.
many
Many
people
people
say.
say he's the best swimmer.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. If you've won
How do you
half,
not have diving pictures up there for me?
right.
I didn't. You should have let me know. I could have.
How is it rigged if you won your half of the thing? Like that's what I don't understand. Like,
What do you mean?
how is an election rigged if you're halfway there?
Yeah.
Oh,
And
I
you
thought
won
you
your
were still
half.
talking about swimming.
No,
I'm like,
it
I'm
was
so
back to
confused
rigged.
right now.
No,
Yeah.
swimming's not very rigged. Like you just have to go down the pool and back fast.
Yes.
Right.
It's hard.
And now that they have the touchpad,
right,
you can't bitch about
Right.
that. No. Mm-mm.
which is magic. I feel
There's
like.
nobody
I feel like I need one
know.
of those.
I don't want to talk about it.
Did you buy one for your pool?
No, I just don't want to talk about you
'Cause-
having a touchpad because that's a little creepy.
Settle down.
Settle down.
I forgot what I was talking about.
I know.
Thoughtful vulgarity. Go.
So, no, we haven't talked about the divers. So,
Yeah, we've actually walked all the way around the diving. So
that
we
was the
just
best.
did-
Who gives a shit about all these people fully clothed? Those divers and Tony, what's his name from Britain, whose dad died last time, and now he's married to
Daly, Tom Daly.
Tom Daly, that's
Yeah.
married to Justin
Tony.
Lance
Tony.
Lance Dustin
Tony
Black or whatever it is. The
Schmony
kid.
Mony.
But
Mark
they,
Ricker
Is it
Steve.
this one?
oh, but you got to get them in there, like taking a shower, because they dive, then they shower, then
I
they
need you to be
towel
more
up.
specific. You said diving pictures.
Do you mean when they dig in their pants?
I
and
think
they
he just
Yeah.
wants them
readjust?
standing there naked.
Pretty much.
Yes. Well, duh.
Duh.
Right.
So, what's his name? Tom Ford.
Tom Daly.
Tom Daly.
Tom Ford is the designer.
Out gay and possibly married to Lance
He's
Dustin
married
Black.
to Lance Dustin Black. Yes,
so
they
the
are
husband's
married,
in the audience,
yes.
and they kept showing him, but they didn't say like that's his husband, which disappointed me a little bit. But then they showed him in his
I
bathing
believe
suit.
they got married because I know they were
And you
engaged.
got right over it.
Yeah.
I have to say that is the smallest bathing suit ever put on a male form, and I am delighted. I mean, he had the cum gutters. He had the everything going on. His ass muscles. There was what is that covering? Like, what is the point to that bathing suit? And it was shockingly small. Shockingly.
And then his little ass crack was hanging out.
And then the American
That's what I was
team that
looking at his
came,
ass. I'm just saying,
that
it was
came.
hard to miss.
Oh, here. How would I get this to him?
46 condoms per participant, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
I thought
There
about
was.
1,000 every
There
time
was.
every time they mention Olympic Village. All I remember is him
Condoms.
making the comment the last Summer Olympics when he's like, imagine it. You're all in your prime. You got the best bodies. You're at the peak
The
of
sexiest
sex.
you'll ever be.
And, right, and you're in a place where all these other sexy people are, and you all look fantastic. So why wouldn't there be sex?
Right.
I just keep thinking of
Lots of it, yeah.
So load them up with the condoms.
Okay,
and
here
let 'em go.
I just sent that to you. This might be a bigger version of his swimsuit, but it was just delightful. The Americans won silver. Tom Haley, whatever his name is, Daly, they won bronze. It was a
get
great
his name.
comeback.
Potato.
Oh, I look at this guy. How are you going to remember his name?
Well, I have to get to the picture
I'm
first.
looking
It
at
takes a
his
second.
fucking crotch. So, but the Americans were all about the Jesus. Did you see
Yes.
the interview?
I actually, I'm
We're
not
not
gonna
really
lie,
divers. We're
I'm
here
not
in the
gonna
spirit
lie.
of Jesus
I
and-
thought of all three of you, because of seeing that they were like
They were
we're
at rapper level Jesus talk.
They really
It was
were.
a lot.
And
I did see that.
But
I
the
was
cool,
like,
I thought that they were
"Wow, with the
really cool
Jesus."
about it. Like
Yeah, they both
weren't-
have stripper
They
names.
weren't fucking preaching
like
at
Blaine
you.
and Steele.
Right, Steele Johnson.
Steele Johnson.
You've got
Like,
a Steele
come
Johnson.
on.
Right.
Come on.
I thought that was a funny
Yeah.
name myself.
Yeah.
But
Al's talking about this.
and I think that's bigger than the one he was wearing that day. But I mean, look at that.
That bathing suit is bigger than what he was wearing. You're right.
Yeah, he had even something about. But from behind, that
I thought that was a
thing-
napkin.
Oh, it is. Can I wipe my mouth on it?
A
Is that wrong?
doily, as it were. A doily. A
Can I
Tom
introduce you to
doily.
the bomb pussy?
That didn't appear to be clothing to me.
By the way, don't Google Tim Daly. It's a very different picture. Yeah.
I can believe
And
it is.
Tyne Daly's
Yes,
there.
yes. I
You
can
were
Tyne
believe
there?
Daly is with and you were there.
Well, I can believe.
Definitely don't put naked after it then.
Yeah.
Oh,
So-
no,
no.
no,
Tyne
let's
Daly
not,
naked,
let's
not a
not,
good.
let's
That's up
not.
there with ass clown.
No, but and he's right. Joe's right. That David Budaya, adorable.
Totes adorbs.
And-
Totes adorbs.
Totes adorbs.
And his
and
porn,
his
his
little-
porn partner, Steve
Yeah,
Steele Johnson.
Steele Johnson.
Jesus Christ.
Steele Johnson.
Steele,
on,
and that's what he
Dad,
says it
come
too.
on.
Isn't that the same
And he
thing
really
as Bomb
does
Pussy
have the- yeah.
as Steele Johnson for
I
you
got the
boys?
Steele
Come
Johnson
on.
right
We
here,
got the
bitch.
Steele Johnson. We got the Bomb
Judges don't
Pussy.
allow it, but it's fun.
All right. But they were. They
The
were
judges
very
frown
just-
upon that.
Oh, fuck you, judges. But they were
The
very.
judges frown upon you.
Well, fine. They really were, though. They were cute and they were sweet. And I thought they were. Did anybody else find it very funny when they stood up there and they're like, "All right, 1, 2, 3." They sounded bored as hell. Did you hear them when they
I
were
did hear
on
them.
They were getting ready, right? And they're standing ready
The
to
two
die.
Americans? Oh, no, and they
And
said.
then it was like, 1, 2, 3, go.
No, but the commentator said
I was
over and
like,
over again
what?
that they were so calm and smiling and focused.
They really were. Oh,
'Cause
and I heard that
Jesus.
over. Well, Christ, as it were. But they were.
Jesus.
Well, they said Christ. Their life in Christ.
Right.
But I just thought it really was. I thought it was very cute how they did that, and they were just very. This is what it's about. About the Christian values and everything else. They just let it go. They weren't preaching at anybody, and I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, I mean, it
Believe
was
what you
all-
wanna believe, do
Yeah,
what
all
you
the
wanna
services
do.
and
Are
everything.
those the shorts you're talking about?
Yep.
Yeah, those are it. Yeah,
Seriously, can I
those-
wipe my mouth on your dinner napkin?
That's not a. That's
And
less than a
your
doily.
husband is watching and probably thinking worse things than I am because he's been down there. He's been in the region. He's been in the bomb pussy. So, and Amina says, take a moment in solidarity for Castor Semenya. South African middle distance runner and world champion, won gold in the women's 800 meters in
good.
2009.
I haven't seen
thought that was
any
a joke
track and
name.
field stuff.
Oh no. So she is allowed to compete, but I don't know if she's if she got to the Olympics. I'm not actually sure if she got there. But in the opening ceremony, and it was a little bit of a fake that the refugee team, which was very nice. Yeah. But the applause was really because everyone knew the Brazilians were coming, and so it was nice that they put them there.
I didn't even pay
because it was a
attention
little
to
bit of
that.
a pity fuck of applause.
I'll put that one up there for you.
Oh, Christ Lord. I mean, it's just the human form. Jesus.
You're an idiot.
And the mom pussy. But that's what the one thing they said about the Tonga guy with Brazil, and the fact that it caught on so fast was Brazil's a very sensual, earthy. Mm-hmm. They like the naked form and are not afraid of it in any way. There's no puritanical anything going on. So they said that the stadium reacted to him as like, way to represent. We don't know where the fuck Tonga is, but
I'm gonna learn.
You look good.
Right.
And it really, really was.
Gonna learn about Tonga. Gonna learn about Tonga.
You made it uncomfortable.
What? Oh yeah.
Yeah, you're the one with 1 in 10.
Yeah, you're the one at a volleyball game for
by the way,
children.
did you listen
Well,
to
I
last
watched
week's
Hoda
show?
dry hump her couch.
We were talking about somebody with one arm. Remember that?
Oh,
you remember?
I did. Oh, I'm like, people, I'm not even there. You don't need to
But
make
that was
this.
very funny.
It really was.
We appreciated it.
Topical.
I liked it.
Typical tropical.
People are being apparently very sexist during the Olympics as well. Did you hear that whole thing?
What, American newscasters being sexist?
What?
That's
Get
so
out.
weird.
I don't think it's real. But maybe it is.
Did you hear about? I want to say it was a Russian gymnast who made the comment about the young girl is on USA. Her name Biles. The
Simone
girl.
That was a
Simone
couple
Biles?
years ago. Yeah, that was like 2 or 3 years ago. The first time she won the world championships. And yes, that's an old comment.
That's an old comment
It's
because
an old
it was on
comment.
the news today. Like it was just said.
What was it? I didn't hear it.
The one girl said to the other one, maybe we should paint our
skin
black
and we could win.
It was a few years ago.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that was current.
And what made it worse was that
Just like Sheriff Joe, like last week. Remember? Ugh, that was
Oh yeah, I was very concerned about that. And
me too.
How many concerned citizens were on your team for the Sheriff Joe info?
Yeah, God, I was mad about that.
So anyways, the coach, wasn't she Italian? Is she Russian? I thought she was Italian. I thought she was Italian.
For us?
No, the girl that made the comment. Well, the coach came back and said
I've never heard
that that now that there's so much more athletic, there's so much more athleticism and less about the beauty and art of gymnastics, that the black girls win because they're built differently, so they can handle the power stuff, but there's no beauty there. That's when the shit hit the storm. I don't know when it's not the girl's comment because that's old and she's since apologized.
Oh, I thought that was.
And she made a city council, but I think this coach's comment is more realistic. But talk about a promise fulfilled. Because when they do the build up and they build up everybody as the Great White Hope, so you get really nervous. Sure. And what is the young girl's name? Who's the 4-time world champion for the girls' gymnastics? You just said her name.
Biles.
Simone Biles.
So
Simone Biles.
They're going on and on and
Cute
on about
girl.
she's the greatest that's ever been.
Adorable,
This is the greatest that's ever been. And you're like, all right, she's 16 years old.
She's about this big.
She's at her. She's
Yeah,
4
she's
foot
tiny.
5, 4'6".
Yeah.
I'm like, don't build it
4'8",
up like this.
I think.
Judy
Don't
Garland size.
build this
Totally,
girl.
yeah.
No, she's even shorter. Judy Garland's like 4'11".
Oh, 4'11". My bad.
yeah,
my
she
bad. My
was
bad.
She was 4'8".
I'm 5'6".
My mom's
Yeah.
size.
Yeah.
So, they're just building it up and building it up
Yeah.
and building it up. I'm like, don't do this to this girl. Like, don't create this kind of thing that she can't live up to. She took one step on that mat. I'm like, oh, bitch, for real.
Oh, and not that,
She
but
got
that
that ball
balance
pussy,
beam.
which I don't
the
think you-
balance beam.
Oh,
Fuck
yeah.
that. Where she is standing there on the ball of her foot, right? And that's
And
the ball of your foot.
spinning around
whatever,
like a top
The part just past your
and
toes,
just
yeah.
went 3 times around, and I sat there, and Mom was watching
And then
her,
just dropped
and
down, laid down,
Mom
did her
looked at-
laundry,
yeah.
stood up, raised
Mom
it to
looks at me and
Jesus,
she
gave
goes,
us the bomb
"Did
pussy
I just
out."
see
I was
that?
like, what the fuck?
Yeah, dismounted, and I was like, "What?" Mom looks at me. She goes, "Did I just see that?"
Yeah.
I said, "I believe so."
I
but
said that-
allow us.
I
to
said that
review.
to all four exercises. I was like,
Holy shit.
this bitch is putting me on. Like, that's got to be a robot. She
yeah.
was just perfection. So I can't wait. So tonight when I get home,
Yeah, I can't wait.
Can't
I
wait
know,
to
me
watch
too.
the all arounds because tonight's the all around.
Tonight is the all around. And they had a big thing with that the being sexually inappropriate for the commentators, because the swimming normally, and anyone who listens, I would think, knows that I'm usually not the one to jump on something about how people talk about women or people do this, because I'm like, whatever. But this was really interesting to me. This woman goes out. It's Hazu or Hazu from Hungary.
House and Pepper Incorporated.
Hazu, and I'm saying it. I know I'm saying it wrong, and my apologies. But apparently, 4 years ago, she just crawled into this deep depression after the
Was there a cream sauce?
I don't think so.
Tears.
But after there was
Were there
definitely
biscuits?
apparently
Were
tears.
there any biscuits?
There was a
she been to
bomb
Costco.
pussy,
Oh, okay.
but anyway, and her husband brought her out of it, and they kept going through. They do the stories.
Yeah, you
about
get your
people.
tearjerker story to make sure I'm crying at home.
Right.
The cream
And
sauce
watching it, and
washes right out of these t-shirts.
Like I'm rooting for you. You're with Hungary. I'm not. I'm
Home Alone.
I'm hungry.
By the
You're
way,
Hungarian. We're
I'm
good.
dieting, so no, I'm not rooting for you. I'm hungry. Anyway, so
Wait, I don't get it.
shut it. Anyway, they went through and
Wasn't a pun.
It really was.
No, you guys got a lot of when the cat's away, bitches.
That was awesome. God damn it! It wasn't even me.
You went on like a 5-minute tear,
I know,
not
but
you.
it wasn't even me.
Means the royal
Isn't
you.
that great?
I need to listen back. I don't know what
But
happened last week.
it was huge.
Off the rail- off
it
the
was,
rails.
It was.
Were
it was
we?
Huge.
punnable.
You know why? Because I met my new BFF.
Bigly. Yeah.
Punnable. Bigly.
Finish your story about Hungry.
Anyway, they were going on and on about the husband being responsible for her coming back.
He's
and
awesome,
he,
though. I
he
love
was on the
watching him.
sidelines. He's so excited
He's
for her.
so
and
excited.
He's pumped.
And at one
I
point,
get
there's a
that.
commentator that like pans to him
Yes.
and goes, "Dude, it's a prelim. Calm down."
Right. But I was with you. Like he was excited and exciting and on her side, and I thought that's awesome. But there you have it. But it was one of those that you look at it and you go, wait a minute, but he's not responsible, and they kept pushing that point. Responsible. He made her who she is. He did
That bitch
this,
is
and
in
it
the
was
pool
like,
by herself.
well, she's the one swimming. She's
Right.
the one who did this, and she already has 2 golds.
Yeah, just say he was supportive and move
He was
the
super
fuck on.
supportive, and he got her out of that, helped get her out of that funk, and
Oh, jeez, I looked at the sun again.
but yeah, it was really the
You need
whole
special
kind of
classes for that.
the whole sexist thing, and there was a
Try
Chicago Bears. There's a gal who is
10-11.
she won a bronze medal. For her name is Corey Cogden. I believe it's urine.
You can
Anyway,
go with urine, but it's, he can be
no,
formal.
it's different. Her husband plays for the Chicago Bears.
Duh, Bears.
And so all of a sudden it became about him, not about her.
Oh, that's unfair.
See, that's
Right.
why they needed to show Lance Dustin Black in the stage with his gay-ass wedding ring.
But that's exactly it. Like,
Because
why
if everybody
aren't you
else
guys-
is keeping somebody alive, why
But
not the gay husband?
It was very interesting how they pointed out him.
I mean, I was busy
and
masturbating. Anything could have been happening.
I can believe you did. But even the tweet was wife of a Bears lineman.
Titties!
What? Wife of a Bears lineman wins
What
a bronze
twit did
medal
she twat?
today in Rio Olympics. The wife of a Bears lineman, like she has a name.
Yeah.
She's the one who won the Corey's the one who won the award. So anyway, that was apparently a big deal. So
And then one last thing, because she put it on her Facebook page. And what's her name? Allie? Is her name Allie? Ari?
Oh my God.
Allie
Her
Raisman?
parents.
That is
Oh,
how I
God.
watch. That's how I watch all gymnastics and figure skating. So I'm like, lay it out. Good, you got
Yeah,
it. Like, ow,
Allie
get it.
Raisman's parents. Have you
Oh,
ever
I've
seen
seen
them?
yes.
Well, and
They're
my new
funny.
favorite writer. Wait, let me get his name right because I posted like 3 articles from this guy. He writes
And
for
they're
he writes for Elle
funny.
magazine, and he is fucking hilarious, like crazy. I want to just read everything. In fact, I woke up this morning. And like I do to avoid getting out of bed and dealing with the real world, I go on Facebook immediately.
That's fair.
Yeah, sure. Oh, my alarm went off. I should check Facebook.
That's what that alarm was for. The next one will be do something else.
Get out.
Right.
Get up.
3 more will be put feet on the floor.
Yeah,
sure.
But for right now, and let me find his name. It's R. Eric something. Wait. God damn it! I post on Facebook a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
This is not
Dear
okay.
Diary.
Oh, I got called by that campaign
Dear
today.
Diary. Which campaign?
Adrian
Barbeau?
The one who's running to replace Helen Purcell.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was at the store
Did
today.
you get like a robocall? or-
No, live guy called me.
Shut the front door.
Called
What did
me.
he say?
What
got a
can
phone
you
call
do
from a
for
man?
us? Yeah.
What do you want?
Hand jobs for
They
crack?
wanted me to
What's
join the
available?
phone bank. They wanted me to do this. They wanted me to do that. I'm like, I won't. I
Thank you,
will not
Nero.
I won't join your phone bank.
Oh,
I said, but
Thank
I
you,
am
thank
a little
you.
bit better. I said I have a following on the Facebooks. We have a podcast.
So-
I said,
sure.
put a sign in my yard. I said, I'll do anything to get Helen Purcell the fuck out of the county recorder's
yeah.
office.
Legit.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Yeah. So he's then going to relay all that information to their media person who's supposed to call me tomorrow.
Oh, very nice.
Well played.
So I'm going to
Thank you.
Send us
Is
a
it
package.
Adrian
We'll play your bullshit.
You just passed it. Fontes?
No, I gotta scroll. Scroll.
Right there, right there,
Nero,
right there, right
Nero
there, right there.
just put the link
Yeah,
in
Adrian
for-
Fontes.
Fontes, that's the one. So
Yeah,
anyway.
and thank
For
you,
County
Nero.
Recorder.
She just put the link in about the Bears lineman's wife. And
Oh, yeah.
Look at how I'm saying it because that's how it's in here. Ugh. Anyway, Corey Cogden, Urane, Bears lineman's
That's
wife.
a tough one.
And Urang. If anybody is on Twitter, they need to be following Leslie Jones though for her new gig as the Rio Olympics contributor. The sand volleyball. Misty May trains, but it's a trainer. Misty May Trainer was
Is
The
that
other
Megan's
one.
the
sister?
partner. No.
Megan Trainer. That's what I thought too.
Carrie
Walsh.
about
Walsh.
Carrie Walsh, and then
Jennings. Carrie Walsh
Jennings in
Jennings.
April, May, or something like that.
Ross. April
June.
Ross.
April
How
Ross.
many names are you going to throw out?
All of them. All of them. I'm going to say all of them.
Everyone.
I honestly
But they
don't know
are
who we're
fabulous,
talking about.
But
The
Leslie
you
volleyball
on the air?
players, they're on their 4th Olympics.
Yep.
Are we on the
And
air?
Leslie Jones is
It's very
tweeting.
loud there. Are you taking a Zumba class?
And
Okay, let me help this one.
thank you.
Okay,
What's
Leslie
happening?
Jones,
Somebody tell
funny
me. I love
comedian from
Leslie
SNL.
Jones. Yes,
Very
love
funny.
her.
Listen out.
She's now tweeting live from the Olympics, and she went after, the volleyball girls that win every year. The one Walsh Jennings has been undefeated
Carrie
in the Olympics.
Walsh
Carrie
Jennings.
Walsh has been undefeated. She's never
I'll
lost
allow
the
it.
Olympics.
Never lost
I love her
anything.
already.
So they
no, but
won
never lost
yesterday
anything.
again. She's
Lesbian.
never lost a match.
Not at all.
Can't imagine.
No, she's not. She has 3 kids, and she still looks like
Doesn't
that in a little
matter.
tiny bikini. Anyways, so
Pregnant
last
at the
night
last
they
Olympics.
yeah,
Katie
it turns
June.
out she was pregnant in the last Olympics. They didn't know.
Oh, very nice.
So they won last night. But so if you follow Leslie Jones on Twitter, she's been hysterical.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Getting it done. But she went nuts last night.
She did, and it's just been a fantastic thing. And Carrie Walsh Jennings has
Nice.
been like
And she
totally
dives and runs,
excited
and
about
they
it.
went
yeah.
undefeated again in the last Olympics,
Amazing.
got their gold medal, and then she found out she was pregnant during the whole thing when she was running and jumping and screaming
Yep.
and going around.
Yep.
Because it turns out that's not dangerous in the beginning. Like, that's totally okay.
No, but
Yeah.
they may have made a different life choice if they had known she
Perhaps.
was
Right,
that
Sure.
far.
Right.
But she was a little further along.
a little more pregnant than you
Yeah.
want to
Then
be.
But
she
the fact that
but didn't look at it all.
Yeah.
Like
Oh.
I'm a little more pregnant than. I mean,
I am currently
the
more
gestation
pregnant,
of a
yeah.
fucking elephant
Right.
over here.
How many
But-
cameras are on you?
Well, how many do I need?
that's
That's
fair.
the problem. Fuck. Anyway.
No, let me tell you though, if you haven't read anything by this guy, his name is R. Eric Thomas.
That guy.
R. Eric Thomas. He writes for Elle magazine, and the article about Allie Raceman's parents begins like this. It says, "I'm having so many emotions about the Olympics. I'm having every emotion about the Olympics. I am Goldie Hawn in First Wives Club about the Olympics," which is odd because I think most people would agree I'm a solid Keaton.
I love it. That's awesome.
That's the first paragraph.
Yeah.
And you know what I
like
mean?
that.
And he goes on, he's witty, he's smart, he's funny. He goes on.
Give me the name again.
R.
Uh-huh.
Dot Eric,
Eric.
the
okay.
traditional spelling.
Yep.
Thomas.
Like it
Also
sounds.
traditional spelling.
Keaton.
Got it.
K-E-A-T-O-N.
And he is funny.
Yeah,
Perfect.
he's hilarious. He's on, and he appears to be pumping out a hilarious article every day.
Okay.
Because I just posted today the day 3.
Okay.
Yesterday was about Allie Raceman, and there's another one clearly from day 1. Funny
I found
stuff.
the link because I found that so funny. I clicked on his name and he wrote something else, and I think he's on YouTube too.
He just put put something on Twitter. I wrote 800 words about Mariah Carey before 9 a.m. So yeah, I'd say my life is turning out pretty much how I thought it would. in 6th grade.
Good work.
That's awesome. I love it. Thank you. That's great.
I don't know how you can write that many words about that woman.
All right, let's bring it home. Well,
All right, come on.
I like it.
All right, here we go.
And now, thoughtful vulgarity.
where we in the studio try to make ourselves slightly less shallow, which is not hard to do. We will ask one question of the panel while fucked up drunk. Because you know at home how well it goes when important questions come up several hours after alcohol has been served. Politics, religion, why not? What could possibly go wrong? Who could you offend? Good luck.
For those of you who are just tuning in, we're all doing the
Shaky camera.
shaky camera.
Okay. Then do the cha-cha.
Oh, every time they say
With yellow
Copacabana
feathers
Beach,
in
I
her
just want to do
hair.
the song.
I know. I agree.
Somehow, can we get Barry Manilow to be on the beach for the
How can
finale
we
and
not?
sing the goddamn song?
with Pele.
It really is just rude to keep saying that
Yeah.
over and over again.
It is.
But a
I
funny
agree.
quote, funny story.
I
Wait,
don't know.
back to my list of stories.
Judge's rule.
I don't remember where I read this, but if
We're on-
somebody knows the actual source, give them credit.
We're on number 7.5 because story number 7 was.
Yeah. Okay.
How many times can you hear Copacabana before you start rooting for Rico?
Yeah. That's fair. That's fair.
That's fair.
I like it.
Well, if he looks like Tonga.
Right?
Rico for the win. All right, so there's been a lot of talk.
Yeah.
People are talking. People are saying. What's
People
many
are saying.
People are saying.
Many people are saying.
So I'm like weeks and weeks behind on Entertainment Weeklies
Oh, okay.
because
Oh my God, yes.
I've been traveling. So
Ever
there
spent
was
a
a
long time
whole
in the
article
bathroom?
about songs of summer, and it turns out that they do this on purpose. That radio stations realize people are like on the beach, they're in their cars, they're going to hear the radio more, and they kind of want a song of the summer to play over and over again.
Sure.
Something to kind of like stamp the summer.
Will Smith, Summertime.
So my question is, what's your favorite like
Don Henley.
summer
Boys
song?
of Summer.
Well, that was easy.
For me, yeah.
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 Good choice.
Thank you.
And one of my favorite lyrics ever.
I mean, if it's a matter of including the word summer in it, but yeah.
no, it
Boys
doesn't.
of
Just
Summer.
what the
Yeah. No, that actually would. It's good. I like it.
out on the
I'm
road
there.
today is a deadhead sticker on a Cadillac.
That's
you can
right.
never go back. You can never go back.
Okay.
That's
I
so
mean, it's Don Henley.
Yeah,
and,
genius.
And,
Well, the lyrics are
Yeah.
fantastic, too.
yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
genius.
Mhm. I feel good about
Fuck, now I gotta come up with a summer song.
it. There you go. I feel good about it. Bomb.
and it can even be this summer in case one particular song is driving
There
you
hasn't been a
absolutely
good
crazy.
song in a long time. I mean,
Sure.
that's my current radio, pretty much.
Sure.
I'm not talking about a good song. I'm just talking about the one
Oh.
that like they've been tormenting me with all fucking
Well,
month.
apparently Rihanna followed you everywhere, according to what you're.
Was
Yeah.
it Rihanna?
Yeah, that's what you were
or
saying.
Rihanna.
Play that song. It's
don't
it's
even
been
know
like
what
an
it is.
hour. It's
I don't know what
like
it is.
an
I
hour.
don't care.
Type in Rihanna Can't Get Away From It. 2016.
This is what you came for. Calvin Harris featuring Rihanna.
I didn't come for it.
No.
And then the one that
that is what I
Frank
came
played.
for. Now I'm very disappointed. That's what I
The
came
one
for.
that Frank played over and over again was "Don't care about nothing, don't care about nada. You gotta
Oh.
work, don't have to work.
Oh my God!
work,
Well, I
work."
think the whole thing's
Fifth
Fifth
Harmony,
Harmony.
featuring Zero Harmonies.
every yes.
They're not
ironically
even,
titled.
They're not even on their first harmony, and yet
He played that for 25 minutes straight in the hotel room the one day, and I started.
Who did?
I gotta
choreographed
say the
Frank.
music video for that one I am not mad at.
Oh no, we watched that. That was
Right.
softcore porn for the ladies.
I am not mad at that, but all right.
Oh, Holiday Road. That's a fun one.
my
Is that a
an-
hit though? I don't know.
my answer
get it.
literally is "Summertime" by DJ
Wait a minute, wait a
Jazzy
minute.
Jeff and the Fresh Prince.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Good choice. Good choice.
By the way, am I hearing the right thing? Holiday Road
From Vacation.
Vacation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holiday
yeah.
Road.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm like. Is that the right thing?
Holiday
Yeah.
Road. Get the little
I
sandwich and
don't.
he's singing.
But I don't know that
Oh,
it's
the
Aaron's
dog peed
favorite
on the
song
picnic
anymore,
basket.
but maybe at the time. Yeah.
That's a fun one. That
It's-
holiday.
it
That's a
is
good.
fun.
That's a fun one, Aaron. I enjoyed that one.
Yep.
I used to think, for some reason, that made me think of, which isn't my answer, but it made me think of the theme from Caddyshack, Eddie Rabbit.
Oh, and I love
No.
No, it's not. I love a rainy night.
That one-
No,
no.
I had to stop. Yeah.
I almost went.
I
into-
also love a rainy night.
Yeah,
I do as well,
Yeah.
but no, that's not.
that's gonna drive me crazy now.
Well,
I can't think
Dear
because I see the
Google.
little gopher.
I know because I've got windshield wipers.
I'm
Laughing on
not
the
a tempo.
dashboard.
Keep it perfect rhythm with the song on the radio. Gotta keep it rolling. Ooh, I'm
You're the way. There's the title.
Looking for another man. Looking for me.
I feel like we should be
Praying
truckers.
for me.
Whatever.
I can't think of what the name
No,
is.
we're not gonna
You're
go
looking-
anywhere till we find out what the name of that fucking song is.
You're looking for "I'm All Right" by Kenny Loggins.
I'm all right.
Don't
Nobody
nobody
worry
worry
about me. Yeah, I like that song too,
There
but
it
that
is.
wasn't my. No, for some reason to me, and I think it has to do with me moving to Phoenix and just the joy and the fun of my life at the time. For some reason, Love
Horse with
Shack.
no name. Oh.
Love Shack is
Oh,
just a
okay.
fun summer. It just the second you hear it, even. But the second you hear that, but you hear that at the beginning, just the start of it, it just immediately is fun to me.
Right.
You
You
always.
clearly have not worked
Sure.
enough karaoke.
Yeah, by the way.
Oh, I
there's-
stay away. No, fuck you. I stay away. No, I don't need to
Oh,
ever.
because you'll never like Summer Nights
Nope,
again.
I do
and
not
you'll-
like that one.
Love Shack,
Meatloaf.
Summer Nights, Baby Got Back.
Anything by Meatloaf.
You know what? I'm an offender of Meatloaf, so I'm still on.
I
Oh
that.
yeah.
love- by the way,
I give
I
you
love-
meatloaf realness.
I would do anything
get
for
me
love.
wrong.
I can do
kind
anything
of
but that.
massacre.
American
Do anything but
Pie,
that.
Don Henley, American Pie.
I give you Paula
And I
Deen,
sing both parts.
Paula Deen meatloaf realness.
By the way, don't get me wrong.
Extra
I'm telling
butter,
you what
please.
people tell me they hate
Yeah,
about that. But
2 out of 3
yeah.
ain't bad.
I don't see you a lot because you're there for karaoke.
At all times, yeah, we're
Yeah, I don't see
all
you a lot
karaoke
because
all
of
the
that.
time.
Yeah.
That and it's kind
Oh,
of
and I'm getting ready to post about an event that's happening that's going to fly right in the face of what event y'all are
I
doing
agree,
too.
Aaron. Yeah, I agree.
oh sure,
Of course.
that's all right.
And I love
My-
with,
my-
with
my-
Amina.
We're 2 hours earlier. You're fine.
And I love for
Oh, I know.
Amina.
And my
that
artwork's not
summer is in December, and that's so true.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
always
didn't-
wonder about
yeah.
that too. If they listen to all
Oh.
those songs
It
about
is.
snow and be like, "What the fuck are these people doing?"
The other one that's a fun one is oh god, I always want to call it "Do You Remember," but that's not right.
Are you talking about?
Do you remember?
Oh,
September.
Time
Earth,
in
Wind, and
September.
Fire.
Earth, Wind, and Fire, right.
Fire?
Favorite
Right.
song in
That's
the
a
world.
fun song. I love that they came out with a remake of that, or a remix of that in the 90s.
I gotta say, when that
By
song,
the way, I know for a fact we're not going to get sued.
nope, they'll never
No.
recognize it.
Even Philip Bailey's like, I'll let you have
Yeah,
that one.
it's
You go
yours.
ahead. You go on, girl.
That
Bomb
was not
pussy.
even a resemblance of a song.
Alfie, your song, Alfie.
Well, it goes back and forth. One of my top nominees would be Sheryl Crow.
Oh.
What's that song? What's the song?
About the car wash?
Sunshine?
Where the car wash, she's
Oh yeah,
sitting
the
across from the car
washing
wash.
and the crushing the cigarettes.
No.
makes me wanna smoke.
Something about sunshine. God damn it.
Sunshine and cigarettes and car washes.
That's exactly the title.
What is it called? Oh, Soak Up the Sun.
Soak up the sun.
Gonna
So-
soak
I
up the
want to
sun.
soak up the sun.
Yeah.
We're not gonna get sued for that either.
Flip my hair. Flip my hair.
That also resembled no songs.
Right,
Not at all.
nothing Sheryl Crow has ever done.
Yeah.
Her library is
Similar
safe.
to,
Sheryl
but legally
Crow's like-
different than the hits
Sheryl
you
Crow,
love.
safe.
Can we do a sing-along episode?
But wait,
I
isn't
think we
Soak
do
Up
that almost every week.
Wait, isn't Soak Up the Sun the one that's she's across the street from the car wash?
No,
I thought-
that's
No,
Is that the same
one?
that's the first big hit.
All I want to do is have some fun.
All I want to do is have some fun.
My
That
bad.
one came out of my brain and not
All
my
I
Google.
want-
Why?
Soak Up the Sun is the one that's written finally flat for her, so she can sing as flat as she'd like and go to
Oh,
town.
I should sing that at karaoke more. Soak Up
Oh,
the
it's
Sun.
written.
Actually,
Oh,
yeah,
it's. I think it's all
that's
written in flat.
exactly
Like
it,
you don't
yeah.
ever have to.
That's all I
Flat
ever sing.
major.
Me too.
Flat me.
That's exactly
Flat
it.
me.
Mhm.
But I would
I'm
have.
singing me flat.
I would have.
Oh,
I
that's
like it.
cute. I
Yeah.
enjoyed that.
I like
But
it.
I would have to go with Hot Stuff as my ultimate summer song because that was my favorite summer. And I would nominate Rock and Roll Fantasy by whatever band that was, but Hot Stuff was the song of the summer in '79. And I just remember like walking to the store to buy the record, and like my friends Tim and Janelle, because they had heard it the night before on the radio and I hadn't heard it yet, so they were trying to like sing it to me to get me know what I was, and they did not get there. But then it
Just like we don't.
No,
But like there was one day of it being existing and not hearing it to the next day it just being on like every other song on
Yeah.
every station across the board
Sure.
and just always being like hot stuff.
What's September song?
September by
Earth, Wind, and
Fire.
That's the Do You Remember? Okay, I never.
The
have-
29th night of
yeah.
September.
I've never put together the September. When I looked up, I'm like, wait a minute. Clayton, I'm going to send you something right now that I just want you to put up as our picture for leaving.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
Jesus Christ. You better fucking hurry.
I'm hurrying. I know that I have time.
I already had my slate.
According to the clock next to the sun, we're almost out.
I had my time.
Maybe
Hold
it's
on.
the sun damage to my retinas that I'm suffering.
You're
Hold
all.
on. Hold on.
You're awful.
Your ass.
Not
My
my-
God. Wait, funny story.
Hurry.
Don't write this
I'm
down.
hurrying.
Have you seen The
Oh,
Boss?
his story.
Number
Have you seen The
9.
Boss?
I have not. No, I need
Oh
to.
my God.
Desperately.
So she falls down this huge flight of stairs, lands on the ground, and someone goes, "How did she survive that?" And the other guy goes, "'Cause she's awful."
That's how I've gotten through.
I don't
life.
even know what that means.
She's awful.
Cause
When my boyfriend's girlfriend was in a car accident, and
There
they're
it
like, "Is
is.
she okay?" I'm
Thank
like,
you.
"She annoys me. She'll live forever."
I did not do this one because I figured you would, but I just figured we should leave them with that.
Well, I don't know. There's
It
no
just
time.
came to you.
There's no time.
There's no time.
There's no time. There's no
Time. There's no.
No, there's literally, we have 45 seconds left in the show. In fact, this has to have already been started.
Fine. Next week. Sorry.
It's called production meetings,
No
people.
time. No time. No time.
Don't care about nothing. Don't care about nada.
the show, the musical.
Frank will appreciate
We've
that I
been a
brought
shit
that.
show for 4 years. It's season 5. This time it's personal. We're in Studio C, back where we belong. It feels so much better in here. How about Kat Carlson, Marnie Ryer? Al Perkins is back in studio, not on the phone anymore.
I
Hi.
like it.
I'm the
My
quiet one.
God.
oh,
He's gonna soak up the sun.
All right.
Yeah.
So, as we do each
he's gonna
time,
soak up the booze.
let's wrap up tonight's show and leave you with this parting thought. We will see you next Tuesday.
Have a good week, everybody.
You've been listening to The Show on Q Talk America.